This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh, good evening, everybody. 7 o'clock on the nose right here, according to the atomic clock on the wall. This is Studio C. It's Q Talk America. I'm Clayton McKee alongside this week our new, well, not really a new cast. We just have a fill-in. Katie June is off because it is election day here in Arizona, across the country, as I understand it. I've read just here, or other places have it.
Other places, but not across the whole country.
Because I know Florida has one today too.
A lot of fucktards do today, but the primary's been going on all.
Well, this is one of the days where you get to go and vote on shit. So that's where Katie is involved with the political process somewhere, and she's probably drunk somewhere. But anyway, so visiting with us is Kat Carlson. You've heard us talk about her.
Thank you.
There's Kat Carlson. She's apparently it's lesbians with hats and gays without. That's what you and I. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
we can trade.
No.
I don't wear hats.
Well, not necessarily.
You don't want to see my hair.
Oh,
okay.
3 lesbians? Why? No. I'm closer to a lesbian than he is.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because I can
We
fix
just call
shit.
him a girl.
I have
I
have almost no lesbian tendencies.
I just mean because we're like there are 3 girls and 1 guy.
No, just because.
I mean, Melissa Etheridge.
Right.
Katie Lang.
You missed me there. I got nothing for either of those.
Really?
No.
Not even vocally?
Don't like the Melissa. Don't care for the Katie.
Oh, I love Katie's
God, I
voice.
love Katie. Yeah, absolutely do. I was listening to her last night.
If I had a pussy, it'd be wet listening to her sing.
Wow.
But not looking at her.
Well,
I think she's a handsome woman.
I like Lyle Lovett's voice too, but God, I don't want to look at it.
No, not at all.
Hell no. Anyway, rounding out our cast as usual, Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins, I'm Clayton McKee. Thanks for being with us. It's a Tuesday.
How many cameras are currently working?
There's only with that one.
Okay,
That's
okay.
it.
Good.
I like the princess wave.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Just in case.
No, as soon as we get a
The
budget,
vaguely disoriented princess wave.
as soon as we get a budget and I can hire IT people to come in. Wait. That's what I do for a living. Never mind.
Yeah.
As soon as I have a free minute or two, and I'll figure this camera thing out. But it's not important because Marnie says the further the camera is away from her, the better off it is.
Totally.
Yeah,
right.
she
agree.
loves it.
Like a fat little Lilliputian.
Here's what's not going to happen.
Tiny.
I'm never going to watch this, so it doesn't actually matter.
Oh.
I'm never. No.
Because
She's a listener
She
in the
listens.
I'm a listener.
She's a listener.
They help you sleep. I sometimes listen to them to fall asleep.
God, I hope not. I listen in the car.
Yeah. And I listen on airplanes too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because you fly everywhere all the time.
Because sometimes if I like the music too much, I tend to start singing.
I can't imagine.
I need alternative entertainment.
I can't imagine at all.
Molly, I don't know what's wrong, even though you can't hear me
there it
because
is.
she's claiming you can't get audio or video. I don't know what. Oh, there it is. She's got it now. She's got it.
Molly, you in danger,
Molly's
girl.
in the chat room. Marnie's girl. Of course, Kat is in there
Hi.
with us. Missy and myself. Steven is there. He was an early one. Steven was in the chat room at 6:15.
I know, he was all worried that there wasn't a show. I'm like, settle down. It's
Yeah.
not even 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we have 45 minutes from when you.
We're lucky
We
Marnie's even
appreciate
here.
it. Right. I'm usually here by now, right?
Yeah, no, right, exactly. Because I was explaining to Kat earlier. I'm like, well, you're going to get to see her walk in late, and you didn't. Look at you. It was insane.
Well, like I said, I was very excited.
Meow Cal is
Oh,
here.
hello.
Hello. So many things going on.
Hi, Meow Cal.
This is, of course, August 26, 2014, show 179. And I realized, Marnie, before you got here, I realized it with these two. We've been in Studio C a year as of next week.
Oh, I love it. Very
a whole
good.
year. We've already been
That's
here.
right, September.
First Tuesday in September of 2013 is when we did our first show here.
I like it.
So, wow.
It's very comfortable here.
I think so.
Yeah,
we
it
have
is.
all the amenities of a home.
Yep.
It's just like a home.
It's very,
is.
very much
If it had
so.
a working oven, it would be a home.
Allegedly, it does. I just don't have it turned on. Or don't want to. I don't know which one it is. I try not to.
Latter of the two.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, as we typically do, as we catch up on the beginning of the show, we always go around the table and find out what everybody's been up to. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Kat Carlson, let the listeners know a little bit about you. And for the love of God, tell everybody why you care to listen to the show while you drive. One. Number two, how are you involved not only with our the local community, but with anybody in the room?
Internationally.
The internationally known Kat Carlson as well.
the people.
International man of mystery.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
Well.
Yeah.
Well played.
I work at a local lesbian bar named Cash In Country. I'm preparing to celebrate with very little fanfare my 10th year at the Cash and Country this
Okay,
October.
very good.
Very good.
Yeah, I keep
I did a decade at a gay bar myself.
Atta girl. So I keep rattling my wrist at the boss, expecting my gold watch to come
Exactly.
in October.
Sure.
It's not coming.
God, I just
No.
that just made me feel. I'm 2 decades in a bar. I 10 at Winks, and now I'm everywhere else for the rest. Shit.
Well, see, at least you've changed bars. I've been living in the same bar
Yeah.
10 years long.
And has it been
Continuity.
Has it been same?
Well, I was at the bar for 20 years, but I only worked there for 10.
No, right. Well, I've actively worked the whole time. Is it been under same ownership all the time?
Not the whole time. I worked for the previous owner for about a year, and then the current owners bought me with the bar, so I was part of the furniture.
good.
Yeah.
It's,
I was in the contract.
it's good
tables,
to know that
checks,
slave trading is
chairs,
going
cats.
well.
liquor, cats.
The lesbian in the corner.
She knows where everything is.
Yeah.
You got to take her.
It's true, and now I've become that person.
She wanted to rename it Mullets and Mayhem, but they said no.
That's a good name, though.
Yep.
It is good.
Molly wanted to name it Gina Junction.
Ooh, all fine
remember
choices.
Everybody would have called it Gina Junction because they realized that the G
Yeah.
sounds like a J.
Yeah.
Well, except for lesbians.
Well,
David,
right.
oh, that's a Gina, honey.
We might have got it. Yeah.
That's all about China. It's a whole thing about
we might have got it.
Maybe
Maybe.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have become all things Cash and Country, and I participate in events. And gosh, the first time I met Clayton McKee had to have been, you must have been hosting something.
Oh, probably. Who knows?
No.
Drunk somewhere.
Oh, that. Wow, did we just stumble into the likely category? Check.
Check that one off. I'll take things I've probably seen before for 1,000
Oh, no, not in nature. In a bar.
in real life.
All right, now Molly's spelling of Gina, I would have not got. I would have just walked away and been like, learn how to spell, bitch.
I'm not going to that bar. Oh yeah, Gina. This is
Fucking
like the
illiterate lesbians.
Is that from the Jurassic period, Molly? Oh, hello, Mother. Yes, my mother signs into the chat room. Lovely. Hi, Mom. Oh, we're talking about Kat Carlson and an unfortunate spelling of Gina.
Oh, yeah. That is
Yes.
unfortunate. I see it now.
So there's 10
It's a
years
choice.
10 years and am I mistaken? You were or part of the Sisters Twisted?
Sisters Twisted was.
Okay, local performance group.
Yep, local performance group, was part of Sisters Twisted for a couple of years and decided that took too goddamn much time. Could not be bothered
You ought to do
go,
a podcast once a week.
Yeah, could not be bothered to go, once a week for 2 months to
The nice thing
the bar
is-
at Saturday morning.
What we've
every week.
had a steadfast rule for the entire 2+ years we've been doing this, no rehearsal. Absolutely no
Yeah.
rehearsal.
It shows.
It shows that. You can tell.
I do prefer that. Can't tell.
How rude.
I never wear makeup.
No
Can't
idea.
tell.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I've made it a point to try and make myself generally known, and
I think you've done
I
a
do an okay
pretty good
job.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Famous for second place finishes.
I
in a lot of
found you from my
competition
living room. That's
events.
impressive.
Second place
Like, I
finish.
wonder what kind.
Everywhere I go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dancing with the bars.
I have
Yeah?
a delivery.
Sexiest
You have a
bartender.
delivery. What in the fuck are you doing?
You're so funny.
AIDS Walk 2013.
Yeah. I was waiting for you
All
to keep
second place
going.
finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting that all together again this year?
I am. We're getting a team together at the Cash. We came within 3 people of having 100 people on our AIDS Walk team.
Oh,
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Modeled after the wonderful Barbara Seville
Yep.
and her
yes.
wonderful
A
100,
wonderful 100.
which made 100
Yes.
last year, I understand, and very well. And last year we raised $13,000 with our team.
Awesome.
I know
For
you were
AIDS Walk.
stiff
That's
competition.
awesome. Yeah, you were. Let it go.
Call me.
Well, for a while we were neck and neck, and now I don't remember how it all.
I don't remember either.
I don't either.
No.
But I remember your thing was we as a team at least need to beat Al Perkins.
Yes.
Singly.
And I believe we did.
Yeah, you did. No, you did.
It's fantastic.
But last year got out of control with that. I try to do it every other year because
Yeah.
friends and family hate me by the end of it. They're like, just walk for the love of fuck.
I'm surprised I have any friends left because every day, 12 times a day, I was tagging people
Yeah.
and specifically like going after people. I'd see that little side feed on Facebook where it tells you that people are active.
And you're like,
and
oh,
I'd go
boom.
after them. I'd be like, hey,
You have
give me money. I see you. You're online. Give me money.
I had people
see
that were
you.
mad that I hadn't asked them, and they became like, there's this really hot guy that I know. Oh my god! And I got a friend request for him to donate, and I was like, and he's like straight too, like straight, hotter than I'll fucking get out. So I'm all nervous typing back like, thank you. Can I kiss you?
No tongue, I promise.
Yeah.
Well, hey, baby steps. Baby steps.
Wow,
I
that's
can
great.
try.
Yes. Well, but welcome. I'm glad you're here, and that you accepted our invitation because I know we've talked about it over time, and it was a perfect fit. But
Yep. Well, Clayton called me and said, "Hey, nobody else can do it. Are you free by any chance?"
Hey, Tomo.
okay, that's
I said, "Oh, thanks."
it's unfortunately exactly yes. And you were available.
She's not a people person.
Hi, Harrison.
and you were available for the budget that we had.
Yeah.
I have a fridge. You can put beer
This
in.
might cost you.
Yeah, a 6-pack of
I
your
was
own
promised
choosing.
ice.
Yes,
promised
we
ice.
have ice. I said we do have ice.
We did
and I
come
even
through on
showed her
that deal.
where the fine glassware and
Nice.
other cups and glasses are.
Well,
Besides that, our
for real.
our mugs. Yes.
Our
they're-
see you next Tuesday mug.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. I think
You
so.
probably get there. I mean,
you go.
Katie
Well done.
manages to do it.
Is
every
it long
fucking week.
enough? She asked.
Oh, flimsy yet long.
It's not the size that matters, sir or ma'am.
That's not it.
However you self-identify.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a lie.
I've actually stolen that in real life, the sir or ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Love that.
And that is my own. That's not stolen from anybody else. There's very few things that I said originally myself, but that one's mine.
Well, I say that all the time. There's somebody.
Me.
No. No, there's
Also now me.
No, there's somebody that's at like a customer that's at the bar that does it all the time, and every time because my response they're like, "Hey Clayton," and I'm like, "Sir or ma'am," and every time I do it, they get completely thrown off. And though it's even funnier is when you do it to a guy who's like, "I'm a guy," like. You're a big mo. I saw you dancing, and everything that Beyonce and Britney Spears has released in the past 10 years, you're out there twerking your shit. Don't tell
Or
me.
ironically titled Best of.
Yeah. Parenthetically, all I got.
This is what I recorded.
Good luck.
Call it what you want.
Everything there is.
TBO, the best stuff.
If you're alive when it ends, that's
Well,
your
you look a
business.
little perplexed by the mug.
I've never seen them in person. I was just reading.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you realize the handle's the C.
No, I understood that.
Okay. Oh, that part you got.
I'm not illiterate.
What are you doing on this show?
I was last.
That's our
option.
first reader.
Doesn't have high hopes.
Hello, Harrison.
God.
Oh, Tomo is here as well from the lovely New Zealand. Thank you, Tomo, for being here. Marnie Reiner,
Yeah.
aside from your
Still not an N in my name.
Reiner? I get the Marnie and the Reiner.
Margie, and
Look,
and
when I point at you, you know I'm talking to you.
you will
Now
speak,
my delivery's
bitch.
ready.
Oh, Jesus, this is
What's
you're in and out.
happening?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Is pot getting delivered to the house?
That's annoying.
Not sure.
Is that a thing yet?
Not pot to the house?
I don't think so.
No, you can't buy it through Amazon yet. As soon as you can, then they're going to send a drone and drop it off in your front yard.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Anyway.
I see business opportunity.
Oh, I'm
Well,
sure there's
yeah,
and a lot of litigation.
I drive a van.
At this, oh, good
Yeah.
point.
No.
Oh,
work.
Uber deliver.
work.
Well, however, you probably are aware of this. I just heard it today on the radio that Uber is actually test marketing in. Where is it? It's in California. They're test marketing. They're something to do. I think it's a 10 minutes or less delivery through Uber for lunch. So you could let's say you wanted something from Chipotle or from Taco Bell. They'll go get it for you and bring it to you.
And I love lunch.
It's a win-win.
That sounds amazing.
How do you feel about puppies?
They poop a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like
they
them
do.
either.
That's
Trick
true.
question.
You pass.
So
You pass Al's test.
but anyway, but that's one of the things that Uber is trying to go nationwide. But doing it in a test market. I forgot what city where they're doing it right now. But I thought that was kind of cool. You're gonna get to be able to possibly order lunch on Uber. We were joking about a pot being delivered, and I said Amazon wasn't doing it yet, and she goes, "Well, I got a van down by the river."
Let me get your number.
Work that out.
Marnie, you voted today. I know you did, and I see your
Yes.
red, white, and blue accoutrement.
Absolutely.
Yes, your socks, your shoes.
And my socks and
Yeah,
shoes. I
look
got my
at-
voting socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell the story. Tell the story that you
I
told
go look crazy.
before airtime. Tell
Yeah.
it. Retell because it needs to be shared with the whole world
Well,
about you almost
Marnie's
got
attempted voted fraud.
Yeah,
I
you almost got
almost-
arrested
I
by
almost got arrested.
an old lady at the voting booth.
She probably easily could have apprehended me. But I got in there and I had Mom's voter ballot mail-in thing. And,
Use your words.
well, those are my words because
Okay.
I don't understand not going and voting. But anyway, I had that to deliver for her and I dropped it off and I got a sticker from the lovely gentleman that was at the door. At which point I get all signed up and ready to get my own ballot to to vote, and this woman had just looked horrified the entire time. That was at the very end, and just very perplexed as to why I was getting a ballot as well. And then looked at me and now you dropped that ballot. Was that yours? And no, no, that was Mom's. And then, but she was, oh, good, because I couldn't handle, you voting twice. You can't vote. Voter fraud. I thought, what the hell is happening right now?
What I was thinking of, you were in front of Maud the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
She was going to take you down, the volunteer for the election board.
Now,
is-
in our polling place,
get
are
my
you
scooter.
Park Place or are you Turney?
I'm Turney.
Okay, so you're Turney. So you're in the same one that I am. I was voter 54 today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, big turnout.
But so now they didn't have the cute little stylus signing things?
Yeah, but when you run your ballot through,
Yep.
there's a counter
I
on that
didn't even pay
computer.
attention.
Oh, got it.
Didn't pay attention.
You know me, I'm always looking for the
Well,
lit
they
up
have two
thing.
of those.
I like it.
There's one on each end.
I know, but for Turney, I was voter 54. I didn't go check the other number. I'm not autistic.
I probably would have had I known that was there then.
Probably so.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean that with the venom that it came out of.
I understand. I'm not one of those.
They've been
I
listening for
support
2.5
those
years.
people. I watch The Big Bang Theory.
That's a good point. And he really seems to be. So yeah, voted. It was just very funny because I thought, you can't arrest me for voter fraud. You can't. Can you?
I don't know, but I know how I would have done it because of my OCD of it. I would have made sure that Marge and all of the people there would have
Right.
look, this isn't my name. This is my mother. See how it's signed?
Sure.
Like this is not my ballot.
Well, yeah, because he didn't even. There wasn't any checking of that. But yeah, it was.
Oh
Like,
no, because
no.
all
that's
that
fine.
after the woman apologized to me for not catching me in time for parking up close to the door, which
Oh,
they
she
flagged
stuck with you?
They flagged her. Oh, she's the one that got me in and the whole thing. She walked me right to the box and showed me the different colors of envelopes and
Well,
and
and
explained the process.
I think it's a shame because they get very excited about people coming in, which I would as well. But I just wish there would be more. Like,
People
I want a
coming in?
line, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of
But-
the people doing that are waiting for God anyway, so they're figuring,
that's
oh
real
look,
true.
there's somebody to talk to.
Except one of them, but yeah, that's real true. The woman who actually handed me the ballot, though, like it was like a struggle. Like she wasn't gonna let go.
well, the
But
other
she
thing
had
they-
to tell me a thing about the fucking pen.
Molly
The-
wants to know, was it her mother?
Nope.
Was it
But
my
the other
mother?
thing they should know
It
is that
was not.
if you're registered as an early ballot person, you won't be able to get those. And then if you tell them,
Right.
oh, I'm an early voter, then you have to get a provisional ballot.
Yeah.
So it won't even come up because I used to be an early voter, but I would always forget to early vote. So I'm much better at the day of voting.
Yeah, and I am as well. And I like to be there. I like to be a
Yeah,
part of that whole
and
thing.
we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
I like the whole.
Did you get 2 stickers?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know-
I took a picture that I put on Facebook, and I had it on
You
my.
put 3 on Facebook.
I put
Camera
3.
stutter.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
I'm like, she is really excited
I'll
about that
have
picture.
to edit that.
Yeah, maybe little.
My bad.
That's all right. You're enthusiastic.
I'm going to go
really
like them all
was.
right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna like them all.
Like them separately, please.
Everyone seems different.
I'll have to. Maybe not. So
Can you see the differences in all the pictures?
Yeah, I have my one sticker for myself, and then one for Woody.
Yeah.
So every time I vote, I get an extra sticker, and when you look where the ashtray would be on my car,
Jesus Christ.
that's where it goes. So
I'm surprised you don't
here's
stick
with
them
me.
all to the bottle of Jim Beam that his ashes are in. That
And that would grow.
Pat-
That stick it underneath and
Right.
have it. Yeah, no,
that,
no.
that we were all given at his demise.
Nah, he just kind of rides around with me in the car.
Yeah, and I did try the early voting, and I would always forget to mail it to the day
Yeah.
of. Why do today what I could easily put off till tomorrow is my
Well,
motto.
or
Amen.
I didn't sign up that I was aware of unless they had me sign something just quickly there. But I usually pay real close attention to any of that, and I would never sign up for early voting.
No,
I
but
never would.
But when you go, they can't hand you the ballot. When you do the thing, you
No,
turn
no,
in
no,
your
yeah.
ID. If you're an early voter, you don't get it.
They
You wouldn't even
had
be in the
me-
book, would you?
Because
Well,
the
no, but
08
they
election.
had me down as an early voter. So you know how you get send in the ballot, whatever. So I would receive things at the house, but they send sample ballots and
Yeah.
they send this different stuff. So I would get this stuff and I just rip it up and throw it away or shred it. And then I would get there and it only obviously happened the one time, but I'm like, what? The hell are you talking
that
about?
That was me for the 08 election.
Don't tell me I can-
They
right.
told me I was an early voter. I'm like, yeah, I probably signed up for that, so I had to do a provisional vote.
Right. Then that's what I had to do. Yeah.
And it turns out they don't count the provisional votes until it comes down
After.
to a recount thing.
Right.
And
Oh, I was living.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I got my voting done. It was very exciting, and I love voting day. And
It was not exciting.
It's very
that's a
exciting.
stretch.
Half of the
It
people
was
on
a
the
Democratic primary. There
It's
were
exciting.
six choices to make,
Having
and almost
the-
everybody ran unopposed.
doesn't matter.
That's what I
Having
heard.
the right to vote is a big
Yes,
fucking deal.
all right.
So I'd like to be able to do it.
Yeah, I
and
do.
today is the anniversary of women being able to
Yes,
vote.
that was part of her 3
19th
posts.
Amendment.
That was
Oh.
in
I don't really get the
I
3
didn't
post
see
thing.
that. Wait, I saw 3 different pictures.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and excuse me.
There's 2 different
I'm going
pictures,
back.
3 different posts. One is of your shoes.
No. The 2 selfies.
Oh, I see. That's
Distinctly different.
Oh, are they?
Oh God. Well, that wasn't my intent.
well.
That is funny.
You've done it.
Well, I'm not
all
very
right.
I'm not technical.
I don't know what in the hell Harrison is talking about.
You were watching. Remember, you had porn on your screen.
No, I did not have porn. It is not porn on my screen. I'll show you what it is. I'll do it right now.
It went to.
It is that. It's my wallpaper. It's not porn.
I like
It's-
how you point to it like we can see it.
Well, no, but I'm saying
It's this.
for those people. It is that is not. That's. It's just it's Jason Medina on my screen. It's not
I
porn.
was just looking to see what site
You're
you
welcome.
were using.
You can. No, we are a broadcast entity here. We have none of that. That is for the big computer in the other room.
Dirty talking.
Not in this tiny screen.
No, oh no.
No.
Are you kidding? This is a 17-inch screen.
Yeah.
Can't get a 6x9
No,
on
girl.
that. Anyway, Alfie, working, sleeping, watching TV.
All
what?
of the above. Watched the Emmys. Had some wine with Doug at post Emmys last night, and because I stayed late Sunday night into Monday was just a fucking shit show at work. And
I've been hearing a lot of that with you lately.
The staffing in the morning was a disaster, and finally, like, they wanted me to like call people to come in and see if they would work, and I just got tired of leaving messages. And one girl was like, "If somebody can stay till I can get my babysitter involved, then I can come into work." I'm like, "You can just come in and take my patient, and we'll just call it a deal." Because she said she'd be there by like 8:30, and I was out of wine at my house, so I had to go to Total Wine yesterday
Is that
morning.
why you were there so early?
So I thought they opened at 8, but that turns out that's once the high holy days start. They don't do the 8 a.m. thing till like
In the
November,
okay,
December.
got it.
Now they're up to 9 a.m. And I had Googled it. So everybody was like, "How late are you working this morning?" I'm like, "Until 8:45, because I want to be at Total Wine when it opens. Mama's got some shopping to do." And there was 3 of us. It wasn't just me. There was 3 of us waiting for the doors to open.
So 2 other winos were there waiting.
Yeah. And it was a long night, and I had enough. I just got the cart. I didn't do that pretend like,
I'm just gonna get a bottle.
just going to bottle or 2 and then go for the cart. But
no.
we just got the cart. We just.
Every aisle, did you go up every aisle?
I did. I looked at some shitty wines, but then I made some good choices, and I had my coupon on my phone that was good till Labor Day.
That's what you posted. Oh, I said that to Mom yesterday. I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's at like Total Wine at the crack of dawn.
Oh, and I used my bulk discount, like buy 6, get 10% off, plus $10 off, more than $50, and they're all working to arrange it. So I'm like, I'll go buy 2 more bottles. Like,
That's not a problem. Because something's coming home free with me. It's apparently.
It's gonna happen.
I got a 4-door car and 1 person. We can fill that fucker up if it's cheaper.
You got a box boy that's
Yeah.
going to carry this shit out for me? Or
Do you
a
need
girl.
help out to your car?
Or a girl. I don't want to be
Yeah,
racist.
exactly.
Oh,
Because
see.
you got better odds of a girl lifting
Yes.
something than me. And again, no lesbian tendencies.
No. I get
Yes, they can see your screen, but you have nothing on it.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But I could.
You could? Yes, you could.
You don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
could.
That's true.
So that's about it. Just, worked, fun. Nothing terribly exciting. That I can think of. It'll come to me.
Maybe later in the show.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, I finally saw a good movie. That I did see.
Oh.
The 100-Foot Journey was like the first good movie at the theaters I've seen in a long time. Like, everything's been kind of crappy.
It does
So-
look kind of good.
It was good. So that and Chef were like were only 2 good ones at the movies.
Brendan Robbins saw that chef thing, and they I believe thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't remember you talking about that. I probably wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's more it because I did a whole thing about it. But okay.
I wasn't listening.
Clayton McKee.
Just the normal things that we have here in Arizona. For those of you who don't live here in the Valley of the Sun, once a year we have a season called monsoon season, which is where we primarily get most of our rainfall for the year. We do get some in the winter, but these are where the storms come through and they deluge us with massive amounts of water, which like Al Perkins was talking about last Tuesday, where he had to drive through the rain and almost got flooded out at the doctor's office 2 years in a row. He almost had that.
It's like an anniversary thing.
Yes, for
and
you.
this is more rain than we've had
Oh, we have had a lot of...
Last Tuesday, according to CNN on Wednesday, we had more rain in... How did they say that? We had 14 inches of rain in 1 hour, and we'd only had 1 inch of rain in the last 14 months. It was last Tuesday was a once in 1,000 years weather system that came through because it wasn't a jet stream. It was all real monsoon
coming up from the coast.
It's the humidity.
Oh, I didn't.
It's the humidity rising and forming heat and causing that rain. Like it didn't blow in from somewhere else. It was all internal.
Like our own weather system.
And that's why they stick is because it's not part of the jet stream. It's not a storm that blew in from California or up from the coast.
I had not heard that.
So they said it was once every 1,000 years. And you know when CNN gets on, it was breaking news.
Oh, my God.
And then they cut to commercial. Still my favorite thing that's happened all year.
Breaking news, we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
But first, watch this from Nescafe. Where did Nescafe come from? I have no idea.
I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
1977. Yeah, because freeze-dried coffee is really what you want. I was sitting at watching, I don't know, something. I don't know what the hell I was watching. All of a sudden, I heard this hellacious noise, and my hammock had blown from the back porch into the backyard, and Michael came in and he said something about something had blown in the backyard, and I walk out there and I'm like, well, hell with that. Where the hell's the umbrella? And he's like, why didn't you know it was gone? The entire umbrella was uprooted and gone. I thought it was on the roof of the house because we have that big flat area. Yeah, no, it wasn't there. It was laying in the neighbor's yard. And it's the first time since I've lived in Arizona, and the joke has always been, if it lands in your yard, you get to keep it.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to climb the fence and go into my neighbor's yard in the middle of the night because I don't know if she has a gun.
Right.
But she's a lovely, lovely woman that lives next door who delivers babies at one of the hospitals overnights. But I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So by the morning, I woke up and it was laying in my carport. She had brought my so I text her. I'm like, how did you know it was my umbrella? She goes, well, it had Absolute vodka on it. I kind of figured it was yours.
Use your clues, dear. Use your clues.
Either the booze or the rainbow.
Yes. You wouldn't know how to find the liquor in the rainbow.
Because she's a boozy rainbow.
Yes.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, so she returned it, so that was nice. But yeah, we've had a couple real winds coming through. Well, in fact, last night it did, because I've been afraid that something was going to blow through those big glass windows in the back of my house, because I don't know, those have been there since 1951, and I don't really want to have to replace those. It's a lot of glass.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that ain't cheap.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine.
No.
Is that single pane?
Yes. It's the most inefficient window you could possibly...
It's barely a window.
That or, cellophane
3
wrapper...
layers of saran wrap.
Right, would be about equivalent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But when it's clean, it's lovely because you can see right through it. But saran wrap would be a little bit murky. I don't know, just guessing.
Not if you put a little soapy water in the middle, then it really clears that out.
It's good to know. Why do you know that?
Because I've been really poor in my life.
And saran wrap was your friend.
You don't know me.
Don't judge.
You don't fucking know me.
And the only other thing of note that I did, like every other person in the world, and I have a story about it coming up a little later in headlines, is I did my ice bucket challenge on Saturday.
Jason was swearing last week that he would never do it.
Right.
But I thought it was
Ruben asked.
Ruben Contreras.
Exactly.
Well, it was an audio challenge for Ruben. Everybody else had tagged me and tried to do it. I untagged myself on Facebook posts. But Ruben audibly called out myself and Jason Carlton. And so Jason and I decided we were going to get creative and do it. And we were going to ask if we could go to the rooftop of the Clarendon and just have the Phoenix skyline. And then we woke up on Saturday we don't want to fucking tote ice all over this stupid city. Let's just do it at the patio at Charlie's. Yeah. So it's exactly what we did. Right. I dumped the ice on him and he dumped it on me and taped it, got it done. It was very cool. It was very funny. But then a lot of other people are doing it. But it was funny. I thought it was going to be worse than it was because it really sounds like it's going to be, but it really was not.
It's the middle of summer. An ice bath is quite refreshing.
It was
exactly,
and it made any hangover that was a remnant from Friday night go immediately away.
And the joy of cold showers are now upon That's nice.
I'm not going to willingly step into a cold shower, but just if.
And I did mine after work in the morning, and it was kind of muggy outside, and I'd been hot all night.
So it
was actually very nice. The girl that had to go back up to work that dumped it on me because she wore about half of my bucket. She had to go back. I got to go home and change out of the wet socks and underwear. She had to work all day. I
remember you saying that.
That made. Oh, you remembered something? Oh, that's nice.
I listened that time. Yes. I don't always not listen.
So it was a very busy week. We got all that kind of stuff done. But what I was telling you earlier was today was the first in a series of 7-8 days that I have not been awakened by a client or a phone call or something, and in that whole amount of time. So I've been running on days of 3 hours and 4 or 5 hours sleep. I slept until 10:30 this morning, and it was amazing to wake up and be like, oh, this is what being like refreshed feels like.
Yeah.
I'm awake and I could pay attention to things all day. It was weird. Like
So odd.
I know it was very odd. So
Yeah.
I haven't felt that in years.
sleep is not overrated.
Yeah, 2 kids?
There are children in my house, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's your fault then.
Well,
No puppies.
I didn't actually make them, so it was more of a choice.
That's right.
Gift with purchase.
Gift with purchase. Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Kind of.
there
Yeah.
you
Kind of.
Yeah, there's kind of. Kind of. All right.
I like it.
Well, I think we're all caught up as much as we really need to be for us who's going to get it all together. By the way, Katie being out does not mean that we will be missing out on sports and other stuff. That will be graciously handled by Miss Kat Carlson.
Sports.
Oh, but I do have a quick
stuff.
question that
Well-
might come up later, but I want to ask it now.
Sure.
Did
No.
Jesus Christ, did Kirsten Sinema run? Did she have an opponent in her Democratic primary?
50-50
idea.
chance, but I think so.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
she
really?
did not.
Really? You're going to throw that in there?
What? It's an accident. It just popped
No,
out.
that was not an accident.
It accidentally is said.
So I was just wondering, because actually,
No, she did not.
because mine didn't either, and sadly I always forget. Is mine Katie Hobbs?
I don't know. How do you think we know?
No, because Katie Hobbs was on mine.
Wait, I'm the
I
Googler.
have Kristen.
Yeah, she's the
you
Googler.
are. I don't know.
It's terrible because I
Who
always
is this?
pretend that Kirsten Sinema is my
Yeah,
representative.
you do. I remember that, but
She's not.
no, she was. Maybe she is. Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll
If
go-
there was only a way to look that up.
well, she's
Well, she
on
is.
it.
She's
I'm
on
working on it.
Oh,
Wait.
you are.
it. She's got it.
All right, go ahead. That was my question about Kirsten. I just want to know if Kirsten ran unopposed because I'm like, fuck Katie. If she's not running against anything, what's the big deal?
No, but they were just having some political thing tonight, and Katie had to be there part of it to coordinate liquor or something. I don't know what she was doing.
I believe she's drinking.
We'd also like to
girl.
welcome.
Atta girl.
If she's alive, if she's upright, she
Yeah.
is, and if she's laying down, she got a straw. We'd like to also welcome the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates listening, and of course everybody in the United States and New Zealand. They're all out there too. Thank you so much. Here we go. We're going to do headlines coming back right after this on Q Talk America.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
30 seconds of jelly jiggling fun. This is your 30-second dance break.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, here we go. Some headlines and other stuff coming to you from the show on Q Talk America on this Tuesday night. Here we go. Man steals cart to visit probation officer.
Unintentional headlines that fuck things up.
88.5 million and counting.
Poutine chips for our Canadian friends.
Garden gnomes missing in Austria.
Free drinks for everyone, or not.
No reclining here.
Some white people suck.
And a lemonade stand outrage. These and more things coming in headlines on this Tuesday night. Oh, well, let's go right to the most brilliant criminals in the world. An Albuquerque man is facing charges after police say that he had driven a stolen electric shopping cart to meet with his probation officer. KOAT TV reports the court papers say that 18-year-old Michael Johnson rode an electric shopping cart this week to make his scheduled visit to his PO. When the probation officer asked Johnson where he got the cart, well, court documents say Johnson admitted to taking it from a local Albuquerque Walmart store. Johnson was then arrested and charged with larceny and receiving stolen property. He also violated his probation when he was arrested, and he was ordered held on a $500 bond. Albuquerque police spokesman Tanner Tixier says that the cart is worth more than $1,800. It is not known if Johnson has an attorney.
Sometimes our headlines
Mine
are
is Ed
not
Pastor.
what we intend.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Ours or
And-
other people's?
In general.
Okay.
In general, but I found some that were other people's that were actually put in print. In print. And they just
Okay.
made me laugh.
Okay.
So I wanted to read these
I feel like
headlines.
this is a segment on late night TV all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Okay.
right? It
Got
kind of could be. Mayor Paris to the homeless. Go home.
There you go.
He said,
Wherever your bridge
I don't
is,
know. Right. Get under it.
down by the river.
Midget sues grocer. Cites belittling remarks.
No, that's just a bad pun.
Yeah.
Fucking tastic.
That's just offensive.
I mean, it's a little short on funny, but you know. No, come on. Threat disrupts
She
plans.
gets kicked off for puns. I just found you got two more
God, I can't stand it when you do that. I love my puns.
two more transgressions and you're out of here.
This one's kind of dumb. Threat disrupts plans to meet about threats. One-armed man applauds the kindness of strangers.
But did anyone hear him?
Say that again.
One-armed man applauds the kindness of strangers.
Well, it was like that.
And the one hand clapping, right?
No offense meant to one-armed people.
County to
Wow.
pay-
Or seals.
Or seals.
Oh, county to pay $250,000 to advertise lack of funds. Army vehicle.
That's called government.
Right, yeah, right. Army vehicle disappears. That is our headlines that made me laugh.
Army
Let me
vehicle.
see.
Camouflage.
Camouflage.
disappears.
Oh, camouflage.
Oh.
Army vehicle.
I didn't.
That's pun number 2.
I didn't catch that. I mean, if it would have said camouflaged army vehicle, but never mind. Good.
The army vehicle disappears. It's not a struggle.
I like how he reads them to get them.
Well, it has
'Cause he's
more
too-
like some other writing underneath them.
Right,
But,
but he's too busy doing other shit while you're reading, so he has to actually see them.
No, there was one that I actually didn't get, and I still don't.
About the threats?
The threat disrupts plans to meet about. Okay, now I got it. I had to read it out loud. Like
Yeah.
I'm like okay.
Threat disrupts plans to meet about threats.
That's not how I heard it.
1 + 1.
That's not how I heard it from you. It's funnier now. From now on, would you hand all puns to
I
Al?
will, absolutely. Apparently.
Defer.
Because he's in charge of them.
Defer to the left every time we have puns.
It's only funny because it's true. It's a little funny.
Oh, well, this is, it is a political season, and there's a lot of trickery going on and underhanded, dirty deeds going on in the political world. A leading Australian political party has issued a garden gnome alert after 400 of its figurines disappeared from lampposts used for campaigning. They were placed there by the Socialist Party ahead of the elections in Western Austria. The gnomes, this is a bad line. The gnomes were hung.
By the chimney with care.
No, the gnomes were hung
In
more
hopes
than
that
9
Gnome
feet
Nicholas-
above the ground. I've never known gnomes are hung by 9 feet. Wow. Presumably in part to prevent people from taking them, obviously. That's why they hung them so high. But a party statement Monday said that 400 gnomes, valued at around $4,000, had gone missing over the weekend. The party suspects the gnome heists were less outright theft and more dirty campaigning, accusing the
Dirty
rival
fucking gnome.
accusing the rival Conservative People's Party of being behind the disappearances. It notes that some of the gnomes have been replaced by People's Party posters. The People's Party denies involvement in this gnome scandal.
And I feel you must pronounce it gnome.
I like gnome.
I don't want to waste the G.
Well, what about the Gina earlier? That was a J.
Spelled wrong though.
Got it.
I don't know what
In
that has
some
to do with
worlds.
gnomes, though.
The Gina?
I don't think
Good
gnomes
gnome.
have
Well,
any.
these gnomes are hung. I don't know about
By
the
the- yeah.
gnomes.
No gina needed.
Oh,
Oh.
that's my motto. No gina needed.
Do you recall a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
Barely.
Stop, I say. I don't know if it's when Al was talking about that chef movie. I have no idea. But when Richard, our Canadian friend, had
Yes.
mentioned poutine, if I'm even
Yes.
pronouncing that correctly. Poutine.
Yes.
It's something there.
It's something. I'm sure it's
Like,
something.
He was trying to say that he wanted poutine something, and I thought it was disgusting. Anyway, I found this article. Lay's Do Us a Flavor brings poutine chips to Canada.
Hooray!
Hooray! So now I don't know if you guys have seen the whole cappuccino. Have you seen that? There are Lay's chips that are cappuccino flavored.
No,
That's
not.
just wrong.
It's
Why?
wrong on so many levels.
Why, God,
So they
why?
came and like a mango salsa Lay's. They were trying to come up with this contest
Okay.
of Do Us a Flavor. So they had like sriracha chips, which is fantastic. Those were actually quite good.
Okay.
And I love salt and vinegar.
Oh, I do too. I really do.
Well, it says
It's not just for douche anymore.
No, salt. Ooh.
They had-
Thank God.
I'm gonna throw up a little bit cheesy. I feel like walking on a beach.
How are you? Oh, I'm clean inside and out, sir.
The salty, stinky beaver
They had
for 500.
the next Lay's chips. Cheesy garlic
Rib
bread
for
they
your
had.
pleasure.
They had a cheesy garlic bread Lay's chip.
Yeah.
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 They,
Just go eat cheesy garlic bread.
I know, right? Chicken and waffle flavored chips.
Those were actually kind of good.
Did they? I didn't even see it. I didn't even see those. See, you never know. But this year's been pretty rough, and that was with the mango salsa.
That sounds good though, mango salsa.
Apparently it was vile. That one I didn't try. The wasabi ginger I did try. I did try those because I do appreciate wasabi. Not real good. Cheddar, bacon, mac and cheese, and cappuccino. And it was the cappuccino that put me over the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I did not try
cheddar,
that.
bacon, mac and cheese. Just go eat that with a
that,
side of
right.
chips and leave me the fuck
right.
alone.
Last year, Canada was stuck with the weird options: grilled cheese and ketchup, and maple mousse. Yeah, let's just leave that alone.
I thought Knuckle was going to be the fault.
This year, there are
Thank you, Al.
flavors.
Thank you.
I
Nobody
feel like
wants
I'm in the
that.
middle of a vagina euphemism and I don't know how to get out of
What
it.
is this flavor? This is lovely.
That's-
Is it
no, that's
maple
moose
moose
knuckle.
knuckle?
Moose.
No,
I
that's
saw her
moose
walk
knuckle.
by, but I
Yeah.
didn't think she tasted like that.
Available in Alaska.
Maple dead bloody moose shot from a
Well,
helicopter.
there's a camel.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
There's a camel toe and a moose knuckle. and
Lightly
we're
salted.
Not sure.
Now that sounds like the beginning.
$29.95.
That sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Serves one.
That's right.
Sauce on the side.
But that sounded like the beginning of a joke. So a camel and a moose knuckle walk into a bar.
Well, not well.
It's
So
about Celine
this-
Dion, and I can't figure out who she's traveling with.
We
She
can't
is
find her
always
through the moose
filmed
knuckle.
in camel toe
Yeah.
photography.
Yeah, she
They
shouldn't be.
always put the cameraman
Below her.
just below her, looking
while she's
straight up
beating
at her
on herself,
poorly
yeah.
fitting pantsuit.
Ill-fitting.
Either way,
Ill-fitting.
ill-fitting
Poor or
pantsuit.
ill.
So this year, though, the
I feel like I could
flavors
draw
in
her
Canada
pooter from memory.
are
Said the seal. What the fuck was that? Oh,
Did anyone else forget what the article's about?
yep.
well, not Richard.
Really
If he's
shitty
able to
chips.
listen at the beginning. Bacon poutine.
Getting laid? What?
They have tzatziki.
I looked up poutine.
Potato.
See, now she
something.
pronounces the T in tzatziki. I could say gnome.
Tzatziki. I thought
Sure.
it was. I don't fucking know. What do I know?
Is it European?
Delicious at Crazy Jim's on
Yeah.
15th Avenue in Indian School.
Yeah, see?
I do like my tzatziki.
Yeah.
I don't pronounce.
I don't fucking
I
know.
thought he-
Whatever.
I used to
Fucking
drive
What was
one.
the article about?
Poutine.
Oh, poutine is
Yeah.
just French fries that are smothered and covered in just like Waffle House.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
gravy and cheese and
well, there you
it's
go.
delightful.
And they have those kind of
I
chips
had
now.
no idea. I thought the story was about the president
You Google
of
that?
Russia.
Did you Google that?
It could
did
be.
Google
Kate, oh, look at Kat's
Anyway.
Googling it.
I like it.
It's hard to do the K and the cat and the Katie. That's
the
kind of hard
Katie.
for me.
Yeah.
I understand.
Anyway, so they have those flavors, and I
Katie.
thought that if Richard was able to listen, because he started school today, that he would be thrilled to know that he can find poutine chips of the Lay's variety now in Canada.
But why would you eat a fucking potato chip instead of just getting
The salsa.
No, the French
delicious
fries.
smothered French fries? You're substituting a really delicious stoner food for chips that have a funny smell and flavor. I don't get it. Like,
2 words. America.
yeah.
America.
I'm going to accept your answer as a fair point. Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
it could
No need to
be.
go further.
So
Well, and aside from the chemical makeup of whatever the flavor salt
Yeah.
is, I'm going to assume that calorically and
better.
those are probably better.
Right.
I'm going to guess because
Oh,
if
fries
you're-
are greasy
if
and I
you're on
love
a
them.
diet-
But when you
Diet.
smother them with gravy and all the cheese and
Who
fixes,
cares?
yeah, you are seriously not there to lose weight or be healthy.
So if you're on a
eating your
diet,
feelings.
Yeah.
Lay's poutine
Give me
chips
my
are your
poutine.
answer.
Exactly.
You leave my poutine
Eat my
out of it.
poutine out.
You
of
either
it.
let me eat this or you listen to my problems. How do you want to play it?
I don't want to talk
I'm
about
gonna
my
give you
moose
Have the
knuckle
fries, dear.
or my
I'm either
poutine.
going to eat my feelings or talk about them.
They're on the house, sir.
can I get you seconds?
Would you
Would you like a cocktail?
Exactly.
Another chip.
Yeah.
Is your friend at the bottom of this glass?
Can you see him through the bottom?
Keep searching.
Look at this fun game. It takes dollars.
I didn't even know he had video poker.
I'll build a machine.
If you build it, they will come.
That tells you were a bartender for too long. Eat the fucking fries.
I don't have time to listen to your shit.
No time.
I got problems of my own.
Exactly. It's a gin and tonic, not a therapist license.
Would you like to sit down for a couple hours and listen to me?
No.
Drink your juice, Shelby.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with, and we've all been talking about it. It's a big $88.5 million and counting for the Ice Bug Challenge for ALS. Donations from the Ice Bug Challenge are still, no joke, pouring in at an astounding rate, and supporters want to know how their funds are going to be spent. But the answer isn't really so simple. As of today, the ALS Association, which fights, for those of you who don't know, Lou Gehrig's disease, by funding research and supporting people with the condition and also fostering government partnerships, they've collected this $88.5 million over just a matter of weeks this summer. The viral social media campaign has just gone completely crazy. It's
brilliant.
It's a particularly stunning figure considering that the organization collected $2.6 million in the same period from last year. You look at 88.5 to 2.6.
So they don't even know what they're going to
No,
spend.
they
They've
don't.
never had this kind of money
No.
before.
They're
They're getting hookers.
The nonprofit has yet to spell
Getting the
Hookers
real
and blow,
Coke,
man.
yeah.
Hookers and blow.
And not the shit cut with baking soda this time.
Yeah.
No way.
This is like 85%
this is like-
real now.
Breaking Bad blow. Like, seriously.
So, but as the number of posted videos continues to increase, so do the questions about how this unexpected frenzy will actually help victims of the disease, which often leads to total paralysis and death within 2 to 5 years.
And in the list of horrible diseases to get, this one's on the tippy top.
There's no pleasantries
What is
at all
it?
for
It
it.
like starts in fingertips and then just goes to.
Yep. And it just slowly,
Yeah.
just,
Sorry, Clayton. Go
and
ahead.
it
No, that's
doesn't
right.
regress because it's very similar to
Not MS.
Guillain-Barré. But
Muscular
Guillain-Barré,
dystrophy
Guillain-Barré retreats.
Oh, okay.
So it's very similar to Guillain-Barré, but it doesn't go away like that one does.
Okay.
In early August, before the organization had an idea of how much money would actually flow in from the Ice Bucket Challenge, the ALS awarded 21 new grants worth about $3.5 million to scientists in the United States, the UK, France, Canada, Switzerland, Israel, and Australia, who are all working on, quote, effective therapies for ALS. So what they're hoping is that they can actually assign more monies to this in that. But what a lot of people are doing, and obviously if you're doing the Ice Bucket Challenge, I think it's we've done it here locally. It's really any charity. I'm not saying you could throw ever enough money at any one problem, because who knows if they're going to be able to actually cure it or find a cure or not. There may be one of those things that in 100 years they still don't know how to do. However, if you don't want to do ALS, any charity, absolutely anything. I'm doing mine. I was actually going to Barbara Seville's Wonderful 100, the local AIDS walk.
Damn it.
A lot of people are doing
I mean, good for her.
but a lot of people are doing all kinds of. Some people are doing it for pet rescue. Others have all their own personal charities. There's what's the juvenile diabetes? I've seen a lot of other people. So if you want to do it, and I encourage you, challenge people to do it. And I guess the way that it was
This from the person last week that swore he was never going to do it.
Right? But
welcome
that's
aboard.
Thank you. It takes me a minute, but
Yeah.
I but they also missed my hair during the challenge.
I know, I
Jason
love that
couldn't
part.
really,
I
Jason
love that
couldn't launch that bucket quite as well as I did.
Yeah.
Missed mine too.
Yeah.
By about 20 years.
So, but it is fun. It really was fun to do. I thought it was going to be a pain in the ass. It was wonderfully refreshing for us in Arizona when it's 108 degrees and it's humid right now.
Right.
It was fun. It lasted 2 minutes. I wore the same clothes for an hour and they were dry while doing other stuff. So I remained cool while doing it. But I encourage if you. Wasn't the deal you either did the ice bucket or you donated?
Right.
So
Right, but then
everybody's now
everybody-
doing
And then
it all.
everybody went on a rampage about how we're wasting water and we're doing this and we're doing that.
Well, it
and
wasn't
you're not
that, but
doing
but
anything
give
else.
the money. Like,
But give the money. And my issue is that there can be both. You can raise awareness,
Right.
and that can be as beneficial
Who-
sometimes as the other.
Who was it? I want to see Susan Sarandon or one of them did their challenge standing in her garden in L.A.
Well, then there's Angie Herman, who Aaron swears that I have like this. Well, I mean, she's pretty,
Crush.
but she's
Hard on.
really, really not
She's
very
the
bright.
whole reason I watch Law and Order.
Yeah, not very.
I'm telling you, she's batshit crazy, but
and not
hot on
just
TV,
that,
yeah.
like to the right, but she stood and she's like, well, we're having a drought in California, and so I'm standing in this area where the water, the ice will then melt in and it'll be fine. And seriously, from off camera, I thought it was as a joke, but someone, probably her husband, takes this bucket of ice and pelts her with it. And she sat there and she's like, ow, do you think it's going to hurt, you fucking idiot?
So she got a hailstorm.
She got a hailstorm, and use some of the water. It's okay. It's okay. It'll
And
go
Matt
in.
Damon did toilet water because of his big thing
Very clean.
is clean water in Africa. So
Sure.
he did toilet water.
I didn't see
and Nigel, whatever his name is from So You Think
Nigel
You Can
Murray?
Dance. Nigel Lithgow.
Oh, okay.
He did. He took the ice bucket challenge, he donated his money and then he put his ice bucket into his drink and sipped a scotch. It was very funny.
That is funny.
But he was like, I donated the money so I can do whatever I want
I
to.
heard Patrick Stewart did something that was.
I haven't watched it, but I saw it. Like he's sitting in a
Yeah.
hotel room with an
Yeah.
ice bucket
said
from
that-
the.
Yeah, and he basically said, it's not the point is not the water, the point is to donate.
Right.
And he sat there and wrote a check and then very, in a classy Jean-Luc Picard kind of way,
Sure.
just drank his water.
Oh, I love it.
And I'm
That's
in,
funny.
and I shared it on my Facebook, and I said,
Oh, was
yes,
that maybe that's what I thought. Sure.
Make it so.
that's how to do it.
That's what
Make
he
it
did.
so.
Now,
And like every disease
You're-
needs a celebrity. This one,
Right.
now this one has a cause where you're raising awareness.
Right.
People are at least looking up like what is Lou Gehrig's disease,
bet.
and then the funny thing is who is Lou Gehrig because
yeah, they
Right.
don't know who.
how long has it been since he's been relevant?
Right.
It does need a celebrity update. Somebody new needs to catch it.
Well, and what's been very fun is
Wow.
what's been very fun for me is watching all of
getting
the
people-
little kids.
Yeah.
Like people having the little kids, and then they're challenging their friends
Right.
and putting it up, but old to young.
thankful for your health thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's
and the
so many
idea
other
that
ways.
Lou Gehrig's the explanation that I saw, whether true or untrue, I don't know if Mr. Perkins can give us some insight on this, but that one of the reasons that it is this really very cold ice bucket challenge
'Cause it
is
freezes-
because it freezes
right.
you up,
That
and
was the
that's
idea.
how folks with ALS
Now, I-
tend to feel on a much different lower level.
I find it funny that the people that I challenged, I have not heard from. And that.
See?
I don't know why. I don't know. He's not watching my feed, or he just hasn't had time to
mean
get to
'cause of George
Facebook.
Michael?
Yeah, because George, he
Yeah.
had nothing else to do.
No,
so
that's true.
he hasn't done
No,
it. And my cousin, who I know that several people have commented on the feed that to my cousin, like his aunt. And some other people, so I know he knows. I'm not sure what he's doing, but I also realized I didn't give a time frame in mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you
And
go.
I haven't heard from Jason Medina either about this particular
Well,
issue.
I did
so
mine late,
So
which
yeah.
is not
Now
unusual.
yours, you did it in the pool. I saw you and Ernie did
that-
it together.
Yep.
I just didn't.
Wow, and there was a lot of chatting in
Yeah,
yours.
I
Yours
didn't
was like
have-
a mini series.
Yeah,
for
I didn't have
television.
time. I didn't have time. I just
fine.
no, I didn't listen
I
because
fast forwarded the dumping because I'm like, well, these two are clearly
God.
reading a story about their dogs.
yeah. And was it your mom?
No
was your
dogs.
mom holding the camera?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking she's gonna nod off before that mini series got
It
done.
made me laugh because Rudy kept running around.
I saw the dog.
And aged.
Yeah. Here, the first round, he was a
Doesn't bother me
puppy. Oh, he got a hair trim. Oh, and now he's grown back.
I love it. Doesn't bother me at all.
And I have to admit that because I know you guys didn't see mine, but when
I saw yours.
Oh, okay, because I didn't know what it was for.
Yeah. You
just thought it was some stupid
no,
thing.
but they were doing it at work, and everybody was doing it, and I thought, oh, good, they're keeping this on the cardiac floor. It's gonna stay down there, whatever this fucking thing is. So I never caught what it was. So I now I don't remember who I donated to.
Okay.
I don't remember either. What, not your AIDS walk?
No. Oh, I can't remember who I.
It
Oh, I
was
don't
so
remember.
it was so important to you that you don't
Right?
recall.
Jesus Christ! And I wrote the check too. I have to go back and check and see who I wrote a check to. But I didn't know about the ALS part of it.
Okay.
I thought it was like dump the bucket of ice or donate to any charity. And I say in it like I don't know what this is about.
I remember
but
you saying
remember,
that.
yeah.
here's the thing, and then what I thought it was you had to pick the charity for the next people. So I gave them.
Oh.
I gave them the charity that they had to. I gave them the choice because I didn't understand it.
According to Wikipedia, that's how it started. And then it became, it kept over and over becoming ALS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it started as
Thank
just a big...
God you're here.
I
Oh,
know.
that's good to
Playing
know.
the part of
We
Katie
would
Jones.
Yes, you are.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Because I really thought it was weird that in a hospital no one was naming the disease. Like we know what it is.
Well, we got every disease represented in
Well,
the
and
hospital.
sometimes people were very adamant, and I'm not referring to you from last week. I'm talking, well, I'm not doing it. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Well, I don't give a shit. Then don't do it. Like I don't know why anybody has to feel forced into this.
It's all that fake anger, like the Facebook Messenger, like
Yeah.
okay, down off the cross.
First of all, Skype,
It's texting.
Instagram,
Yeah.
You've
and
already
Twitter
gi-
all have the same
Right,
permissions.
you've already given up all of your vices to these people,
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
just shut up.
There's a drone above your house. Settle down about your fucking text
exactly.
message.
Yeah.
You know what
Amazon's
I mean?
gonna
And
deliver your porn.
It was one of those things. If you don't want to do something, no one should ever have to feel obligated to do it.
Right.
Let it
Unless apparently you're Catholic, because they put everything on
Lots of
everybody.
guilt.
Yeah, lots of guilt.
or Jewish.
That's kind of like their bread.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Both.
The Catholics and the guilt.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Agreed.
good call. Yeah. It's a good call.
Fair point.
So, drinks for everybody.
Yeah, what was that story about? I lost track of another one.
Or not.
Okay.
So, fans on Twitter There was a fan on Twitter that
Just the
promised
one.
it with it was just this one. Fan on Twitter promises free drinks if Michael Sam sacks Johnny Manziel, who's Johnny Football or Mr. Football or some shit.
Mr. Football.
And I can't remember, is he Denver? What team is he?
Bring me a
Johnny
dream.
Manziel, Browns, the Browns, Cleveland Browns.
I'm sorry, yes.
He's not
And-
related to Adina. Is he?
No.
Menzel?
No, I think it's different.
Thought I checked.
Just a little bit different. That's Menzel. This is Manziel.
Oh, my bad.
Can he sing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
My bad.
But not yet. Yet we don't know yet.
Yeah,
At this
could
point.
be. Could be.
Could be.
I'm trying to stay interested.
So
It's
a
football.
fan named
You are
fan
paying the
named
part of Katie.
Fisher King took to Twitter before the St. Louis Rams Browns game, claiming if Michael Sam recorded a sack on Johnny Manziel, he'd buy free drinks for the world.
El Mundo.
For the world.
The
For those
world.
watching on Univision.
So
In
he
a
has
world
in
Le
his-
where drinks are free.
and the thing is that the reason this story jumped out at me is because
Drinks.
there's been free drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct. But it's because there's been so much focus on Michael Sam. Not because he's a good football player, but because he's a big queer. And it just...
Wow, judgy.
it drives-
Judgy
no,
over here.
It it's that part, and we've
You
kind of
would
talked
pull on a
about
Lenita
it.
Bryan on him.
We did.
Can I get you a glass of
Kid,
orange
would
juice?
you like oranges? Thank you. Fuck off.
Would you like some hate with your satire? Thank you.
Hey. So it's just kind of driving me nuts because he's a really incredible football player.
Yeah.
And he's done really
And
well.
a hell of a queer.
In the, he is a
Hell of a queer.
homo. And it's been great.
He's a no homo.
So,
He is a
so
homo.
God love him.
Oh, that is funny.
So,
That is funny.
Fisher
Mark.
King puts on Twitter, if Michael Sam sacks Johnny Football and gives the money sign after he's done, drinks are on me, for everyone in the world, forever. And
Forever.
Forever. Jesus.
And then it happened, and he did sack him, and it was a hell of a sack. Oh my God, so glorious that Sam did that. Take that, Johnny Football. You go, Mike. Next one. Today I messed up by promising mankind free booze for all eternity was the next. Since my frivolous bets influence human events, if the Jets win the Super Bowl, free puppies and ice cream for every kid in America. So anyone knows Sam's favorite charity if so pumped that he sacked Johnny Football. If I can't perpetually intoxicate society, I can contribute to its betterment. And so he actually gave a donation to the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. So it was.
I didn't understand what the
very
money
fun.
sign was. The story that I was reading didn't give the visual display.
Right.
Yeah.
When he got done and he comes up and he's like, there
I
you
thought,
go,
well, he's a
money
big
sign.
old homo. I thought he was doing
He
choreography
is.
from West Side Story.
Homo. If he could snap.
So is this like a thing? If I just take somebody out and then stand up and go like this, like somebody's gonna buy me
Yep.
drinks?
Buy me
Maybe
drinks.
forever.
Look out!
That
behind
is
you,
really
everyone.
funny. But it
could
really was.
happen.
It really was a big deal that that he sacked this guy because he's a little bit of an ass. The not homo.
Johnny
Manziel.
Johnny
If they
Football,
call you
he's
Johnny
real
Football,
full of
you're gonna
himself.
be an ass.
Yeah. And he's.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
right. They've set him up for that.
And
or
then
he
you
gave
just got
himself
like
the name. I don't
Come
know.
on, you're playing for the Browns.
Right. Tuche. Yes.
There are 4 fans in the stands.
Right. With
Settle down. Hoods
bags
on.
over.
Yeah. Please do not put the camera on me.
Exactly. We still have the bags in the dog pound.
I told my wife I had self-respect.
Right. That's it. I said I was somewhere else. I'm at church.
We don't even have a mascot. We chose a color.
Right. The brown bag.
We're the
Browns.
Brown.
Yeah. Okay.
The yellow sounded weird.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Brown. Yeah.
The burnt siennas.
Yeah.
That's what.
Autumn
apparently-
harvest. All these colors were taken.
Too gay.
By the more
By
serious
the way,
teams.
stop talking about Michael Sam's team.
Yeah.
But it is. It's driving me
It's really
nuts
more of a
that-
cocoa.
that they're- I think it's a burnt rust.
It's an earth
It's a
tone.
taupe. Yeah, it's a taupe.
In every one of his games, though, he has done incredibly
He really
well.
is. Because he's.
Incredibly well.
I have written down the time you said that. I'm going to try to pull that as just to have an audio clip. Who is it? Homo.
No,
I want that to be my
you
ringtone.
gotta go up.
Oh, make it a ringtone.
Every time I get a text, I want Marnie to go.
Oh!
There was another show a couple weeks back that I may have to go back and listen to and find whatever the soundbite was. I can't remember at the moment.
But
It'll come to me.
Because you have a phone, you can do that too. You can make those things
Oh, that's
ringtones.
funny.
We all have iPhones and we can't do that. They won't permit us
You
to
know,
do
we're
it.
the sad people huddling around the wall at the airport.
Yeah.
I've got the Adobe suite of whatever. I can make whatever I want.
Oh.
You just can't afford a new laptop that actually boots up within
Because
an
I'm
hour.
paying for fucking Adobe.
Why One thing at a time, ma'am. One thing at a time.
Not today, Satan.
Not today.
Seriously, do you want new technology or do you want good software?
Well,
It's one or
hey.
the other.
This isn't a
Goddamn
two-parter.
flip of a coin.
This isn't a two-parter question.
I know it.
Oh, you've managed to do it. Hour 1 is under your belt. You've wasted that. You got 2 more to come, so get ready, get a drink. Oh, hunker down and pray for daylight. Al is going to refresh his beverage. I'll probably be doing that too as soon as he goes into entertainment, because that's when I lose interest.
Apparently, me too. Chef Tell.
This week,
Can't tell.
This week, Kat Carlson filling in for Katie June, Marnie Ryer's here, Al Perkins, and me. I'm Clayton McKee. Thank you for being with all of us as you are listening from around the world.
Maggie
and
Reiner.
all the ships at sea. Shut up. We'll be
Margaret
back.
Reese.
We'll be back with headlines and our drinking word right after this on Q Talk America.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Hello again. It is 8 o'clock on the old atomic clock on the wall. This is The Show, the beginning of hour 2. Thank you for joining us. It's Studio C. You're here alongside Kat Carlson filling in this week for the lovely Katie June. Marnie Ryer is here. Al Perkins with his lovely bottle of wine. What are you drinking this week?
Well, we went back to France. All the wines of
Awesome,
California
yes.
are gone, so I'm doing my favorite, a Puy Foussé
Gotcha.
from France, and it's
Oui, oui.
it's fucking good. It is good to be back in the land of France for whites.
For whites.
For
Gotcha.
whites, yeah.
Unintentionally.
Eh, whatever. Nobody cares. Anywho, we are here for hour 2.
When people would hear me say I like whites, they know I mean
Yeah,
wine.
no,
Yes.
that's true.
There's no doubt on
No,
that
well,
one.
there isn't, but other people could tune in.
What do you mean
So
no one
we
likes
have to-
whites? What the hell fucking kind of show is this coming out of Missouri?
What's happening? That's right.
My God.
It's where
Ann Coulter
Jesus
is
settled.
not on here.
Yes, of
Oh,
course
God.
it did.
There is a really big cross there, isn't there? Or is
We
that
are in the
Oklahoma?
no,
Texas,
it's in
there's a big
Texas.
one.
There's
Is
a
that in
huge
Texas?
one in Texas.
Largest cross in the Western
Where like
Yes,
you
it
come
is.
around the corner and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm
They're like-
I've seen
sure
it. No,
they've
you don't come
rented
around
it.
the corner. You drive towards
Towards
it
Right, and you
for
see it.
11 hours.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
And it gets
No.
bigger.
And
And
big, right.
Yeah, that's
And
on
the-
35, isn't it? 40 and 35?
No, it's on 40.
40.
Is it on 40?
And it doubles as a cell phone tower. Without any knowledge, I'm going to bet like $100 that there's a cell phone
Oh,
tower.
I'm
in
sure.
it.
And I'm sure that whatever church that belongs to is making
They
$1 billion
own
a
it.
year just from
right.
texting, tweeting, and
Yeah, it costs $1
They
to
stand
touch
up
it.
there on the cross with the big money sign.
yeah,
They're like,
doing
that's right. Woo!
money, 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 money.
That's right.
Money, money, money.
Good
Hey,
Lord.
Homo.
My new ringtone, I swear to God.
Well, as soon as we get the audio clip pulled, we'll do that.
Hey,
Homo.
hey, homo.
This is the beginning of hour 2. We are in the middle of our headline section.
What's going on here?
It's a snack for later, in case
Oh,
I need
well,
it.
it's later.
They are. Those are fresh.
Guess what time it is?
It's later. Those
Oh, I
are.
brought snacks too.
Those are freshly baked oatmeal cookies from Lux. They just got them today. And I was down there, yeah. Anyway,
They've been sitting there for an hour. They're not that freshly baked.
they were baked today.
Okay, settle down.
I didn't bake them. Jesus
Work
Christ.
it out, girl. Work it out.
Anywho, beginning of hour 2, we're in the middle of headlines, but before we go into that, we have to do what we normally do is we have to give you our drinking word, but before that, it's our legal disclaimer.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
All right, our drinking word today comes with a hashtag.
Oh.
It is not okay.
Okay, I saw you doing that on Facebook today, but I didn't know what it meant. So it's hashtag...
Anything that you have, anything.
Hashtag it is not okay. Homo.
For example, calling Michael Sam a great big homo. It is not
Hashtag
okay.
not okay.
But you got to spell it out because it turns out hashtags don't have
N-O-T.
punctuation. So it's ITISNOTOK. But just put it in there, and like, it's the most horrible things you find on the internet. I want you to hashtag it is not okay.
Okay.
Can I abbreviate that to just hashtag not okay? Because that seems like a lot of typing.
No, because that was taken. It is not okay is all mine so far. Like I'm the only one on there.
Deal, I'm on board.
And by the way, for those of you who didn't hear us say last week, our official hashtag is hashtag See You in Tuesday. So it's letter C, the letter U, the letter N, and then Tuesday. So it looks like Cunt Tuesday. And oddly, if you go to
exactly how I say it.
www.cuntuesday.com, you get to us.
And if you go back to one of our shows, that's what we had. So that's fantastic.
Oh, speaking of one of our previous shows, we did our show last week, and I'll be damned if not Wednesday or Thursday I was somewhere, and fucking Ray J was on TV, and I'm like, what the fuck?
See, it is not okay.
He's...
Hashtag.
But I
not
laugh because
okay.
Ray J has been our unofficial mascot. I wonder if he would ever just show up and be with
wouldn't that
us.
be great?
I don't want to meet him. People die.
We
They
don't
get
need
fucked
the
on
finger in the
camera.
paw.
Nothing
Yeah.
good happens.
We'd
It's
have
not
some-
okay what happens around Ray J.
We would have,
Hashtag.
we would have security come in and just be around us the whole night.
I have to give credit where it's due, though. I was telling Doug Wilkie a story that just got funnier and funnier, and his only response to every single part of it, including Google image, was, "It is not okay. It is. That is
sounds
not
like
okay."
that sounds
It
like
does
well,
sound like Doug.
that
And
sounds like
I
Doug.
had to agree with him that the story I told him was just it was horrible.
Yeah.
But not really horrible. The person that I was talking about actually thinks things are going swimmingly. But according to Doug and I, it is not
Not
okay.
okay.
But we were actually saying it's not okay, but the apostrophe threw me. So now you have to say, but it's a little bit gayer to say it is not okay.
It is
That
not
is right.
okay.
Hey.
You had to go homo it up, yeah.
Anytime we can
pretty
make
sh-
it gayer, for
Yeah.
God's
Of course.
sakes, please.
Yeah.
It's like a
Pretty
gay.
sure hashtag homo is not something you want to go look at.
No.
That's probably
Right.
remember
And
ass
you
face.
can't say-
No,
I'm going
ass
right
clown.
now.
I'm going right now.
Ass clown.
The day we Googled ass clown, can't forget that day.
A lot.
It is not
happened.
okay.
Not okay.
No.
Googling ass clown
That
is
was a
not
lot.
okay.
Oh, that was terrifying. Actually.
What do gay horses eat?
Hey.
There's that.
Homo.
I know, stupid old joke, like a 5-year-old would say.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the serious business of headlines. Airline passengers have come to expect a tiny escape from the confined space of today's packed planes, the ability to recline their seat, even if it were just a few inches. Well, when one passenger was denied that bit of personal space on Sunday, it led to a heated argument and an unscheduled landing for the plane just halfway to its destination. The fight started on a United Airlines flight because one passenger was using a product called the Knee Defender. It is a $21.95 gadget, which I will show you right now, and it looks like that. That's what it looks like. It's a gadget that attaches to a passenger's tray table and prevents the person in front of them from reclining. Now, the FAA leaves it up to the individual airlines to set rules about the device, and United Airlines said it prohibits the use of the device. And like all major U.S. airlines, Spirit Airlines and Allegiant Air take the reclining mechanisms out of their seats altogether, leaving them permanently upright. The dispute on the United flight number 1462 from Newark to Denver escalated to the point where the airline decided to divert the this is the funny part to me. They decided to divert to Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, according to the TSA spokesman Ron Feinstein. Chicago police and the TSA officers met the flight, spoke to the passengers,
And shot both people.
which the passengers, which one was
Hashtag it is not,
Not okay.
it is not okay. The passengers were both a man and a woman, both age 48, and they actually deemed that it was a customer service issue and they didn't want to be involved at all. The plane continued to Denver without them, arriving an hour and 38 minutes late, according to the airline's website. Now, the FAA can impose a civil fine up to $25,000 for passengers who are unruly. In this case, no arrest was made, according to the airport spokesman, Greg Cunningham. The fight started when a male passenger seated in the middle seat of row 12 used his knee defender stops to prevent a woman in the row 11 middle seat from reclining while he was on his laptop, according to a law enforcement official with knowledge of the situation who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak. A flight attendant asked him to remove the device and he refused. The woman then stood up, turned around, and threw a cup of water on him.
Who had a girl?
As she should.
And that's when United decided to land in Chicago.
They said, hashtag it is not okay.
Shit got real.
The two passengers were not allowed to continue to Denver. Both passengers were sitting, however, in United's Economy Plus section, which is a part
That
of
just
the...
sounds like a fat, cheap girl. She's in the Economy Plus section. It's the Lane Bryant of travel.
It is the part of the plane that has 4 more inches of leg room than the rest of the coach.
The leg room, the width.
And there, I
It's all
mean,
needed.
the worst is not the person reclining. It's the little fucking kid kicking the back of your chair for a whole flight.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Not you.
that's one of the ones where like we're gonna need to tase your child because that
Well,
you,
or
you
people
cannot
that try
relax.
to get comfortable and keep like pulling on the top of the chair.
I
It's
s-
people in general will do
Though
that kind of
though
stuff.
I could not recline, that when I made that flight from here to Atlanta a couple weeks ago, I was really happy to be in that very last row because A, nobody was around me, and B, nobody was behind me. I had the row to myself. That was the best.
Yeah.
I realize not all
that's
flights are like
very
that.
rare now to get
But
the seat
be-
to the
They
row to
oversell
yourself.
them like crazy.
Yeah.
But because it was at 30 in the morning going that way, I think it was my safety. Because coming home, oh no, every seat on the flight was because
But I
everybody's trying to
book
get out of
early and
Atlanta.
pick my seat very carefully. For me to be in a middle seat, there has to be a lot of fucking things that have gone wrong with my
wrong,
travel
right.
plans, or a dead relative at the other side of that journey.
the trip, right?
Yeah. Hashtag it is not okay.
It is not
It is
okay.
not.
No.
Oh, now we're singing it.
It's lost
just
all
all
its
depends.
original color and flavor.
Homo.
Now we're doing the Lay's version of the chip.
We can go back. Poutine homo.
Chicken and waffle homos.
Remember that delicious food we had? Maybe we could turn it into a potato chip
Homo.
with just a couple
I
of
like
salts
it.
and licks
Yeah, that's what she said.
and a little vinegar.
Just a little.
Little vinegar.
This drinking word is a hashtag, though, right? It's a
Yes,
hashtag.
but you can just say it. It is not okay. But I want,
Right, but I'm-
but I
but-
really
but
want to
I'm-
encourage people to populate the "it is not okay" page with things that just aren't okay.
Because I'm typing it into our screen.
Well, I got.
And the original cause of it I can't put on there because everyone knows the person that we were talking about.
That's fantastic.
So it's a bitchy story if you can imagine.
There it is.
Well, we like that.
Local gossip is one of my favorite things about listening to this show. Because often I'm like, wait. I know what it is. I know.
And it's often a very veiled attempt at hiding the identity
Yeah.
of that person. A thinly veiled attempt.
Thinly veiled.
Yes.
Or we just lose the show, which sometimes can be
That show had to
beneficial.
be lost.
That's beneficial.
Because there would be lawsuits if
Lawsuits,
that wasn't
there-
lost.
Dim All the Lights is a show that will never, ever appear again. But fortunately for all of us,
And mostly me.
Well, there's other
I was
ones
calling
that'd be
people out on their
fortunate.
shit left and right that night because I was drunk and pissed off.
That's not the one with the bar owner who shall not be named, is it?
no.
No.
Because that was hilarious too, and I'm determined not to be that.
No. Some white people suck.
Some
Some white people suck. And with this whole
Some spit, some swallow, the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just continuing.
Homo.
Before she turns it into a pun, I wanted to get there first and rescue it.
that's nice. Anyway, some white people do suck. And this whole Ferguson, Missouri issue has just gone. It is not okay.
It is not
And
okay.
it truly is not. It is not okay. Did you guys hear what the lieutenant governor had to say about Anglo-American jurisprudence?
No.
Maybe don't use those words. You know, the Anglo part. Maybe just go ahead and leave that word off. Whenever a crisis involving police brutality against black people arises in America, you can be sure that an old white Republican will weigh in on the situation with something so transparently racist and insensitive that it's hard to believe we're living in the 21st century.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't see it.
At all.
At all.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
a little
That's
bit.
always my favorite part is when they're like, why is that racist?
And I apologize. I didn't look up the pronunciation. It's either Kinder or Kinder. Peter Kinder is
Sounds
the
more German if you
lieutenant
say it
governor.
Kinder. Yeah.
Lieutenant, right?
Frau Kinder.
Frau Kinder.
Kinder.
Hair Kinder in this case.
He demanded
Hair.
that Jay
Frau or
Nixon,
hair.
Frau or hair. Oh, that's good.
What?
Frau or hair.
Frau.
however you self-identify.
I like that.
So who
You're never going to spell that right.
I have Google.
2 R's.
Governor Nixon, this Kinder demanded that Nixon reinstate that curfew that
Ding
was
dang,
in
bada bada
Ferguson.
bing bang.
Homo!
That's homo.
Gross.
The kinder kinder, please.
Don't make me write it out in
Kinder,
music.
gentler, kinder. Nope. Not today,
Not
Satan.
today.
No,
Not
not
today.
today, Kinder.
No, it is not,
It is not
okay.
reggae. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Anyway.
I'm going to spit crown and water on my
They
nose.
We're gonna let you
So-
finish one story.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Not this
It's
one.
my fault.
Nope. So the lieutenant governor is calling for Anglo-American jurisprudence, which translates to we need white law to quell uncontrollable black people. And he goes through, I mean, the whole thing is just, he doesn't get it. You're exactly right. At which point, the next story that came out in conjunction with it is that the gentleman who is seemingly brought some peace to the area, that Captain Ronald Johnson.
Yes, he's
right?
been. I've watched him on the news. He's been excellent. He
He
really
has
has.
been really impressive. He came out and apparently flashed gang signs. Did you hear about that?
No,
They said that he came out and flashed gang signs. Now,
is it games
water.
like this, like peace? That's
No.
a gang sign.
Do you see? Can you see this right here?
is that-
It's a
I see.
Kappa Alpha Psi
Okay.
sign, and it's like an okay sign,
All
but
right.
kind of upside down.
But it
whatever.
is not okay.
But it
is
is
not.
actually,
Okay.
it is okay, but people made it not okay. They said that he was flashing gang signs. Captain Johnson is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, a black fraternity that was formed in 1911. And the hand sign is a Kappa greeting. And apparently he walked up and did that, and white people went kind of crazy and thought
Because
he
they thought it was a gang sign.
They thought he was part of the Bloods or the Crips.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Different sign.
First of all,
Totally.
Not that I know
But
what it
it's
is.
that kind of ignorance, right?
He's- yeah.
Simply because a black man showed up
Right.
on the TV,
And now they're going to
made-
say that you should shoot people because he's wearing some kind of a gang jacket. No, it's called a fraternity, fucktard.
Well, either that
Which,
or it's
I
called a
mean,
uniform.
Yeah.
I mean,
Inches
like
away.
what?
Huh?
inches away, fraternity, gang.
Well,
fraternity.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
One
But
drinks more.
but
One rapes more.
No.
The fraternity.
Exactly.
Still talking about
500
facts.
points, yeah.
Maybe. We don't know. But
Oh my god, I
it
totally
really-
forgot. I can do the Latin king sign. Wait, I have to think about it.
I know what you're fucking
We have
talking.
a-
Is it a lesbian thing? A
No.
lesbian gang?
No,
She's
it's-
showing
it's
us
a-
the first symptoms of ALS.
It's a literal
No?
gang thing. We had a party long ago that I
Oh.
went as a Latin king and I learned the gang sign. I googled it like white people do.
Which makes it hashtag okay.
I like how you hashtag Frau or hair.
No, Molly did it, and I just had to congratulate her.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Frau or hair.
So anyway, the whole thing is becoming so absurd.
I
need a
agree.
German
Even
audience.
far more than
but
it already was.
And we entered just straight up folly today when the guy doing a video chat has the recording of the 6
Oh, yeah.
gunshots.
Yeah.
But he's like,
Or
hey,
the
baby,
13.
I love your video.
Yeah.
You look really hot in
You
that.
look
Bang, 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 bang.
And he doesn't flinch.
No, because, I mean,
Yeah, there are like 13 shots though, like 11. I think it's 11 total
but
that are heard that they.
And it's far off the distance, and clearly he's masturbating, and not a lot's going to separate you from that. But the best part is
Something was shooting.
because somebody's like, I'm kind of suspicious that this is that he wants to remain anonymous. Or like, he's watching a porn video and clearly touching himself, and he may or may not be
Right.
married. There's a lot of reasons
is
why he
not
may be
okay,
requesting
right.
an anonymity.
Yeah, right.
And it was my girl Sunny that I never get her last name right, but she's the CNN correspondent. I think she got passed up for The View. I'm still hoping she gets
Oh,
on The
you
View.
talked about her, right?
But she's the home girl from the Bronx or Brooklyn. She's always trying to like get her street cred in there. And so they come back to her as everyone's like, I'm a little suspicious of anonymity. She's like, listen to that video again and listen to what he's
Why
saying.
he doesn't want to.
He's probably not going to want to show his face.
Sonny von
Joe,
Holstein,
John
Sonny-
Doe from Ferguson,
Right,
Missouri,
right.
has
Right,
submitted
yeah.
this audio clip.
who may or may not be married to a woman who may or may not be currently divorcing him. I need the laptop for my job, honey.
Yeah,
That
I'm just
job.
locked the door for a minute.
Yeah.
What is this
Yeah.
credit card charge from Friends Online? I don't understand what this is.
Well, hopefully that the shit that's going on there hopefully will not continue to
I
spread
just have to say that I cannot hear one more police chief say we're going to use this as a training exercise. No,
right.
go back and watch movies from the 60s and use those as your training exercise. We don't have to shoot any more kids for you to say it's a training opportunity. No,
Right.
it's not. Game's over. Stop saying that.
back up.
You know,
Right.
the
That's
problem
off
is
the
I
list.
don't know why like lethal force is the first option. There are so many non-lethal weapons. Like
Oh,
they can
'cause
shoot
have you
beanbags
heard
at them, and they can.
Oh no, it's getting the taser out takes time. Longer than the gun?
Seriously, like
Same-
to go to the trunk
same
and get
song.
the fucking shotgun takes longer than to pull the taser off
Right.
your belt. Come on.
Same song.
Yeah.
It's the same draw. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, it takes too long to get that taser out, and sometimes they're ineffective. Well, the gun proved to be ineffective too because he's
Right.
dead. Their excuses were very
Like the
funny
rubber
on that.
bullets will, disable the shit out of everyone except for that one guy on PCP, and whatever. Like he gets a fighting chance, but
And use that as a trainer because here's
there
what
you go.
Yeah, he's on PCP. He's gonna be up for a while. Everybody, come out and train on him.
Right.
Get your
Target
rubber
practice,
bullets.
let's go.
He's got about 2 more hours left of the PCP.
Yeah, I don't understand why lethal force is the first option.
And then
And I think it's been the
and
option
then invade
up until
the
now.
city, and then
Yeah,
and then
with
get
all the military
all
might
your
that we would
military.
use
and then
in any
get
other
the
force.
paramilitary.
Yes.
Sure.
But the interesting thing, I don't know if you read this of where this guy comes from. This Darren Wilson, is that his name? The shooter.
Darren Wilson, yeah.
It turns out there's a small town in Missouri, not far from Ferguson, that had such problems with race relations that you know what they did? They got rid of their police force. Google this city. I can't remember the name of the city, but it's right near Ferguson. Look up his history as a policeman. This city's race relations were
He was a
so
policeman
bad.
there?
He was a policeman there.
Oh.
They had to fire they just disbanded, and they brought in the St. Louis County and the state police in to become the police for that city, and they just don't have a police force anymore. And this guy is from there and hired. Not that paints a picture of him.
No,
you know what I mean.
not
You
a
can't paint
complete
with this-
picture, but
but it tells you of like what he was used
some
to.
background,
That there
right,
is a
right.
city in Missouri that actually just disbanded their police force because they were so racist and so at odds with the community at large. And that's where he comes from. And this is from the I can credit this one.
Yeah.
This is from the Washington Post.
Okay.
This is like this is the Republicans' dream team.
Dream team, sure.
Like the Republican Post is to what our New York Times to them.
And I think it's so difficult. We were sitting there last night watching I don't know, she had on Big Brother or something, and we were eating dinner, and there was a helicopter, and I just heard it. It just made me think of it. A helicopter going overhead at her house, and we're looking and we're trying to figure it out, and then it all calmed down. We went right back to our dinner and just watching TV, and not a care really in the world. And it dawned on me that there are people, whether it's in Ferguson, that are going around looking like the 1960s. With all the different race relations kind of stuff, and yet we're just sitting there and we're enjoying dinner, and to try to picture that or Iraq
Because you're white, so when you see cops come by,
Right.
when the ghetto birds fly over,
They're there to
you don't
protect.
think that you're about to be shot. You think, oh, they're here to protect us.
Right.
But for other people, no, they're coming to kill
not
us.
it.
I'm
That's
trying to
exactly
remember-
right.
you-
But so many other things going on that are just so crazy.
You bringing up the city where they disbanded their police force.
Incidentally, it's Ferguson, Missouri. Or I'm sorry, Jennings, Missouri.
Jennings,
Jennings.
Missouri.
Had
It's just a few miles away. It's another township nearby.
was a-
And they actually just got rid of.
They said we're done.
Yeah, no, the small city of Jennings, Missouri had a police department so troubled and with so much tension between white officers and black residents that the city council finally decided to disband it. Everyone in the Jennings Police Department was fired, and new officers were brought in to create a credible department from scratch. And that's where this guy from Ferguson, that's like his hometown, his first
got it,
police
okay.
And this
department,
isn't some wackadoo left wing like only I read it. No,
right.
this,
Yeah.
the one that
And
I
it was
read.
only
read
3
it.
years ago.
Yeah, only 3 years
Oh my
ago.
God.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's only 27,
Yeah,
28
you're
years
I
right.
was
old.
being
Yeah,
upset.
he's young.
No,
That's
but
right.
there was a special, and I don't think it's the same city. I don't recall what it is. CNN did a film or a special on a city that, and I didn't watch it, but and oddly, being from Missouri, I don't remember hearing of this. Apparently, it was quite some time ago, maybe in the late 70s, early 80s, that the entire city or this area, whatever it was, maybe it was a housing development, I've forgotten. All of them had sort of made a secret pact that they would all only sell to white families or white
It's
people.
called Awatuki.
No. I understand what you're saying, but no. But
Incidentally, also Gilbert.
Yeah.
but then apparently somebody didn't get the memo, and then somebody bought in, or the realtors wouldn't even show them the houses, and all of a sudden, if they had a black couple call them or a black family come to look at the house, miraculously the house was already under contract. Something I've forgotten what it is, and I wanted to watch it because I was kind of like, really? I was kind of
happens?
appalled that was still going on.
Yeah.
Very, very not in my
And
backyard.
not all the area that everyone calls Awatuki, but actual Awatuki proper, which is really
Deep
a
in.
very
Oh, yeah.
small. It's only Elliott and Warner. It goes back.
the
It
little
doesn't.
loop kind of area. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
once
talking about?
once
Right.
you get to Knox Road, you are not part of the White Kingdom. Like, just
Yeah,
quit fooling
right.
yourself. You live in Phoenix.
But I think to your point,
not even in
Clayton,
Chandler.
that Ferguson is bringing out a lot of that.
Oh no, you're right. It is.
Where all of a sudden all the things that people aren't, I mean, talk about white guilt. Like to look around and go, how do you not pay attention to the fact that it's that that bad.
Yeah, that somebody. When I read that story, I kept going up to the byline because I'm like, okay, what am I reading? Clearly, this is an Onion story.
Yeah.
Right,
You know
no.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the Washington fucking Post.
It's legitimate.
Yeah. So
That
crazy.
was all white. Yeah,
All white
everyone
Tukey.
everyone knows that that's called all white Tukey. But that really was the point, was because they were right near Guadalupe, and they wanted a white enclave, if you will.
An enclave.
If I'm
like
using
that.
it is not okay.
It is
It is not
Well,
okay.
our final story, and I saved this for last, and you're going to understand why in just moments.
I
Pardon
wait
me.
right here.
This is our. I saved this one because I just knew it would tip off the entire show tonight, and then we're going to go into entertainment. A 61-year-old man reportedly complained to Dunedin, Florida city officials multiple times about TJ
This is our first Florida story.
Guerrero's illegal business and the supposed damage it is bringing to the value of his property and the neighborhood. So when your neighbor is a lemon, well, you continue to make lemonade, apparently. TJ Guerrero is an entrepreneurial 12-year-old boy. He sells both strawberry and regular flavored Country Time lemonade and fresh-baked cookies from a stand in front of his house in Dunedin, Florida. Meanwhile, neighbor and crotchety old man who
Buddy Early.
isn't too sweet on this operation is a 61-year-old man named Doug Wilkie.
Oh, how funny!
I love it. That is okay.
Wilkie has reportedly emailed City Hall at least 4 times about TJ's year-round illegal business, griping that it causes trash, noise, and will decrease the value of his property. The man's first complaint to the city about TJ's stand in March of 2013. Then there was follow-up complaints sent in October, as well as March and June of 2014. In one email, Wilkie wrote that TJ's friends who hung out around the stand were loud and foul-mouthed kids who threw things into his lawn, lit fireworks that spooked his dog, and one of the kids accidentally crashed their bike into Wilkie's parked car. Well, this summer, Wilkie wrote that the pesky kid and his beverage business were, quote, back again! All caps, exclamation mark,
Home.
10 times. If this were a once-a-year event by a couple of kids to earn a little money for a holiday or something, I wouldn't have a problem with it, he wrote in one of his complaints. I am very worried about the value of my home, which is why I built in a residential area, not in a business district. Wilkie wrote in another that the city could possibly face repercussion in the event that someone became ill or from spoiled or contaminated food and drink sales. TJ said that
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a joy-free human.
he's completely joy-free human. So let's hear an audio clip from the kid. Bless his heart. I just thought it was a cute audio clip from this kid. Let's hear from him directly.
Fighting the Wilk.
Yes, right here.
He just doesn't really like me doing the lemonade stand. I'm not sure why, but he just doesn't really approve of it, I guess. And he says I bother him and that the traffic is annoying, I guess. But I don't really understand why, but that's all he says. And he's called the cops, the commissioner, the city of Dunedin. All of them approve of the lemonade stand. So I don't really think he can do anything else about it.
I think that's my favorite part.
What a foul-mouthed little son of a bitch.
That's what I love.
They had to beep him.
That's
No, in the video, that's a big dump truck driver that actually pulls up at her house and stops and gets out and has
some
lemonade.
That's the best part. He's bringing an 18-wheeler.
BJ and the bear are stopping
Oh
by.
my God, I love
And his little
it.
sister standing on the curb going like this.
Blow it. Blow it.
In a tube top.
So
I love to.
And L. Doug Wilkie is saying
I'm
it
sure
is
you
not
do.
okay.
my favorite thing about the thing is, well, the kid goes, well, there's nothing else he can do about it. TJ said that he started selling lemonade to raise money for an iPod, which I think is commendable. The kid's raising money all on his own. He sells cups of Country Time lemonade for $1, and he also
Shit.
he charges 50
Shit's gone up, man. Let me tell you.
Wow, inflation hits Florida.
He
Fuck
charges
me.
50 cents for cookies. Authorities have asked other neighbors about his stand, and they say that they have no problem with it. City Planning and Development Director Greg Rice said that we are not in the business of trying to regulate kids like that, nor do we want to do any code enforcement on this at all. Dunedin, Florida Planning and Development Director Greg Rice told the Tampa Bay Times that we are not out there trying to put lemonade stands out of business.
Yes. Well, the best part is, Doug Wilkie, buy the fucking kid an iPod and end the
be
goddamn
done.
thing.
Yeah.
Amazon.com, get a refurbished iPod for $150 and leave Junior alone.
Yeah.
Well, now,
But
just
I'm sorry, $1 for
curiosity.
lemonade. This kid's, he knows who lives in his
Good
neighborhood.
on
He took his
him.
inspiration from Starbucks.
Yeah.
Fuck me. He says a venti.
$20 coffee.
But
What? There's a Trente
little
now.
kid, yes, it's
But
delightful.
you're limited
It's
and
nice.
it can't be coffee.
Iced coffee.
Yeah. Well, you can do
And
iced
you can have
coffee.
extra shots.
Iced tea's very
Just telling
nice in the
you.
Trent.
Oh, did they? Because
There
at
are
first you
ways
weren't allowed
around
to.
it.
I know.
You weren't allowed to
Yeah.
have 30 ounces
Well,
of
you
coffee. I'm like,
can't
have
get-
you met me?
You can't get like
She shrieked.
You can't get like lattes or this or that.
not
But you can get
okay.
regular iced coffee with like as many extra shots as you want. It's delightful, really.
My God, you'd be up for a week.
Not really,
Oh.
but it's nice at the time.
Oh, I didn't know.
Although this one, you watch these things at 3 o'clock in the morning and then is pissy because they don't meet her quality standards.
I can't have an opinion that's adverse to his.
Wait, did you
apparently, but-
did you
course you
order the
can.
thing that goes in between your car seats? Because
No.
I saw that the other night.
Oh, they have a train to cup?
Huh?
for a Trenta cup?
I was only vaguely listening. So
Oh.
he said
Was he
watch his-
talking?
yeah, no, to everyone. No, I heard something about watch his TV at 3 a.m. and judges the quality, and then I remembered an
yeah.
infomercial that I saw with a little tray that goes in between your seats to catch all the crap that falls.
Oh,
out of your
I've seen
pockets.
that.
See,
No, I've
if
seen
you
that.
wait 5
You probably
minutes, you
ordered
can
it.
get 2 for $10.
No, yes, but wait,
If you're
there's
one of
more.
the first 500 callers.
Yeah.
And I was.
Damn it, 501. Fuck.
Damn it.
And I was.
Again.
I gotta wait for tomorrow.
Right. No, but what I was confused about was I thought that there was something that had come out that was like the new cup has a different size and it's an insert that goes in your cup holder that fits this Trenty cup is what I thought.
It's called socks.
Huh? I don't need the Trenty's bigger.
What?
Never mind.
He wants a bigger hole.
Oh, I'm gonna let that
Not
go.
my problem. sir.
No,
Not my problem.
That's
It
what
is
she
not
said.
okay.
No, it's
So
not.
yeah, no. Remember the kids' library in Ohio?
Yeah.
That was on the front
Oh, right,
lawn,
same
and they were
thing.
Oh, right,
bitching.
right.
Now, granted, I mean, one's selling something and one's just
Giving
Encouraging
away,
reading.
giving away
But we
free
all know
books.
where reading leads to.
But there's an
Entrepreneurial lemonade stands.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, what are people doing? We used to have lemonade stand. Well, I didn't. I got bored with that real fast.
But there was still always that one guy that you just didn't go on his lawn.
Oh, yeah.
get
We-
off my lawn.
You realize
This
that
is
and
that guy.
I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah,
I'm
he really
already
is.
that
Already
guy,
is.
and I have kids
Yeah.
living in my house.
I'm that. Well,
Can't tell.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be that guy. I'm that guy.
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
Actually,
Yeah.
in fairness, I was that guy at 12, 13.
Yeah.
Wait, here's
Yeah, I
my
can
surprise
see.
face.
No, I know. Right. It's
Oh,
coming.
it
It's
looks
coming.
like my surprise face. It's really good.
I've been practicing.
And that does it for headlines as we go directly into our portion of the. Are you? You don't even look like you're ready. Are you ready?
Oh, it always hit because
He's so
by
prepared.
surprise.
She's never ready. He's never ready for it. Do we need to play a dance break before you have to do this?
No, do it. There's not a lot.
And it's time for Al Perkins Entertainment.
The Emmys were on. What do you want to hear? And a couple new shows. We had a death that, swear to God, thought he was already dead. And really, I was as shocked by the headline as anything I've been shocked by recently. Wait, and there's another headline that I'll find in a minute because I forgot about it. But it's there. And
This is what I meant about preparedness.
entertainment.
Not at all. This is high quality podcasting, ladies and gentlemen.
Now,
Jesus.
in all fairness, the Emmys were on, so I just figured that would be the whole show.
Yeah.
Oh
really-
no, but
it
he's
really
always
is.
got something else.
Oh, so that's,
He'll make this 45 minutes of everything about him, even though he said there's not much. You know that.
well, you know the Emmy Awards are going to take a long time. I
I
tried
wonder
not
if he's
to
going
read
to talk
too much.
about that super good movie, Chef.
Yeah, well, God, I hope he does. Okay, so some people may have seen the movie Dog Day Afternoon, and it turns out that they made a document because it's the true story. Al Pacino and Chris Sarandon are the stars, and it turns out there's a documentary out now called, I think it's called The Dog, and it is about the actual story of the guy that robbed the bank to pay for his lover to get a transsexual surgery. And it's from the 70s, and it's a fantastic movie. And I found out much, much later in life that it was a true story. And now there's a documentary coming out.
But God, let it out. Let it out. It's not okay.
It is not okay.
It is not okay. So that's interesting. And it
Again, what's it called?
I believe it's called The Dog. I thought it was
Oh.
I thought it was on this page, but it turns out I should have written it down because it was actually in the entertainment.
Yes, The Dog 2013, and the cover here on IMDb looks like a fabulously 70s porn.
Yeah, holding a gun.
You are on that Google, girl.
John Welshowitz, whose attempted robbery of a Brooklyn bank to finance his male lover's sex reassignment surgery, was the real-life inspiration for Dog Day Afternoon. So, I mean, again, we've learned the rules of spoiler alerts. Entertainment Weekly has provided us with the rules. You have 24 to 48 hours to expect everyone to say, oh my God, I just saw the show, and, polite conversation. You expect people to keep a secret. After 48 hours, it's your own fucking fault. You know what I mean? Get HBO.
Fair.
So we can't help
Charge
you.
your
So,
mother more
Which
rent.
I started charging Mom more rent,
Right,
and I
so you
now
go.
have.
I
So-
steal it from the in-laws.
Dog Day Afternoon in
Well
1975,
played.
I feel pretty safe in telling you that the wife that he's talking about is a man. And although it was a shocking thing in 1975, it probably still is, because it's not what you're
40
expecting.
years later, I think we've
You
probably
can
moved
go
on.
ahead and give that part.
And I really would feel sad for you if you've never seen the movie Dog Day Afternoon, because it is just spectacularly funny.
You feel sad for me on a lot of
I
occasions. then.
really do, because there's so much good entertainment that you're missing out on. Now, for new shows coming up in the fall, luckily the Emmys were on NBC, so they really reminded me of the new Deborah Messing show that's coming
I
out
love
Wednesday
her.
nights.
I love her. I just don't think this is going to work. I
I
guess.
think it looks really fun.
I think it looks fun. Yeah, I
like kind of
agree.
a funny take on a cop show, a little
Have
comedy,
you
little
seen
drama.
anything about it?
No.
the
Okay.
diary
No.
of Laura. What's it called? The life of
Something Laura.
Laura.
Yeah.
Something.
Again, let me look it up.
The life
Like
of
it
Laura.
looks, it's snarky, but yeah, it's like a cop
just-
kind of thing. She
I
looks.
But she's good in everything. The
Yeah,
starter
she
was
was
And
great
she looked,
timing. She was
she
great
looked
timing.
fabulous last night on the Emmys.
Yeah, The Mysteries of Laura.
Mysteries of
And I think it looks really good. Very excited about it. And then I'll look up this other one. This other show that they're really playing the hell out of it on playing the hell out of the commercials on Fox. And it starts in less than a month. It starts in the middle of September, and it's the only other show that I'm really looking forward to besides Jesus
That
Christ,
one?
Gotham.
Okay.
And I was
Right,
reminded by your
right.
shirt that Gotham starts. It's really about Gordon. Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
And it's the origin story for Batman and Catwoman and everything.
fun.
And Batman is
still the little boy whose parents just
were
died
just
or
shot
whatever.
and stuff like that. The Red Band Society is now whether or not Octavia Spencer's in the entire show or if she's just in the pilot, we're not sure. And it looks like one of those laugh cry hospital shows. I think it looks really charming. The commercials are good about all these kids in a cancer clinic, just ripe for comedy. But I think it looks really good.
I think I need to go back. Speaking of shows, and I wanted to get into it when it came out last season. My mom watched all of it, said it was fabulous, and the previews for the upcoming season look good. And I just never got on
it
board.
Blacklist?
The Blacklist.
Oh, she loved that
Oh,
show.
I
She does,
really
because
want
I love Spader.
Yeah, that was-
in everything he's ever done. When he was in Boston Common,
Legal.
or Boston Legal. I'm sorry, Boston Legal.
Which is another one that I've only seen bits and pieces of, but I
Again, me
loved.
too. But him and the interaction with him and Shatner and everybody else in that series, I love him. But totally different character. But I guess I don't know if it's on demand, if I can go back and look at it for Blacklist for the first season, because I feel that I need to know a backstory to get to where we are.
Do you know where James
would agree with
Spader, like where you probably first saw him?
He didn't see that movie.
Well, wait. I think I know of the movie, but you have to help
Pretty
me.
in Pink.
Okay, got nothing for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the movie, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
He
He's the
was
snarky bad guy.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in the movie.
I saw that. In fairness,
His
I
name
saw
was
that.
Sloane.
I saw that movie when it was in theaters. So
Yeah.
that's what 82, 3.
Oh, I have that movie memorized. Like
I got
just
nothing
saying.
for you.
That and 16 Candles. And
Nothing for you. And I also like pasty.
Pretty
I,
in Pink.
I also don't like pasty white people.
Isn't she?
Well, then you do not
yeah.
enjoy the films of John Hughes at all.
No.
It
No,
is-
you don't want any of
It
those.
is the trials and tribulations of pasty
Pasty
white
white
people through their high
Yes.
school years. And I never remember which one is John Cryer in.
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink is the one that Molly Ringwald had just enough star power
Yes.
to kill the ending of Pretty in Pink.
Yes.
And that's why they make Some Kind of Wonderful, was to fire Molly Ringwald and redo, because it's the exact same movie. If you pay any attention
you're
at all.
actually right.
It is
Yeah,
the
you're
exact same
very-
movie, but
yeah.
Ducky gets the
Yeah,
girl.
Yeah.
And Molly Ringwald just did not agree. She did not want to end up with John Cryer.
You look really good in my future.
Yeah.
Wearing my future. That's a great line because of the
So
earrings.
that always made me laugh. And that was
he
the
buys the earrings and it sells college. Anyway,
yeah.
really
So
nice.
it really was the
Mary Stuart Masterson. Oh.
and it was the end of her career. John Hughes, for all his benevolence,
Yeah.
also put the lid on her coffin when he was like, "Yeah, bitch, you're done."
Yeah, yeah.
Because they always blamed it on test screeners and all this different stuff. But
Yeah,
it came out like a week later that nope,
No.
that was her being
She totally
just that little
it
bit
should
of
have been
star
the
power.
Duckman.
Yeah,
It should have been the Duckman.
the movie makes no sense, and he ends up with some random girl.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
You've seen Pretty in Pink.
I actually have no patience for any 80s teen movie, anything. I'm too young.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm too young.
and they're of an era. But
Yeah, all of them, the Pretty in Pink and the Breakfast Club and
the only one I think that holds up well is
Is that
Breakfast
how
Club.
you feel, babe?
Sure.
I think Breakfast Club holds up pretty well. Actually, the one that holds up the
Breakfast
best
Club, yeah.
is her first one with Long Duck Dong.
16
16
candles.
16 Candles is the one that I think holds up the best.
Lake. Big lake.
But the Breakfast Club holds up pretty well.
It really
Because
does. I
they
think
made
The
all those
Breakfast Club
movies
does.
again in the 90s with better film and people closer to my own age.
That's true. Yeah,
They did.
it's a
Similar-ish.
I would,
No,
I
you're
would,
right.
I would
I
give you,
get it.
I would give you a perspective one on that. I'd let you have that.
Thank you.
But just
That's
do
'cause
not
you're
tell
new.
me about Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, whatever.
I can't even hear that.
Because I have tried, and no. No, I
'Cause-
agree with that part.
Dangerous Liaisons is a grown-up movie for grown-ups. It's not about an 18-year-old fucking girl. That's where we have to part company. An 18-year-old girl with that kind of power, I will pee on her. Anyways, so I can't find an Emmy list, but Emmy winners. So,
How?
What happened?
That
He
is-
got
First of all,
angry.
I will
Real
thank you to
angry.
stop putting words in my mouth.
no, that's one of those few movies.
It is not okay.
It is not okay.
Oh.
There's a
I said
couple
none
of
of those
movies that,
things.
yeah. There's a couple movies that I just have no use. Pay It Forward, Cruel Intentions. There's like 2 or 3 that. Oh, the
But
kid.
Pay It Forward,
Is
I
Cruel
wouldn't
Intentions the
compare
one with
to-
Buffy in it? Is that the one with
Yes,
Sarah Michelle?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I wouldn't compare that to any of the 80s.
No, but
kind of
it's a
movies.
remake of Dangerous Liaisons with Children. It's
Oh,
like
got
watching
it.
the
I was like,
Muppet
wait a
Kids
minute.
take on
Right.
Shakespeare. It's horrifying.
What are you trying to do? Run down the list of who won what? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, but I'll just
Well, I got
have,
it.
I
I
have
got
it
it right
mostly
here.
memorized.
Apparently not.
No, so I'll just say the Emmys. Seth Meyers, not a bang up job.
No, I was tired
I'm not
of
gonna. But parts were very funny, and this Billy guy, the Billy on the street. I can't remember what that
Oh,
segment
God,
was called.
that was fucking hysterical.
That was
The dollar?
The dollar. I'll give you $1 if you agree
He's
with
like,
me.
you don't know who I am! And like ran, it reminded me of you.
Yes, I was.
Oh my God.
I'm like, either he has my style of comedy or I have his, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
were on the same page. I'll give you $1 if you agree with me.
Totally. And the yelling in people's faces. How do you not know?
Yeah.
And running away.
That was very
Oh,
funny.
that
The
fucking
opening
cracked me
monologue, he's just a little too relaxed, and he has that snarky weekend update. Like, he's really not he's just not a big room performer, so as far as I'm concerned. But he got it done. It was the fastest I have ever seen an award show go. I have never had an award show fly by. When they
Because
were
there
at,
wasn't much clapping.
According to you.
There's something wrong with your
Not
TV.
this again.
Well, hey, I'm okay if it just quiets the commercials and the clapping of things.
I
Yeah.
just put a link in the chat room showing you all the nominees and the winners
Okay.
from
The Matthew
Emmy-
McConaughey
Emmys.com.
stuff was very
The-
funny.
The
Didn't
picking
you
on the
think?
Matthew McConaughey, and now one of the
I just
critics
don't like
for
him. I
No, but
do
it
not
was
like
very,
him.
but I
but the
understand
picking
that,
on him was
the
very funny.
Picking on him was great by
That was-
so many different people.
And when the woman won for best director, and she said, "I'll cry if I look at my cast, so I'm just gonna make eyes at you, Matthew McConaughey."
Yeah.
And she did the whole thing to him.
Modern
And
Family.
then she
yeah.
tells the Cameron, "Get out of my way! You're breaking my line of view."
Yeah.
Because of course you're trying to get a cutaway to him, but then she couldn't
Couldn't
see
see
him.
him.
So
She's
she's
like,
like,
"You
"I'm
need to
gonna
move."
keep directing from up here, cameraman. You need to move a little bit over." So there was,
I did miss that
Yeah,
one.
best director for Modern Family. It was
yeah,
very
which
funny.
very funny, but not for the episodes that I thought. I would have thought they would have put in the wedding video,
wedding.
and they went with farce, which is a good choice. They went with the Las Vegas episode with the changing of
Yeah.
the rooms and in and out,
Yep.
and farce wins Emmys. And Frasier has 5. The reason Frasier has 5 Emmys for best comedy series like Modern Family is every year they would have. He's my favorite author, Joe. Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Huizinga?
No, he wrote. Oh my God,
I have no idea why I
one of
got
my
that.
favorite. Anyways, one of my favorite writers. He wrote for Desperate
think
Housewives.
so.
He
Same
wrote
song.
for Frasier. It'll come to me in a minute. But every year they would put in their farce episode, and that's how they would win best comedy.
Okay.
They would have the slamming doors, the in and out, the mistaken identities, thinking that Frasier's dad was gay. And then, of course, because his 2 sons are so gay, why wouldn't the dad be gay? And he's
Sure.
talking about his old, I think it's his old lover that died. So they did a very similar episode if
Okay.
you looked back.
Frasier and what was the other show?
Modern Family, because now they're tied for the
No,
most
that
Emmy
writer
wins.
that you liked.
His name is Joe.
No, but Frasier, and he wrote for Frasier.
Desperate Housewives.
Thank you.
He wrote Putting on the Ritz. He wrote My Blue Heaven. His name is Joe. Fuck it.
I'm looking.
Fuckity fuck.
That sounds hard to spell.
That is hard to spell. It is
Could
not
you
okay.
could you slow down a little? I'm trying to get there.
I believe it was.
Okay, so that was really funny.
Fuckity fuck.
Wait, but back up one. 5?
Fuck it.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Give me just a second. So that was good. The in memoriam part where they didn't give Sarah Bareilles credit for singing till for like 20 minutes later, but an absolutely
She did a beautiful job.
beautiful version. I think it's Joe McGinnis.
Joe
but that's
Keenan?
Joe Keenan. Joe McGinnis is the guy that writes true crime stories.
I'm right
Joe
here.
Keenan is one of the
Right here
funniest
for you.
writers. 3 gay books, My Blue Heaven, Putting on the Ritz, and whatever her third one was, laugh out loud comedy books. And then he wrote he was a co-producer and writer on Frasier. And then he moved to Desperate Housewives when they decided they really were going to be a comedy. The in memoriam part, huge stars. That was huge stars.
Were you familiar with the fact that many of them had died? Like, I don't mean to be ignorant, but I don't remember.
We talked about almost every one of them on the
No.
show.
No, we
There
have,
were a
and what's
few
funny
of
is
them that we did not.
even when I saw them, like, I forgot that they had passed away. I told, like, when Mickey Rooney came up, I'm like,
I knew that. Yeah.
And then I had to realize, well, no, yeah, you did. It was funny
and-
because
and
I
Bob
usually
literally
Is
talked
that like
about
the
it.
lady?
no. I realized we did. I do realize that we
Joan
talked.
Fontaine, Ann B. Davis,
Uh-huh.
Juanita Moore.
Absolutely. But the I can't think of the woman's name who was in. I feel like she
Marsha
was in like
Wallace.
Sesame Street or one of those, like Sesame Street or Electric Company. But then was also
The black lady.
No,
Hispanic.
Fergie's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
And was in like maybe West Side Story or something.
Yes, now I can't think of her name either. Yes, I
Because like I saw her and I went, wait
we
a
did
minute.
not we did not talk about her, but I remembered she died.
Closely pay attention.
Yeah.
Shit.
So,
Okay.
but I thought it was lovely, and it was really.
But it was beautiful.
But then he didn't give her credit for a really beautiful version of Smile, and then not Robin Williams, he's dead, but
dead.
Billy Crystal. I thought
Still
that was a
dead.
very classy tribute,
Yeah.
and I was amazed that he held it together because
It looked
There was
like-
one time where I
thought he was
he's
going to
done.
lose it.
Yeah.
I really did.
And I that's one of those things where I just don't understand. It's the Leah Michelle still going back to Glee and going back to where you work with your dead boyfriend is missing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that and like fake that shit. Because I'd be like, excuse me, I'm going to have a breakdown over there. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Why not film a scene without me?
And they
So-
do that. I think they have the breakdown and then come back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it's just so I'm just amazed when people can and on live TV. I thought that was
live,
very
yeah.
nicely done, and some of the little in jokes between people worked. The whole and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I think they give her
Oh
the
my
Emmy.
God.
They give her the Emmy just for the payoff of whatever she's gonna do. Her and Bryan Cranston come out. I don't know if you saw
I
that.
did
They
not
come on
see
stage
that.
and presented. And they did a thing about how much he looked like an actor that had been on Seinfeld and played a dentist.
And she's so just like, whatever.
And he's like, that was me. She's like, no. Shh. And he's like, it was me. She's like, sir. And she goes on about her thing. He's like, we had a kissing scene. And she's like, enough.
And she just smiles like, oh.
And smiles like, oh my God, actors. And so then, and she dismisses
true.
him as he's trying to say that I am the person, like,
Same song.
same
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So then when she wins, he jumps up and like smothers her in like gives her this big giant like it was a good 20-second
really,
kiss. Like
yeah.
makes out with her before she gets to the stage and she gets up there just like, oh, that is him.
He was on Seinfeld. That's right.
And it's just you just want her to win to see how she's gonna fuck with the award. Last year having Tony Hale do it.
Defeat her the lines. I remember
The
that.
1 year reading Amy Poehler's acceptance speech.
That's right. Oh, that
Thanking
was
her kids.
funny.
Thanking her kids.
She has such great timing. I
Yeah.
mean, just anything and everything. She's so
And a billionaire.
funny.
She doesn't even have to work for it. It pisses me off.
No, not even a little bit.
All right, some of the bits work, some of them didn't. I think if you watch Game of Thrones, that Weird Al thing was really genius. I just don't watch it, but I really did I did appreciate how hard they were working the thing about its dragons and boobs. But to be fair, it's mostly boobs. You know, there were some
That I did. I fast forwarded through that.
Yeah,
It was 3
and-
o'clock in the morning,
and
and
that-
I didn't understand it. at
right.
all.
All I got out of that whole thing was I was watching the boy dancers. That's all I got out
Yeah,
of that.
right.
And I was marveled by how perfectly put together Weird Al's hair is and stayed there the entire time.
Oh yeah, that is Jerry Curl at work.
Yeah.
So for actual
So that's
winners,
where it works.
Buddy Early will be very happy that Juliana Margulies won for The
Yes.
Good Wife, and she was the only one that made the comment about the fact that they do what Buddy said and I've said. They do 22 episodes of television. It's not really fair to judge someone's work against someone who's doing 8 to 13 episodes when they're doing 22.
Refresh my memory for Julianne Margulies. Where did she?
ER.
ER.
Before that, there was nothing.
No, in
No, I
ER,
think
she
so.
her
She was
characters
the
was
George Clooney love interest.
Okay, but
I've been in love with her for a long time.
No, and I remember. But what's funny is I don't remember. And again, because I don't watch all the TV that everybody else watches. I remember seeing her there, and I remember thinking how I just thought she was so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I hadn't seen her. And ER was 25 years ago.
And she had a show in
Hush your
between.
mouth.
No, not that long. 94.
Clearly,
Came
I'm
on
not
in
that old.
94.
20 years ago.
Not
Oh,
that
that is
old.
20 years ago.
Actually, really fucking good point. And
No, but I was thinking because I saw her and I'm like,
Wow.
And she disappeared
would-
for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess so. But by no means do I mean this. Like everybody ages, and I get this. But I was like, wow, she's aged, and I didn't realize how long it had been since ER. Because
Yeah.
in my head, it's like last week.
Yeah.
And I look at her, but she's still. I think she's beautiful.
Oh, she is beautiful.
gorgeous.
Beautiful gal.
And she was supposed to die in the first episode of ER, but she was so well liked that they made her live.
I'm so glad they did.
Because the episode was supposed to, because she attempts suicide at the end of it, and they brought her back after the first episode was aired, and all the executives thought she was really good. They're like, "Is there any way she can pull through? Is there any way that gun could have gone through her head and landed
Is
somewhere
there
else?"
anyone here that knows CPR?
Yeah.
She was apparently on a couple of episodes of The Sopranos, Snakes
also
on a
love The
Plane,
Sopranos.
which
No.
I feel like
Scrubs. She was on.
Oh, she was
some
on Scrubs.
Things with
I
Scrubs.
could remember seeing a couple of that.
And then otherwise, there are a number of things listed, but
But her big breakout was
Jennifer,
ER.
a TV movie. I mean, like
Remember
I don't know
that.
what these.
Oh
things
yeah,
are.
and she was a glorified. It was, and she ended up winning the Emmy for that season.
Okay.
Mostly based on that pilot, because she was the nurse it was too harrowing and it was too much for her, and she tries to off herself, and amazingly, in a turn of events, lives.
Lives miraculously.
Because it is
She
not
was
okay
also
to die.
in 1993 in Murder She Wrote.
I don't. Well,
That's
And,
awesome.
and I always had to claim the fact I had never seen one episode of that show. I
Oh
make
my
all
God!
kinds
I
of jokes
just
about
found
that.
it.
I've never seen one
I
episode.
just found it on,
And I will-
and I'm DVRing it
I will tell you that.
because it just makes me laugh.
I will tell you that I've probably seen it only because my grandmother, my mom's
I loved
mom,
Murder, She Wrote.
watched every single episode. And the funny thing is, I was so young and dumb and didn't know anything. I didn't know who the hell Angela Lansbury was. I knew nothing about it. It wasn't until I learned about myself and figured out and met this faggot that I figured out.
God damn! Do we have to replay it?
Yes,
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't know anything about.
I connect with the moment.
I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about Mame or any of her Broadway or nothing about that. And then she was Miss Teapot, whatever the fuck it was, and
I'm a
that-
little
I didn't know that. Not that song.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
I know.
Yeah. No, but I didn't know anything about this. And I learned all.
With the Barry Manilow
know.
life-changing key change that everyone in the theater was like, that key change was uncomfortable. Oh.
Spot of tea.
I do enjoy a key change.
Yeah. Oh, and that was you'll love Beauty and the Beast then.
I've seen it.
Because that's got a key change that'll change your life. You're like,
Yeah.
are we still in the
Or
same
change
movie?
your pants.
Yeah, it hurts. So she wins, and that was a good win because the big snub was that The Good Wife was not nominated for what was their best season, and pretty much hands down what everyone agreed was the best network drama on TV. And they do 22 episodes, and they kept it good for 22 episodes. Matthew McConaughey didn't win. He was the favorite going in for best actor in a drama series, but Bryan Cranston won. It was his third or fourth win. You knew it was gonna be one or the other. There was not a big surprise there. And
So you did, because you had said that 2 weeks ago. You thought it'd be one or the other. You wished it would have been Matthew, though, right?
I did. No, I wanted Kevin Spacey for House of Cards.
Oh, that's right.
Because
That's right.
I
hadn't
honestly
seen
think that as good as everybody is, there is nobody
Yep.
doing what Kevin Spacey does.
Yep.
Supporting actress in a drama was Anna Gunn for Skylar White. I don't watch Breaking Bad, but I watched the scene that she submitted for nomination, and I gave her an Emmy in my. I was like, that was fucked because I knew and I know
It's an alley. He gave her an alley.
Or
That's cute.
well, the
I like
EW
that.
gives out the ooies.
Next year we should have the alley.
The alley
Guess
award.
what EW voters decided was the best drama of the year? Hannibal.
Oh, see, look at that's Al's.
Yep. So
love
anyways,
that.
so
I
Anna
thought it
Gun,
was
amazing
vile.
performance, and it is vile. I told you, it's grotesque,
I know
grotesque
it
and
really
gorgeous.
is. I couldn't.
It's about cannibalism presented in beautiful
I
high
know.
tech,
Yeah.
high def. Supporting actor in a series, Aaron Paul. Kind of a surprise on that one. I was kind of thinking Mandy Patinkin might pull it off, or Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones, because I'm sorry, keep spitting. That might go somewhere.
That's that cat.
Yep. Sorry.
He gets air on those spitballs.
Welcome to the show.
I bathed.
Breaking Bad won the Emmy for Outstanding Writing, but it wasn't for the creator, Vince Gilligan, which everyone was expecting. It was the woman writer, Moira Walley-Beckett, that took it for her episode. So that was kind of exciting that they didn't go with the obvious. They went with, and they all write together. I don't know why they pick one as the head writer for the show, but they do. But that beat the episode of True Detective, which is the one that had the distinction of explaining the previous 7 episodes to all of us that were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that really.
Yeah, that was and they said that might have hurt that show. One of the things that I read said that one of the reasons that show didn't win is most of the voters were like, huh?
Yeah.
But True Detective.
You really had to watch through that whole thing, or
Yeah.
you had nothing.
And True Detective did get an Emmy for directing for Corey Joji Fukunaga, who, if you saw it, you were like, oh, yeah, ganja smoker, you would work with
Right.
those two. You look as stoned as they do.
Is that what was his name? Fukushima? Whatever the hell his name? The guy who had the
braids.
The braids.
Yeah.
I was not mad at him.
No, he was very
He
cute,
was a
but he looks
good-looking
just as
guy.
stoned as the other
Yeah.
two.
I
think
didn't
he
pay
was
attention to
as
that.
high.
No,
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
they hired somebody just as stoned as they are to direct the
got
episode.
it. I
And
just saw
quite
him.
frankly, someone that high would have to write that show.
But this one was for directing. But
Well, no, but I mean,
Yeah.
just have to be a part of it because it
yeah,
was
because
like, hello.
I mean, I've smoked a little weed in my life, and I got nothing on what the fuck.
Right.
And we already talked about it. Lead actress in a comedy series. This was a really tough category, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I watch most of these shows. I hate Girls, not all girls, but that show. Mike and Molly, I don't think is very good, but the rest of the shows I really like. And I got to tell you, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, funnier than all of them combined.
Yeah.
Because Veep is still the funniest fucking show on TV. Nothing else comes close to how often you have to rewind and start that show over.
And just her delivery, and it doesn't matter what she's in. I don't think. Like, she's just fucking funny.
And the weakest
love
category of
her.
the night was lead actor in a comedy series. Jim Parsons won, and that is a weak category.
Yeah, who
Weak.
else was in that? I don't want to look at the list.
It was Louis C.K. for Louis, which is he could have won. That's the only other one. William H. Macy, they just changed Shameless from drama to comedy to give them a chance to win, and that was one of the jokes in the beginning.
That was a funny joke. I thought of you when I heard that
yeah,
one.
people just switching
Yeah.
categories to try and
Yeah.
get an award. Don Cheadle in House of Lies, not very funny. Matt LeBlanc in Episodes. Episodes is very clever and funny, but he's playing himself.
Okay,
And
right.
playing, like, he's playing Matt LeBlanc, but not. It's like a different version, but still. And then there's another one, but I don't know who it is, but it's another one that's not very funny. Supporting actress in a comedy series. This is the one we were all rooting for. Allison Janney as Bonnie in Mom. That's another strong category. Anybody
She's
could have won,
hysterical.
but Allison Janney, and that's her second Emmy in 2 weeks. She won Guest Actress in a Drama for her work on Masters of Sex. So she reminded the audience as she walked off that she now has 6 Emmys. So it is now officially time to stop saying that Allison Janney is one of the most underrated actresses in Hollywood because she has 6 Emmys.
Yeah, she's
You're
okay.
rated just fine. Everyone knows who you
right,
are.
right.
You're good.
Everyone's pretty clear.
And she can do damn near anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't matter what the role
And that
is.
she won in the same year for drama and comedies. A pretty big
Exactly,
You're
yeah.
at Christine Baranski levels of acting.
Oh my God,
Ty
I love
Burrell
her.
won for Modern Family. Not the choice I would have gone with there, but another weak category.
Who would you have gone with in that one? I don't remember.
I really would have gone with Tony Hale in Veep.
Veep, okay,
or Fred
that's right,
Armisen
that's right.
for Portlandia because he's just
right,
doing
right. I
he's just
remember
doing
you saying
great. Do you
that.
watch Portlandia?
I don't. I'm about 3 years behind on all television. So
Oh,
I'll
you
get
have
there.
children. Yeah, you have children.
I'll get there. I'm watching like season 3 of Breaking Bad right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, now my problem with Breaking Bad is that I hate Aaron Paul, and I get so annoyed when people say, "Oh, I can't watch that. I don't like that actor." That drives me crazy when people say that.
Right.
But when it comes to Aaron Paul, all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my God, it's the affliction that drives me crazy." And others, he starts talking, and I'm like, "Just shoot him in the head. Get rid of that kid. I don't care. I don't care if it's a real life
Just
set
kill that
accident.
kid,
Just
right.
kill. Yeah.
A real life
No,
set
he
accident.
should have died like first season.
Oh, I'm totally
Honestly.
with Molly on that. Allison Janney, best performance is still Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Oh my God. Yeah. And just
Hands
go through
down.
all. And if you've ever seen Primary Colors.
Yeah.
She's the teacher that the president accidentally sleeps with, and it's 5 minutes, and it's just that's where I noticed her, and I'm like, I don't know who that extraordinarily tall woman is.
Extraordinarily.
So that's really it for exciting. Oh, best miniseries was Fargo because of all the playing with rules that they did with True Detective, where True Detective should have been in that category. So Fargo won, and then the biggest snubs of the night were for actor, supporting actor, and supporting actress. For The Normal Heart, lost everything. The Normal Heart lost directing, it lost writing, it lost supporting actor for Matt Boner, his name is not Boner, but that's what I call him.
I know it.
Because that's usually what I have when I look at him. And a gorgeous portrayal, but he lost. Julia Roberts lost. The biggest surprise tonight was the only surprise tonight was really Kathy Bates winning.
I thought
for
that was awesome.
American Horror Story, and she
Yeah.
wanted to dedicate it to Robin Williams, but she was so flustered
Oh, I
that
didn't see that.
she lost the courage to do it because she, honest to God, didn't think she would win. Jessica Lange won for that, and I thought this was their weakest year.
Does she always look drunk, or is she always drunk?
Jessica Lange.
I don't mean that to be rude. She's
No, but-
very in many things that I've seen. She seems hammered.
She
I like her so much.
I know she's my favorite.
so
to me,
excited
to me,
by her.
she has that Stevie Nicks kind of ethereal, like not
Okay.
quite with us on this plane.
Right.
But I think she's really grown into her horrible plastic surgery from the 90s.
Oh, seriously.
I think she looks.
You're right. She
I think
looks more-
she looks
better.
more comfortable in her own skin
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But The Normal Heart did finally win for best TV movie, and Larry Kramer
Oh
got up
my
in
God!
the speech.
Did you cry?
Yes.
I mean,
that
just
speech,
him standing up.
The fact that he can still stand all these years
The
later.
fact that out of all of a sudden, here comes Ryan Murphy, and you look over and the camera goes to and I was like, oh my God.
30 years after writing the show, he is, still alive, still with us, still pissed off, still wearing a
Still
scarf in
pissed off.
August in
Yes,
LA. Like,
yes.
it's August, sir. Nice.
Yeah.
That's like Scooby-Doo. Nice
Okay.
sweater.
Frau or
Frauer hair.
Frau hair.
It is not okay, Larry Kramer. So anyway, that was pretty much, that's the Emmys. Though what I will tell you, I thought the Robin Williams story was very charming. So the year that Kathy Bates won for Misery, she told the story backstage, and I saw the little clip.
mine?
Her she won the Oscar. It was unexpected. She was kind of the favorite, but she was not the Hollywood star. She was the nobody. Wasn't she says it's her first movie, but I've seen her first movie. But it was her big star turn. She didn't expect to win. She won. She went backstage. There was no cell phones. There was a payphone backstage at the theater. And she didn't have money in her purse, and she just was, does anybody have a quarter? I want to call my mom. And Robin Williams gave her a quarter. And she was just because here's this giant star, Robin Williams, giving her a quarter to call her mom. And then she was nominated for Primary Colors 9 or 10 years later, and he was the presenter of that award.
Oh,
And it
cool.
went to Judi Dench, and then they saw each other backstage, and he said, I wish I could have read your name. And he gave her another quarter to call her mom. He's like, just in case you need to talk to your mom.
Oh,
And I was like, oh. So it was just a lovely, lovely story from a
Hashtag that
lovely
is
woman. That is okay.
okay.
It was a lovely story from. I've always just thought she's a lovely, lovely woman, who is the Tallulah Bankhead of my era. Because every movie from the '80s that came from a stage play, she was the star of the stage play and was never in the movie. They almost always went to Michelle Pfeiffer. Like Frankie and Johnny at the Claire de Lune is her. Night Mother is her. There's all these big plays from the 80s that she was the Broadway star, but they're like, no, fat girl, you're not going to be in this one. So it wasn't until
You
Misery that
can't.
she finally got her part.
Oh, little
And her Oscar.
booty
So that's it for
head.
entertainment. That was pretty quick. 33 minutes. Shut the fuck up.
We're not done with it, I'm sure.
No, that was it. I honestly, the Robin Williams story was the only thing I had to go back to.
I think what you were talking about was the Molly said she missed it. Who was this about the weakest season? And you were talking about
American Horror Story Coven.
Story.
Because they died, but you can come back to life. Oh, they died, but you can come back to life. We burned them alive, but she's back to life. Like, if you're dead, you're dead. Lost. You know what I mean? Stick to your own rules.
It's the end of hour 2 coming up. What is it?
Oh, wait,
Hour
I do have
three.
one more thing.
Of course she does. Hour 3 is coming up in just moments, where Al's going to wrap up the entertainment section, as 45 minutes is what we're going to hit for that.
No.
And then coming up, Kat Carlson and her first time of doing sports and other stuff right here on Q Talk America. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening, everybody, and all the ships at sea. This is Q Talk America. My name is Clayton McKee. We're coming to you live from Studio C, located in the heart of Central Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. If you're in the chat room, such as Molly and my mom and Marnie's girl, Meow Cow, Tomo, all those people, Stephen, Richard, thank you for being there. Let us know what you're doing. If there's something you'd like us to discuss or talk about, be sure to let us know. Also, I see somebody from the United Kingdom is listening. I'd like to know who that is, and if it's...
Oh, you want to start a band?
Oh, wow. Kathy Bates needed. Thank you, Harrison.
Anywho, this week Katie June is on a brief sabbatical because it is political season, and she is doing some work for one of the candidates that she works for tonight. So in her stead is our friend Kat Carlson, who is not sitting in her chair right now. She's off doing something.
Kat.
We've lost her in the house somewhere. She's here. She'll be back in just a few moments.
And a great big shout out to Michael Booty for making me a cup of coffee, because that saved my life earlier. Mama was drowsy from my giant margarita that I had just before showing up here. That giant margarita put me under the bus. Autobus.
Was it a tryptophan margarita?
Frau or hair.
Frau. Exactly. Well, as we said at the outset of hour 2, Al Perkins not quite done with his entertainment section.
And now Molly brings up something interesting. And Molly, we are the same person. Let's just share a vagina. Because Julie Anna Margulies.
It's really awkward for me.
For all of us. For all of it. It is not okay.
You have no idea how awkward that is right now.
We'll go with Vita. For all of us. Okay. As long as I'm sticking to things that nobody...
I'm crying for everyone.
Okay. So she brings up Julie Anna Margulies in the wonderful miniseries that nobody watched except for me and Molly called The Mists of Avalon. And it was so good. And I loved it.
And I read the books.
Yeah,
so good.
Beautiful stories. So I forgot about Juliana Margulies and her. That's what I thought was her big comeback, and I thought she would just drop dead after doing that because it was so lovely. And Tom was offended that you mentioned England, but not New Zealand.
Yeah, there you go.
I said he was in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Hi, Tom.
No, I said he was there. No.
Hey.
So it turns out I'm ignoring Clayton while Ernie's not Ernie. What's your name? Margaret. Well, Margaret ignores me.
In fairness, Tomo,
Reiner.
I do see that you are one of our listeners in our list of New Zealand, and then there's 5 people in the United States, and then somebody. You want to impersonate them again, Al?
You want to stop Ben?
I've been getting text messages. Apparently, Sharon's listening.
Somebody from the Pet Shop Boys is in is like the UK. I don't know who. Sharon.
Sharon, the love of my life.
Hello.
That is okay.
That is okay.
That is okay.
The children were listening earlier, and that is not okay.
Now, remind us of ages.
6 and 8.
Oh, not okay.
Not okay.
Whoa.
This is clearly an NC-17 show.
I'd go 13 if you had kids like me.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
We're rated that on
I really
iTunes.
like language-wise.
13?
I'm okay.
Well, we're rated dirty. Pretty sure.
I'm okay with that.
Not sure what age you have to.
Well, no, but it has that on iTunes.
It might be our
does
hashtag
it?
Cunt Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, for us,
Could be built right into the hashtag.
Oh, thank you.
Could be.
I've been let off the hook by Tomo. No worries, he says. No worries.
Okay.
Thank you, Tomo.
So the Mists of Avalon, I would imagine it would be available on Netflix on videos. I don't know where else you can find it, but it was
I'll
a
check.
beautiful miniseries.
Well
so
done.
things that are hashtag it is not okay. The True Blood season finale or series finale. You know how we tell you like everybody complains about everything, but you know
Right.
most time I'm like I'm okay with it. You had to wrap it up somehow.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
It
Molly,
didn't
you in
appear-
danger, girl.
It
This
did not appear
was
you were happy.
absolute shit. This
Okay.
was
Wow.
shittier. Lazy writing,
Oh, no.
lazy acting, just a lazy finale to what was. They were turning the show around. They'd come off a bad season. They were working a little bit harder, and they just. You were just like, okay, Batman, if you could have killed that guy 3 episodes ago in 5 seconds, why did we just watch 3 episodes of you being held prisoner? And why does Pam keep getting captured? Why is Pam kidnapped in every episode?
Pam is stupid.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
There's clearly something wrong with Pam, and clearly she doesn't have rear view mirrors or any
Pam.
sense of peripheral vision because
love
people
Molly.
capture her every fucking time.
Molly just said I have it on VHS.
It is not okay.
I own a VHS player.
Of course
She
he
talked
does.
about the Mists of
actually-
Avalon. Not available on Netflix. I'm checking Amazon.
But is it out for video? Like to get the
Oh,
actual
like-
video?
Who does that?
Me. Because
Yes.
because I'm very disappointed in the selection that is on
Available
the.
on DVD.
Yeah, you're missing like 9/10 of the movies ever made if you just stick with their
Yeah, but I
streaming
watch
shit.
like 2 hours a week, so yeah.
Right.
Still on season 3.
I
of
don't
Breaking Bad.
have children, so I got a lot of time. And then my last thing, which is really more of the sports or other stuff, but I'm assuming you won't get to this and be pissed off, so I will.
It's just like your Katie. Swear to God.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But no, Katie.
You don't know me.
But I think Katie would bring this up. The fact that there are people all over the country in prison for pot while on the Emmy Awards, we're making jokes about how much pot Matthew McConaughey smokes. Woody Harrelson having bongs named after him. Yeah. There was like pot joke after pot joke. Sarah Silverman brought pot in her purse. She had a vaporizer in her purse. Like, it is time to release the people in prison for pot. It's just, it's time to get that done and release those people and decriminalize it. If the last 3 presidents have done it, and you're going to sit there on live television and just be like, all these white people
It's
get
so
away.
common.
Right, and all these white people are getting away with smoking pot, where there's people in New York State languishing under Rockefeller laws. It's called the Rockefeller Law, where you got 25 years in prison, mandatory, no downside to it for any level of pot possession.
Yeah.
Like 25 years
disagree
of
with
hard
that.
labor prison over a joint or a
Right.
kilo. It didn't matter. Any pot possession in New York State was 25 years. You could murder somebody and get out in 8, but a joint got you a mandatory 25 years.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
just time to release people. And I just thought, like, the joke's not funny anymore.
No.
Like, it really isn't.
Like,
it's time
it's
to
not
let...
okay.
Yeah, it
It
is
is not
seriously
okay.
not okay that there are people languishing in prison for long sentences about something we're joking about on TV while a white celebrity is sitting there with a joint in her purse and whips it out. You should be arrested. Like, you have to be you have to arrest her too. It's just, it's getting a little absurd now to have that. So that was my other stuff. I mean, really not entertainment, but the pot
Fair
joke's
enough.
got a
I
little.
did not have that in other
Yeah.
stuff.
Got
The
it.
pot stuff. But I'm a big pot person, so.
So we're gonna wrap that wraps up our entertainment section with Al, and this
Pot
is
advocate.
this is her maiden voyage in the capacity of Katie
Debut
June. Please welcome
performance.
Kat Carlson to sports and other stuff.
This week in sports
And other stuff.
Hashtag Mighty Mercury advanced to the Western Conference Finals. ESPN breaking news: Michael Sam showers. Nobody else gives a crap. Who not to draft for your ultra nerdy fantasy football team? Judges play 20 questions of gay marriage. The other stuff goldmine: 10 things to know today. And if there's time, I may or may not have a tennis article in case Buddy Early is listening.
You are a listener. Buddy Early loves his tennis.
Very nice.
I was going to come up with a quiz for Kat. I thought that would be very fun. To be like, a listener quiz. She would have passed it with flying colors.
she knows more about how the show works than I do.
She sure does.
Pass
she
the
sure
crap
does.
out of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Best-
Totally. That's why I didn't waste my time.
All right. So in lesbian news, the Phoenix Mercury have won their semifinals.
Something that broadcast radio could not get away with in this city. Continue on. I love it.
It's true.
Lesbian news
I
today.
feel like a goddamn celebrity every time I go to the game. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Hey. Yes, these are the kids. Yes, hi, nice to see you. Yes, hi, I'll be at the cash later.
5 shows a week, Dark Thursdays.
Right. So in lesbian news, the Phoenix Mercury swept the LA Sparks, now owned by Magic Johnson. In their,
He bought a lady.
I didn't realize
He
that.
did.
He bought a lady.
He did. He bought the
Sir
Sparks
or ma'am.
and was there to see them gloriously lose their championship.
Oh,
right.
whoops.
Yep. Brittany Griner bounced back from a poor performance and helped show why the Phoenix Mercury are such a dominant team. Griner scored a career playoff high of 21 points, including a breakaway two-handed dunk, and Phoenix cruised to a 93-68 victory over the Los Angeles Sparks in Game 2 on Sunday night.
May I
Incidentally, yes,
Nope.
Oh, look at her interrupting.
Incidental?
Look at that bitch.
Shocker.
Incidentally?
the dunk, I happened to be at the cash that night. The dunk, lesbians lost their mind. Lost their mind. No, because
On a break to reporting, lesbians lost their mind.
Yeah.
But it
Lesbians
was
lose
the
their
first
shit.
time ever in a playoff game that had happened.
yes, yeah, dunking in women's
Dunking.
basketball, not so common. So it's kind of a big deal that Brittany can dunk and does so often, first time in a playoff game.
Right.
She had sucked in game 1, and so she did. So she came back.
Well,
and,
now we heard last season about her random suckiness, so it's
Yeah.
good that she's earning her money. And
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
and
Her
to watch her
poster-size
play, like
price.
I know Katie June's a big fan, but to watch her play, she's just like all arms and legs and all. Here's what I'm gonna do: dunk, and then the crowd goes wild. They're like, "Woo, fuck yeah!"
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that.
Horrible dance that ended with a split. I'll give it a gay analogy.
I think that's my new favorite.
That's my Brittany Griner dance. Yeah.
I don't think you can go homo to that though. No.
No, you.
I don't think so.
Actually, I heard her. I heard an audio clip of her in a press conference, and literally they said, "And Brittany Garner's going to comment," and they played it. I'm like, "Oh, they've got the wrong audio clip," because her voice was deeper than mine.
Real low.
She sound like
Not
a
hard to
man.
do.
She kind of manly.
She sound like a man, but the Mercury are gonna move on.
Like man.
They're gonna go play the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx have been a big rival all season,
And last year.
and last year.
Excuse me.
Marnie's
Sorry.
breaking down the sound
Breaking
barriers.
down the house over there.
Sorry.
Yeah. This season alone, the Mercury were on a 16-game winning streak when they were beat by the Minnesota Lynx in July. The Lynx were on an 11-game winning streak when they were beaten by the Mercury in August. So they're really kind of a rival team, and they're getting to come together for a best of 3 starting this Friday here in Phoenix, Arizona. So they'll be playing. That'll be very exciting.
And then how close are we to the whole thing being over?
One more series. One more series.
So we're in the semifinals or the quarterfinals?
This is the finals.
We're in the Western Conference Finals. So if we win the Western Conference Finals, then we go to the
we're not
to
in
the big
finals.
game.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So we're like in the semifinals.
Right.
We're 2 tiers away.
Right. Okay.
Conference Finals. If we beat the Lynx, then we go beat the crap out of somebody else, and then we're number 1 again.
Right.
Okay.
Women's basketball.
How very David Letterman.
I'm enjoying
Lesbians.
so
off
far.
the
I'm
list.
enjoying this.
All right. So Michael Sam, the homo that plays football.
Homo.
Look, I was stretching because I vowed this year to not support the NFL at all. So
Yes, that's true. I do
true.
remember seeing that.
I'm over the women's violence.
Yes. I know that.
But anyway,
Oh, I gotta agree with you on this one.
Yeah, no, she
Yeah.
put
No,
a big
I'm
thing on
completely
there.
But
over
remember, if you're gonna rape a woman, hurt a dog first so that you go to jail.
right.
It's very important that you commit a real crime because crimes against women don't count.
I imagine a world where the NFL has a zero tolerance policy on just violence against women and the change that it would make in the whole world.
Yeah. Oh, it would.
The
Agreed.
whole world.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
L'chaim.
Eh.
Frau or hair.
Ladies.
I don't know. She's got big boobs like Katie does. I don't know.
I don't.
It's okay. We still love you. So
I get it all the time. I get customers that insist on calling me
Sir?
Yeah, all the
Sir?
time.
Poor man.
Sir.
Can I have a beer? How did you get a job at a lesbian bar? I don't know.
All right.
I learned how to use a bottle opener.
Equal opportunity employment.
Chris Long tweets the perfect response to ESPN report on Michael Sam's showers. With less than a week to go before NFL teams have to make the final preseason roster cuts, Michael Sam is in a heated battle to earn a spot with the St. Louis Rams, the team that drafted him 7th round in May. ESPN, meanwhile, is focused on Sam's shower habits and whether his teammates are comfortable in the shower with a guy who's trying to become the league's first openly gay player. During an afternoon Sports Center broadcast, ESPN's Josina Anderson reported that an anonymous Rams player told her that Sam is respecting our space when it comes to the shower, perhaps waiting so as not to make some of his teammates feel uncomfortable. 2 other players who actually put their name to the statements, defensive tackle Kendall Langford and linebacker Alec Ogletree, told Anderson that they weren't tracking Sam's shower habits, which seems to be the natural response to such a question. We don't give a crap if the guy showers or not. We hope he does.
No, we hope he does.
Yeah.
Right.
But I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Is the usual response gay or not?
I'm telling you right now, based on what
I would
Google
watch him
images
shower.
come up,
I'm just telling you.
I would be I'm in with them. I watch. It's okay. I'm okay with all this. It's
Provide
okay.
the soap. Sure. Could you bring my bottle of wine in, Marcia, Margaret?
But in general, as far as somebody like taking a shower or not, who gives a crap? And nobody said it better than Chris Long, who said, "Dear SPN, everyone is over it but you." And then Patrick Burke, the co-founder of the You Can Play project, found the segment similarly problematic. And he tweeted, ESPN asking players if they are or aren't showering with Mike Sam is so far out of bounds that they aren't even in the stadium anymore.
Did ESPN respond? I want to hear that.
No, ESPN hasn't responded.
We get this
No,
time.
no,
We
no.
don't know if they have a lawyer.
Yeah. The ESPN segment, as Burke and Long both insinuated, had the air of a report seeking to make a story where there was none and putting it on TV and granting whichever player made the original mark anonymity are both odd journalistic choices, especially because Sam has been a member of the Rams since May and in camp for almost a month at this point. Like, we really should be over it at this point.
And playing a brilliant preseason. I mean, it's the preseason, and he's kind of making a name for himself at a time when it's like the parking lot attendants playing. Like, making a name for yourself in the preseason is a pretty big deal.
Right. Yeah, for somebody, I mean, other than the fact that he's a homo.
Yeah.
You know, he's apparently, by all reports, playing good
Yeah.
football, and, you know, good for him.
And then we find out it's first day is September 7th on your birthday. So we find out that day if he actually starts.
If he stays or not, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't realize that
That's good
this
to know.
weird. Because I don't
Well,
understand.
they can cut up to and they can cut up to any point, including during the season. They can trade off players and be like, yeah, you're not working for us, or
Oh, okay.
we have a stronger need here, so we'll trade you off to somebody else. But from the way they're playing him and everything, it seems like he's gonna stay on the team.
Seems like they're going for it. Sure.
Thank you so much. I think that's chilled enough.
And again, forgive me for where is he? Who?
St. Louis Rams.
He's okay. So he's St. Louis. Got it.
Let's play for
So a good team too. So they do well.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Formerly the L.A. Rams.
I googled it and went, "Hey, that's the gay guy. That'll be relevant."
That'll be relevant. That'll work.
Oh no, I'm like, you want some?
That'll work.
All right. Moving on. 4 players to avoid in your fantasy football draft, because apparently it's the season for that.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
this
God only
gets
knows.
so annoying where I work.
Me too.
Because that is I never see again.
It is not okay.
No
not
lesbian tendencies
okay.
here.
The other side of the coin is her bar.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh,
Did they even
boy.
do a whole thing on the wall and write shit out and do all that, or no?
No, because they're
Oh.
they're afraid of being busted. I know
It's illegal. It's gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So you have to be very
Well,
careful.
if there's money involved, if
Well,
you
of
just do it
course
for
there's
friends,
money involved.
no, you just do it for friends.
Look, there's money
All
involved.
right, just I don't know.
On mine there isn't.
Yeah, if you play Yahoo Online with the 12-year-olds that are on there, then there's no money involved. And that's-
Okay.
I don't know why, but
But most of the private leagues, the people are insane, and they don't watch the football game because
Insane.
they're on their iPads, their phones,
Yeah.
their laptops.
oh my god, they've got 12 fucking
Because-
devices taking up the whole goddamn bar, and then they're worried about what's on the channel, and then they're like writing shit. I don't even know what they're writing.
And you,
Okay, I
so
don't
you
know.
go to watch
So
a football
it's a
game now,
thing.
and it's no fun because because everyone wants it. May I interject?
Please.
It's for people that have shitty teams because if you don't live in like Green Bay or New York or Boston or New England,
If your team is the Browns,
if your team is the Browns and they suck, it's a way for you to root for a winner. So you take players from everywhere and make
Right.
up a fantasy team. So the game that's on
Oh.
doesn't matter. You need your quarterback from this team, your running back
Okay,
from
so
this
let
team.
me may I just ask
Yeah,
a
yeah.
question? Okay, so how does this work? So let me just
Okay.
picture
That's the part no one knows.
Sicily. No,
I actually
is
kind of
the-
know. I'm
So
gonna-
is the fantasy team built up? So you do a cornerback from here and a quarterback from here and a center from here, and you put them on their team, and however many yards they run or catches
Points,
does that
touchdowns.
that
Yes.
makes up your team,
So
even
you-
though they're not playing on a game together.
Right.
Right.
That's
So
the
you-
whole point.
Oh, that's
you
it.
score differently in fantasy football than on a traditional football field. Like touchdowns absolutely count, but other things also count. So when your running back runs yards, you get points. When your defense does things, you get points. I don't know what fucking things, but
For sacks, for
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
Interceptions, you get points. Where they don't
Right.
have to score on the interception, they just get the interception,
Okay.
and that was your defensive player that you picked.
Right.
So what's going on right now in like lesbian bars and wherever
Is the fantasy football
is
draft.
Oh.
and that's where you go to a party and you pick,
Wow.
and you don't get there's like no take backs, and everybody takes it real seriously. So
And
if you pick
people
somebody,
bring lists this fucking big.
yeah, because and you'll be like the one that knows that somebody hurt their hamstring, but
Yeah.
it's only been reported on like El Ocho, so it's not. Or you have a job or a life and you don't know that that person is injured, and they're like. They pick
Yeah.
them and then they start googling and like, oh my god, they're injured. He's like, no, you
No,
can't
you
take it
can't take it
back.
back.
So then you're
It
without.
takes you backsies.
So you're missing a player for the whole season in
Okay.
that position. So
Right.
this is the time where you can't talk during the season. It's only one day a week that they care, and Sundays are just.
So you'd have been
off
pissed if you
limits.
just found out today that the guy tore his ACL again after he tore it last year and he's out for a season.
Right, because
but
you thought he
know
was
it.
going to be healthy,
Right.
and if
And I only know that because I listened to the radio
but
today.
it's just so funny that it's the draft part of it that people lose their minds,
Yeah.
and all
Oh, and they're so fun-
conversation
and
if
they're
you
just
work with guys
fighting and-
is just.
okay.
And they're
Not-
ranking their people
I
like
can't even imagine having that much free time. I really
Oh
cannot.
no,
Like,
no!
there's
it's
a
one of those things where
quarterback
even
page and
even
there's a
I'm
receiver
telling people to
page.
get a life and get away. Even I'm
Yeah.
saying
I can't
step away from the TV.
Imagine that.
But for those of our fine listeners that are playing fantasy football this year,
Yeah, I feel like that was specific to someone.
God. Anyway,
really no
You
one-
might as well just
no
play
one.
Dungeons and Dragons, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
It's-
from your mom's basement.
yeah.
So for those of you playing
So my
Dungeons and
fantasy
Dragons,
team was drafted, and
Uh-oh.
no, but we don't play.
no,
like
no,
that.
look at your play. Look at
I'm
your
a
list.
loser, baby.
No, I'm telling you,
so
we
why
don't.
you
We don't
kill
play
me?
like that. We have like.
Do you do the
team of
auto
12.
draft?
Yeah, they do like the auto draft and they do whatever, and it's free, and it's a group of like 12 of us that just.
Oh no, these people
kinda-
play. These people
no,
play
I
for
know,
money.
But, so I know what you're talking about, but I can't even imagine. That'd be so
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, because God, there's
boring.
a page of quarterbacks and there's a page of this, and
Yeah.
when you go to like draft each one, like people have them ranked, and there are companies that rank them and shit.
Yeah.
It's just taking on.
It's crazy.
And you go and it's people that I like working with. There's like this group of guys on another floor that I love to float down there and I love to work with them. And then last year around
It
August,
just
September,
gets too much.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, we've got to be able to talk about one other thing. And then everybody that came in is like, are you coming to the draft, Jensen? And then like they're like, oh my god, he picked this person, and I'm like, all right, seriously, you're 5.
Yeah.
We've been talking about fantasy football for like.
I'm sorry.
I'm over it.
No.
Yeah.
Continue on your next story.
No, okay. I'm
But
moving on to the next.
It is this season.
Yeah.
Let's say.
There's an article out there. Google it. Those people don't pick them.
Yeah. Thank you. That's very helpful, Coco.
Done. Judges ask pointed questions about same-sex marriage in Wisconsin and Indiana. The lawsuit in Wisconsin and Indiana was in court today, in fact. Let me move this so I can actually read. The article reads, attorneys for Indiana and Wisconsin face tough, pointed questions from a panel of 3 federal appeals judges. Thank you. In this morning's arguments over bans on gay marriage in those states. Judge Richard Posner.
Dick.
Wait, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Dick Posner.
Yeah, Dick Posner.
Dick waited just seconds before interrupting the Solicitor General from Indiana, beginning a line of questioning about why children of same-sex couples should not be allowed to have legally married parents, as do children of heterosexual couples. To press his point, Posner told a fictitious story of a 6-year-old forced to go to school and see that he is different from his classmates. Wouldn't the children want their parents to be married, Posner asked, also noting the thousands of children in foster care in Indiana who need to be adopted. What do you think is psychologically better for the child? Attorneys from both states were on defense during much of the questioning. The Indiana Solicitor General defended the ban by linking marriage as an institution to procreation and the need for that to be regulated by the state. Because God knows that's going to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, regulate it.
Let's go ahead and give you a fucking license so that you can have children. That's going to go over well.
Pass this test.
Men and women create babies, and there has to be a social mechanism to deal with that, Thomas M. Fisher said under heavy questioning.
I'll call him Dick.
Dick, too.
Yeah.
Fish Dick is what
Dick.
we'll call him.
Oh, I love it. Listen, Fish Dick.
Wait.
Mrs. Paul.
It's a nice raincoat you got there.
Earlier,
Fish sticks.
Earlier, Fish Dick turned aside any suggestions that the state was discriminating against same-sex couples. It's biology, he said. It's simply that men and women make babies. Timothy C. Samuelson, the assistant attorney general from Wisconsin, repeatedly used the word tradition to defend the ban in that state on gay marriage, leading exasperated judges to ask what he meant by that. Tradition is based on experience, Dick Samuelson said.
Another Dick. A lot of dicks in this story.
Yeah.
About gay marriage.
Trey Dick.
Trey Dicks.
Mas
Trente Dick. I just heard that. I'm a little late. Sorry.
Clayton's on the time delay.
I am.
Judge David F. Hamilton pressed Dick Samuelson to explain why tradition... I'm reading a goddamn news story.
Hashtag. That's not.
You are.
A little respect.
Really?
Dick.
Coming from you?
Have a little respect, Dick.
I'll start over.
Yeah.
From the tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Just a tip, Dick.
Judge David S. Hamilton pressed Dick Samuelson to explain why tradition was a sufficient argument for why a ban in the state should not be overturned. I suppose you know how that's been working out in practice over the last several decades, Hamilton pressed, referring to the concept that marriage is meant to promote childbirth and to keep couples together. So this Judge Hamilton is basically implying that, yeah, that's really working for straight people. Why the fuck do we care that it's a tradition? After the 90 minutes of arguments concluded, supporters of gay marriage flooded into the Dirksen U.S. courthouse lobby, some carrying flowers, and the mood was upbeat. Hopeful was how Amy Sandler, an Indiana plaintiff, described the debate. I felt it was moving in the direction of the rest of the country. Kyle McGrath, marriage coordinator for the Hoosiers Unite for Marriage, said he was cheered by today's proceedings. It was encouraging to hear about how, when we talk about any state's interest in marriage, it is important that same-sex couples be able to have the same protections for the children that they adopt and mutually agree on deciding to have. So I think one of the best things about what I heard in there today is there is a state interest in same-sex couples being able to get married. So good news coming out of, where was it? Wisconsin and Indiana.
Yeah.
But then now one of the next circuit judges that's going to hear it for our region is predominantly conservative, and I can't remember where the next circuit court that's in. If they're not hearing it right now, they're about to.
Okay.
And it looks like that will probably be the first time that it loses. It'll be the first loss.
Are
Sure.
you talking about Scalia's friend? The person who's I don't know if you read that. That apparently is Scalia's friend.
Oh, so this is this.
That's my understanding.
Wait, now is this a circuit court? Like
This is the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of
Yeah.
Appeals.
Oh, so this sounds like this is the one that everyone was saying was gonna fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
That everyone expected this was gonna be the one to fail, and these arguments, all the dicks are pointing towards home.
North. They're all pointing north.
Yeah, it's it's frustrating to wait, but it's very hopeful. Everything that comes by is just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So
Yep.
it's
That's
very hopeful.
really good news. So we'll have to
Yeah.
Google which one is actually Scalia's little bitch buddy.
But apparently that's the
Yeah,
bitch
but
buddy
which-
is
But which one, like Dick or the
which
other
one
one?
of
yeah.
Dick Uno Dos or Tres? Let's find out.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm 99% sure
I'll
that
look.
that is the case that they were saying they thought it would
Okay.
fail, and all of that sounded positive. If they're all like,
Yeah,
you're because the argument falls apart so fast when you're like,
with a much better reader, it really just sounds like the judges were like, so tell me again why
Yeah.
you think the ban is a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
tell me again why.
So-
and they
just,
all they all
ripping them
remember is
apart.
and you can't say the Bible
Yeah.
because luckily that still holds up. That nope.
Yeah, no, we don't give a shit about
That's
that.
the Bible's gone, and
so it's tradition and it's children and it's
That argument is always
tradition.
so invalid, though, about the children, because what about couples that aren't fertile, that cannot get pregnant?
Right.
I mean, it just that
should not
alone
get
or the
wipes it
elderly.
out. Or
But-
the elderly. No, you're right. It just wipes
But
it out.
the person that in the Prop 8 case, the first time through, when they won the case the first time with Ted Olson and whatever his partner's name is. It's funny that I know the conservative guy, but I don't
Right,
remember
right.
the liberal guy. When they did their first argument, and the people that they had on for Prop 8 saying that gay marriage was bad, all of the people that were there to say that it hurt the children, by the end of it were all testifying
right.
for gay marriage. And and the article that I read was like, you just watched one after the other of their experts that were trying to like deny gay marriage just turn for the defense. Like
Right.
every one of them was like, well, that's not really true. Like all they needed was one follow-up question, be like, well, no, it's not so much.
Oh, we're okay.
And they said almost every single witness, no matter which side they were called from, ended up testifying for the gays. Like however
Yeah.
they started, they couldn't follow their argument
Well,
logically
and it's-
anywhere.
It's so hard when it's standing in front of you. Like I live in North Scottsdale, like you know what I mean, the heart of, oh my God, I was terrified to go into the kids' schools the first time. Like I was like, this is not going to go well. Look, I know it's a good school, but have you seen me?
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Just recently, yes.
Yeah. I look like this all the time.
I would like to say that now I'm seeing you.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel good about it.
Now that you pointed it out,
Yeah.
I'm looking right at you.
There's enough lights in this room. I think I can see it.
Seriously, under Wikipedia, when you Google like stepmom, here it is. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just terrified to interact with all of these people. And when it's face to face, it's not scary for anyone anymore.
No, and
Like
that's,
all of a sudden, it doesn't matter. Like there are so many people that I cannot believe their politics, but face to face, it doesn't matter anymore.
So when you walk into a school and you have to go get, and forgive me, I don't recall the children's names.
Because I never told anyone.
That's fine. That's fine. So let's say little Johnny.
Jim and Jerry, yeah.
Whatever.
Sure.
So you're walking to school, and if you have to go pick up said child, or if the school has to call you, doesn't even fucking matter. It's like, you're Kat Carlson, you're the mother of whoever. How does that work?
As step parents tend to, I'm an overcompensating gay step parent. So I am the boys go to 2 different schools, and I am the chairperson for the book fair at both schools. So I'm known on a first name basis by all staff at both schools.
Oh, okay.
and that's good. That's good though.
And
That's
it's
very
good.
cool.
Yeah, no, and I'm-
You've got your, you
know,
And that's not overcompensating. That's being involved in your children's
No,
education,
that- yeah,
which is
yeah,
actually what
right,
they're saying
right,
is the
they're
best
all
thing
supposed to do.
Right.
It's not over. I don't think it's overcompensating at all.
No,
That's
no.
just what you would think a
is
normal
a
parent
little
would do. But this is the 1954 when
Right.
everybody,
Right.
the mothers all had more time. In this day and age, everybody works so much more. Nobody has time.
And in
a lot of
1954,
parents,
they blessedly stayed home, drank
Drank-
whiskey,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
smoked the whole
They
time.
had their daiquiris and their cigarettes.
well, no, but I mean,
Yeah.
but they were part of the book barn or whatever the hell that is
Sure.
you've done.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
Book barn. That's,
well,
Whatever
it's
that
called.
You got
That's
it.
the theme
You've
this
done.
year, in fact. The
Oh,
book barn.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Theme for the
as the world has changed and so many more parents
Yeah.
work, fewer and fewer
Yeah.
and fewer parents are involved. It literally it's drop off,
Yeah.
get home on your own. I got to go to work or do whatever the hell else.
Sure.
I love that. I didn't know that. I love the fact that you're involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in real life, like I've made a lot of friends in the parent community, and the staff, of course, is eternally grateful to all people who are involved. And apparently there've been some whispers behind my back that, of course, come back to me because.
But there's whispers behind
There's
everybody's
exactly.
back.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and one of the whispers was the piece of crap van that I drove before I bought the nice one. Like, it was, oh my God, we live here in North fucking Scottsdale, and you're driving that piece of shit. Like, one of those was that was one of the whispers.
Yeah, but
And-
the difference is you can fix it and they can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't gonna. No, I got rid of it. I was like, it's about to break. We gotta go.
Got it.
Yeah, we got to go.
Honey, we gotta go buy some. It's Thursday. We gotta go buy some shit.
That van is not okay.
But no, like Harvey Milk had it right. Like, come out, be out, be
Right.
who you
And
are,
you're
where
much-
you are.
You
everywhere.
can't stay prejudiced against people you know
No.
because all of a sudden they're people, and that's one of the things
No.
with like when we talk about religion. Like, I don't get too far up people's asses about religion because I have so many friends that are deeply religious that I respect, and I'm like, all right, believe that, do what
Yeah.
you got to, as long as your religion doesn't.
Don't call me on Sunday. 'Cause
Yeah, but if your
Mama's
religion,
having brunch.
yeah, if you're coming down on me because your religion told you to, then I'm gonna hate you right
Right.
back.
Right,
But
we're
if
done.
you have a live and let live religion, sure,
Right.
Amen.
go enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can all do whatever we want to on Sundays.
So that's great.
Just
so
don't make me
so
vote in
Yeah.
a church.
in your world, it's a non-issue.
In my world, it's a non-issue, and I should hope that if it ever became a voting issue again, which I don't think it will, but if it ever did, that I have earned us some extra votes just by being.
That's fantastic.
You are.
No, and
by
I
being
think
who
it
you are.
does.
I mean, that's one of the biggest things that
I live in the mecca of all things lesbian. Like, I can't be anything but out.
No, but I'm just saying you could also be an asshole.
I am an asshole.
Nope, I'm saying differently.
All right.
When you walk in, you could have an attitude and
Oh,
a chip
for sure.
on
Yeah,
your
no,
shoulder,
I could
and you could
definitely
be an
have a chip on-
asshole.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
And like you're gonna like me no matter what, and rah,
Yeah.
and
'Cause
you're
there
gonna
are-
like me no
in-
matter what. But I'm also presenting myself as a good
Yeah.
human
Right.
being.
And in all aspects
You
of the
know.
world, there are those. Because I work in different restaurants and bars and things that I do, and those people walk in straight, gay, black, white,
Yep.
any of them, and some of them have that big chip on the shoulder that you're going to accept me for whatever I am, and
right.
there's no ifs, ands,
Oh,
or
and you
buts
can't
about
get
it.
around the people. Wait, some people are just assholes.
Right? No, they
Yeah,
are. Right.
exactly.
That just
Straight,
can't be
gay,
helped.
I
black
have-
or white. doesn't
And I have
matter.
I've never seen the dark side of Cat Carlson. I hope I never do. But I can't imagine that you walk into any room other than just being wonderful and charming. And why would anybody not like you? I can't. I
He
don't.
drinks, doesn't he?
I just.
Occasionally.
Clearly.
I've never known you to be otherwise.
Well, thank you.
How many days? I mean, is it a weekly thing? How often are you at the school with this book drive? Or what do we call it?
Book barn.
Well, I called it that, but
or whatever the hell you do.
The book
Right, isn't that
fair
what you said?
happens.
Book fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write down
It-
book fair.
It comes from Scholastic, and a lot of people will remember when it came to their school because all of a sudden it was like this magical store that popped up in a room that wasn't that before because it comes all prepackaged and it lasts for a week. And I do it 3 times a year, 2 at one school
Okay.
and once at another school. So I'm in for other reasons.
And you got me. You're getting kids to read. So that's
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah. No, and it's lots of fun. I get to wear fun hats and dress up because there's always a theme.
Sure.
Like
Oh my God, you're closer to being a gay man than anybody else I know, except for her.
Fantastic.
the last one I did was the book fair fiesta. I had like the big sombrero and the big fucking
God, that's
poncho
fucking
thing.
awesome.
I'm sure I
I'm
would make
walking
it.
through
I
the
would
whole
try to make it
goddamn
the
school
book
doing it.
fairy, and it would
Yeah.
all go wrong.
And that's what we call a Tuesday.
The next one is Sir Weedalot's Castle. There may be a book fairy.
And I'm a big fan of shaming. Like my oldest niece just wouldn't read, and I just had to. I'm like, you're just stupid. Like people that don't read are stupid. And she was like, I'm like, yes, I am allowed to call you stupid. You don't read, you're stupid.
Sure.
Like that's the.
You're
that's
never.
the,
Well, the problem is you're never going to get smarter if you don't read.
if you don't read like that, I am. But Doug Wilkie's father, not the Doug.
Not
Wilkie
the
from
Doug
story,
Wilkie in Florida.
the Wilk.
Our friend Doug Wilkie.
His father has a quote that I've been using all along. The person that doesn't read has no advantages over the person that can't read. Like you might as well, if you don't read, you
sure.
might as well be illiterate.
Might as well be
then.
illiterate.
Sure. Yeah,
that
there's
makes complete
there's
sense.
Sure.
There's absolutely no advantage. So I love it, and get kids to read and find out about it and be a little nerdy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter what you.
And it's so much fun. Let me tell
And
you,
the other thing is,
chasing kids
there's
around
no
all day.
highbrow level. If you're reading, you're reading, and you'll stumble on other things that might enrich your lives, or you might just read for escape and
Yeah.
find a way to entertain yourself for 3 hours and shut the fuck up.
Right. Exactly.
I like it.
It happens to me. That's when I'm quiet when I'm reading.
We get a lot of mileage out of that.
So oddly,
You're not
you
reading
can read
here.
any kind of book and you wouldn't judge people? Say it should be the same thing with movies.
Oh, but it's not the same. Movies don't have the same benefit.
It's a good waste of time, and it can...
Right, but I don't think reading is a waste of time, though.
No, I know. I
Yeah, I
agree
really- I
with
really-
that.
I don't
But I'm
agree-
saying
yeah.
whatever you sit down to read. Reading People magazine is kind of a good waste of time, but you're still reading.
Yeah, you're still reading.
Yeah,
I
I mean-
would encourage you to up the bar from People magazine,
Totally.
but into
Yeah,
into
yeah.
books. If People magazine publishes a book, I'm more on board.
Maybe
Well,
more
and
complex
a little
sentences
bit.
and longer words.
Maybe.
The
good start, though.
The big difference there is most books, whether they be nonfiction or fiction, are written from a perspective. And the greatest thing about reading is learning someone else's perspective.
And that's what I mean about reading.
No.
And movies are all taste. That's all. It's like wine. Like the only good wine is the wine you like.
Right.
So if you don't like
Or
that
the
kind
wine
of
Al
movies,
likes.
then right.
Exactly.
But I have to drink it. Like
Thank
I'm not
you.
sitting around forcing any of you to drink my wine,
No,
because
Well,
I'm not
sure.
also
He
not
doesn't
sharing.
want to share.
More for you.
Actually,
Right.
the bigger part is he's not sharing it
Yeah.
because he
Right.
likes what he likes.
I hear you.
Think it through. You'll get to the right conclusion.
The heart wants what it wants.
Fair.
Well done. Is that it for
Is that it? Katie, I'm sorry, Kat, is that it?
Oh, so many of the same letters.
I know.
All the same sounds in your mouth.
Not this. I'm not going to say it.
Let
That's
it go.
mine. That's
know.
mine.
I
And that's
listen
the
a
one
lot.
that still cracks me up.
I
My
listen a
mouth
lot.
is making all the right noises.
Do I want to be longer or do I want to be done?
Do you got
okay.
something else? You got-
Okay.
What else?
The only other thing I had, I printed out a tennis article because I noticed that tennis was happening, and I remember shows with Buddy early, so
awesome.
I'm not going to read that. 'cause
But I love that she
He's
did
not.
that. That's
He's not
awesome.
here.
he,
and-
he may be listening, and Buddy,
No,
I was
I
thinking
don't
of
think
you.
Yeah.
He's posting election posters from people who
Right.
aren't even involved in our election right
Well,
now.
actually, which
Fair enough.
very
Do you have election results?
Gallego won.
Yeah.
Mary Rose Wilcox conceded, and Prop 475. This is for Tempe, but it's a big deal. Added veterans' sexual orientation and gender identity as a protective class within the city. So that's a big deal.
Oh,
Also,
very good.
was he the superintendent of public education or public schools? Hoopenthal?
Did he lose?
Out.
Oh God, that's awesome.
Hoopenthal
I did
is
not
out.
realize that.
Yep.
Good. What a douche nozzle. That
Sure.
Fuck. Oh, seriously,
no.
a fucktard.
Yeah.
How did?
Well, you know that I
how
just yell at them when they
did-
come to my door now and ask them about evolution, and then make them walk away.
He's
Run.
he's the one that acted as someone else.
Yeah, the
and-
online had the different profiles and was commenting and making all
Oh,
kinds
right,
of
right,
horrible
right, right, right.
statements. Yeah. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, and I don't.
Fucking
Is that
idiot.
effective immediately? Can it be to now?
no, I think it's
or
like
is it
January.
is it January 1?
Yeah. January something.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, what?
Too bad.
Continue on.
All right.
Sorry, dear.
Finishing up
Ms.
in
Carlson.
in sports and other stuff.
Is this other stuff?
This is other stuff.
Okay.
This is actually, I was not sure what all to bring, so I found 10 things to know for Tuesday, August 26th.
I like
that.
it.
I know.
A little
like
late
it,
in the
yeah.
day for it,
Yeah.
but hey, we're good.
No, but
At
it-
least
we
you're
still
still
have
going to
time.
know it.
Un-
It's not.
You can't unlearn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't unlearn it.
Can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Today, Obama addressed the veterans meeting. The president was speaking at the American Legion National Convention months after a VA hospital crisis rocked the administration. So he was addressing the people at the VA. Hopefully, they've got their shit together. I've heard on the radio good things that are happening, and
And the funny, the VA got a hold of the story first and tried to spin it through the media. They tried to get the buzz out for people to talk about, and somebody was like, "No, we read the memo." That's
yeah, we got it.
yeah. It was kind of like the
Yeah.
Fox News reading the New York Post, pretending that they don't write the New York Post. But like people
Yeah.
are saying,
I was listening to
You're saying.
You're saying, yeah, you write that too.
Yeah, just the other day when there's not enough the show with Clayton McKee to be downloaded and listened to in the car, I listened to just general douchebag talk radio.
Uh-huh.
And
Wait, are we close?
Are we? Wait, are we? We're not general. We're just we're above general.
homos. But in any event, they had crafted this story. I swear to God, it had
Like
to
a
have been
beer.
crafted. It was 2 days after Robin Williams died.
Okay.
And I'm listening to the radio, and they've got the douchebag who's from the radio station is talking, and he's like, I've got this friend, and he's in crisis, and he went into the VA, and they told him to walk out, and all of this shit.
Oh, I totally
Did
heard
you
the
hear
same
that?
thing. Exactly.
I was like, they crafted the shit out of this. And then all of a sudden, they're on the phone with the guy from the VA who's like, come in right now. Like, we will take care of you right now.
Oh, how
I'm like, way to
convenient.
keep stirring shit up. Like, I
Yeah.
understand
No, I
bureaucracy. I
heard that
understand
whole
process.
story.
Right.
Like, I'm
Oh,
sure
and-
they gave
and
him.
by the way, I don't know if you know this, and if it's related to the story or not. That station, which will remain nameless at this point, that station.
KTAR.
Now it's not
Is
nameless.
that the doucheries?
No. So that show that he was on, that guy, They've changed their entire format. He is no longer on the air.
Is that guy gone?
He's
wow.
gone. Well,
Who was it? Who was it?
I don't know if he's gone. He was the guy that was on from 1 to 3 before.
It was an afternoon guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, but he was on with Carrie
remember his
Dozier.
name.
I can't remember his name. I can't remember.
number
But anyway,
7.
he's the one who did that story.
Yeah.
He's the one who's gone.
Because it was, thank God.
And I don't know if it's connected or not, but conveniently they did change their entire lineup.
Thank
to
fucking God, because
Monday.
that was
And
driving me crazy. I'm
that
stuck on the
person-
51 and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Rob
and Carrie.
Rob and Carrie. It was Rob.
Yes.
And they're gone.
Thank God.
Carrie now does the news from noon to 2. They have a 2-hour news show. Then it goes Mac and Gato's the 2 you hate. Start at 2 and go from 2 to 6. Then they do a whole hour from 6 to 7, which I love.
Occasionally the morning guy, I can get on board with him. Like,
Bruce Jacobs.
Yeah.
6 to 7
Same
is
day
the
or
one that
something.
I hear while I'm getting ready. Because
Right.
I get ready from 6
In
to
the morning?
6:30. No, at night.
Okay, so now what you'll just hear is news because the guys are done at 6.
Oh, because they would do the true or false game,
Right,
and that
the
was kind of funny.
Fact or fiction,
game.
Right, no,
Yeah.
so that's done. They're done at 6 now. So you'll just get regular news from 6 to
Okay.
7. But that's funny that
The
you
whole
say
thing
this.
felt very crafted.
That's funny because I heard it and I'm like, well, how does he know all about that? Like,
Yeah, I'm
he
like,
seemed
what is
very close to
happening?
this
And-
story.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, miraculously today, gone. Or excuse me, Monday, yesterday, that format all changed and he's gone. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay, continue on.
That's
That was
horrible.
a local side note. Yeah, like he was exploiting the whole thing, and I don't know. In any event, number 2 to note today, Israel targets more high-rises in Gaza. The Israeli military is destroying multi-story buildings in an apparent new tactic aimed at increasing pressure on Hamas. So it's important to know because there's things happening outside of our own world. Like there are terrible things happening overseas that we just
horrible
not talking about.
And I don't recall in my 45 years of being alive, I don't recall ever sitting in front of a television watching the news. And I watch. And a lot of people say don't watch the news, but you have to because if you don't know what the fuck is going
You
on.
don't know what's
Those are
happening.
like people
Find
that don't
your news
read.
somehow.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like
I
you
don't-
don't have to watch Fox
I don't like to
News.
get
You
involved.
don't
Oh
have
no, I
to
don't watch
watch
Fox, but
Right.
I think I
network
mix up
news.
enough of different inputs that I get for it, like ABC, NBC, CNN. I think I mix up enough.
Yeah, find a news source.
But what I don't recall ever in my life watching the news and seriously being afraid ever and going, "What the fuck?"
This whole
And
ISIS thing.
that is nuts. That I don't recall ever feeling that in my life. Even when 9/11 happened, and that was horrible.
Oh my
horrible.
God, that was terrifying. I'm
It
so
was,
close.
and I remember wondering, but I don't remember ever feeling like I have felt in the past week to 2 weeks watching all of this with the literally outrage, the attacks and things, and the beheading and all that other shit that's happened.
Yeah.
It's
Because now we're dealing with the truly out there crazy.
Yeah.
Like we've
Right.
just reached a level.
Oh
and-
well, I saw there was a picture, and I don't know if anybody else saw it. They had somebody, and it looked like an iPhone or whatever smartphone, and whatever that flag is that they have. They were standing at the White House on the other side of the fence and held their phone up and took a picture. Somebody took a picture of their phone with the flag in front of the White House, and it said "We're here." And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Well, now that the American
And then,
guy
yeah.
that just died, and
I'm sure.
that he was a fighter for ISIS.
The one
or
that used to be from
Florida,
San Diego.
and he was. I heard Florida.
There
but-
was but just today there was one announced that died last week from San Diego that was over there. With
Well,
them.
and the one thing that I keep going back to is the fact that with everything that happened in Oklahoma, when
Missouri?
because no.
Oh, you're talking
back
about
in
the
the day,
bombing?
the
The
Oklahoma
bombing?
bombing.
I'm like
When I was like
Like
no,
McVeigh?
with McVeigh,
Right.
the idea that the homegrown kind of
Oh, yeah.
terrorist stuff,
Already
it has
school
been
shooting.
around. Yes, I mean it has been around and it's been around for a really long time. It's just on that level.
Is it wrong?
Of what you're
is it wrong
talking about
that I'm
is
looking at it
right.
differently? It's okay. It's not okay. It's different if a wacko in the mountains who's from America, never been outside America, does his own thing and he goes nuts.
Yeah.
I guess there's a different level of.
Oh, see, now I'm
tolerance.
more afraid of the person that goes into a
Yeah.
movie theater and opens fire.
No, but
because they're just mentally disturbed.
I'm just saying there's a different. I guess there's a different fear for me of somebody attacking who's just a nut job up in the mountains, as opposed to this collaboration of thousands of or 100,000, however many people, thousands of people with all these weapons that sadly they have picked up from us that were left over. They have all of our intelligence. They have all of our technology. They have all of these things that they have some ability to take over most of a country that they're doing. And then they keep recruiting people. And just the army gets
here.
bigger and bigger from here or
That's
from
what I
wherever
mean.
else.
That's what I meant by that correlation
But the army
with
gets
McVeigh.
bigger. The one guy in the mountains, I'm not saying it's good. It's just it's different to me.
Oh, and it is different.
It's less scary.
It is.
But
what frightens me is that
there's
it's
more
people
of them
from here
that keep
that
think,
are
oh, let's get on
going
board with this.
Right.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's the only
because they're
I was
saying like,
making
okay,
with McVeigh.
these
It's
people
like,
that
oh.
I'm aligning with aren't crazy
I'm never in these
enough.
conversations, but this actually got me.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
I need to go overseas and find crazier people.
Crazier
Yeah.
people.
The
Right.
people locally aren't at a level of insanity enough.
Yeah.
Let's go international
I
and find
really
out who we
Right.
can hook
that
up with.
goes back to my
Right.
remember the stories we used to talk about that the crazy people
Somebody
thought
from ISIS,
that
Molly.
that we should all like the the homosexuals shall be put on the island.
Right.
That whole thing. Please give
there a
these
beach?
give these people an island and let them all live there and let them all kill each other. Please let this happen. That would be fantastic because they're just batshit crazy. The rest of the world just wants to live in peace and harmony.
And you knew
And
that
they
and they said that right away about ISIS. They're like, these are people that even the extremists are like, oh
Whoa,
no, wait,
no,
hold
that's
on, that's
crazy.
nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that story with
And-
with Foley was just
Oh,
that
too
was
much.
that was
Two things, I don't know if you've heard this in reference to that particular story. One, they're now questioning how recent that was. They're questioning whether or not that was literally last week or was this a year ago. They're questioning that, one. Number two, they also are questioning, and I've not seen the video.
oh there's an edit. There's definitely an edit in there. I haven't seen it, but
They are
the
saying
Washington
that
Post hit a paper.
He was dead prior to the decapitation.
Oh. Okay.
Because they're saying that the analysis that they've done with it is that the blood flow and all
The
that
reaction?
was
Okay.
not what a living person would have.
And there's a big ad. There's a
Yeah.
from what I've heard, the Washington Post, because I do read them. That's as close as I can get to Fox News, because Fox News is start to boil and explode. But Washington Post, I know, is like reliably conservative, so I'll read their stuff, and usually I'll buy it because they don't. They have a little bit of a reputation to defend. But they said that they think it was edited because they think they identified the guy that's standing behind him in the actual
British
video.
guy?
That it's a British guy that's behind him, and they know who he is. But then they're saying he probably isn't the killer because of the edit, and that he was probably executed a different way.
They
and
thought
then
maybe
shown
they
that.
shot him
But that's
and then-
that is off the internet. Like you cannot.
You can't find it.
and that's
why?
good.
Please.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh no, and it is, but they were saying from two different sides. Like one, it's gruesome, and then the other side is it's almost a recruitment film to be like,
Right.
look how effective we are.
Right.
Right.
Like
So
for all those frustrated
they were-
crazies sitting there thinking you can't get anywhere.
So
That's
they were
That's right.
demanding, and I don't have the dollar
Oh,
amount.
they just gave me the chills.
They were demanding
32 million euros, I think it was.
And I forget what they said it in American, and I don't know what that equates
It's like
to.
about $50 million.
So
I
they
think
were-
it's 1.5 for euros.
Okay, so they requested that for him, and then apparently they've just or some new video and where they did the same thing to a woman, but they were asking for a much smaller amount, and.
Well, of course.
The question came up. Well, are they trying to
75
are they-
cents on the
Are they
dollar.
trying to play the game of well, they wouldn't pay for that. Well, will they pay for this because it's cheaper? Will they pay? So again, because we don't pay for that, the thing is they were questioning whether or not. Well, are they going to start taking all women? Because if somebody jumps on the bandwagon, they'll just have to kill more women, but they can get the money because it's
Well,
cheaper.
and they do it all through private funding, which I can't imagine going to that fundraiser. We need to raise money for our hostage, our kidnapped son, and they were raising the money
God.
privately because they were expecting a ransom of 1 to 5 million because that's the going rate for other people that were kidnapped.
Sure.
And then the story about the guy that the kidnapped journalist that escaped through a window, but he was trying to get the other guy, but the other guy was too big for the window, and he had to leave him there. And
Right.
like the
and
guilt
then memorize the story.
and memorize the oh my Jesus
letter, yeah.
Christ.
yeah.
The 32 million euros, according to this, equals $42,125,760 because that is the going rate.
Say it
It
again.
would come up. I mean, this says 32 million euros in dollars is $42,125,760.
Yeah, and they would of course.
What an odd number.
Well, the conversion rates are all
Well,
and they
no,
fluctuate all the
but
time.
I'm like, what? Is
But
this
the
real?
Yeah.
so and then the other thing, and I thought it was interesting because
So it's
I
like
was
1 1/3. My bad.
I was listening to I think it was CNN that I was on. No, excuse me, my bad. Reverse that. It was on local radio on KTR where they said that because they'd done the voice analysis and they did so many analysis of the guy who's in the video for the Foley, right? The what they thought may have been the killer, whatever. So they did all this voice analysis, and apparently there's other intelligence that came about it. Did anybody else hear about the fact that he was a music rapper from Britain
No.
that all of a sudden went to wherever the hell that country is, went there and then never came back, and they've decided based on voice and the eyes,
that's how.
they figured out they believe that's who it is.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it came out. So
And they don't know if he was kidnapped too, right? Isn't that the story I read?
I hadn't heard that.
That he may be at gunpoint. They don't
Doing
know
what he's doing.
Yeah, doing what he's
I
doing.
had not heard
can't-
that.
I that part I can't.
But the
a
interesting thing to
crazy
me is I
asshole.
heard it for a minute on KTAR, one of our local stations here in Phoenix. I heard it from there. They were announcing the name, what he did, what label he was with, yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, a couple hours later, nothing. So and then CNN was like, well, they're not releasing the name. And I'm like, I just heard the name. Then I go back. Nobody's saying a word. So I'm thinking
'cause
somebody reached out and said, shut the fuck up.
Because I think they don't know under what circumstance. I think that now that part I can't. I'd have to go home and Google that, but I can't remember that they did release the
can
name.
Google it here.
I know, but it's a long. It's one of those long stories. So just don't take our word for this. But it might be that he was kidnapped
And put
as
up to
well,
what he
and
was
put up
doing.
to what he was doing, and that he's the next one.
But I don't know. It is all fucked up. And like I said earlier.
And I think they're
it's-
trying to work that out as to whether he's a bad guy because they know he's not the killer. They know from that edit that he's not the person standing
was just
behind him
standing
is
there.
not the killer. That was the part that I read, and
It
that,
is.
just really
Scary.
Just a bunch of creepy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh,
It is.
God, it is.
Were we at number 3, 4? Where were we?
I don't know. There's like 7 or 8 other
Well,
things.
where were we?
Yeah.
What-
Just
we-
finish it
all
up.
right.
We got
Fair
time.
enough.
We own the
I
network.
have a really fast question. My question's fast, so
Fair enough. That was only number 2.
God damn.
Sure you want me to go?
it's a 9-hour. Yeah,
all right.
Now
guys.
you know how the rest of the staff feels when Al talks.
No,
Yeah.
no one talk. Number 3 is why U.S. nuclear expert is calling for a plant closure. Regulators are being urged to shut down California's last operating nuclear facility until they can determine whether the twin reactors can withstand powerful shaking from nearby earthquakes.
Oh, I'm surprised
Since they
that's
just
not
had a 6.
Right. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that wasn't water
Oh,
related.
Harrison, if you're
There's
still
one
with us,
left?
any aftershocks from that?
I figured that would be a water related issue, not so much of an aftershock, but I understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, earthquakes and nuclear is bad.
I have a water question in a minute. Go
I
ahead.
can believe it would be.
I can see that being bad.
Sure.
Number 4, who left the Emmys empty-handed. Movie stars did not win any trophies at the awards show that honored such favorites as Breaking Bad and Modern Family. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
Yeah, because Matthew McConaughey,
oh sure.
Julia Roberts, Mark Ruffalo, all these people that were slumming it on TV, and that was one of the criticisms was that they kept making jokes belittling television, when especially for women, television is the place to
is
be.
the shit, right?
Yeah.
From an AP source, the White House backs surveillance flights over Syria. The administration wants to gather intelligence on Islamic State militant groups from the air.
And you know they're already doing that. They're just admitting
Seriously, they're flying over right now.
Yeah.
Come on.
to it. Frau
Frau
Merkel will,
O'Hare.
Frau Merkel will testify to that. And follow up? Did you hear after Frau Merkel was all pissed off because they found out the CIA was spying on her, that the Germans were spying on Hillary Clinton?
Oh, no, I hadn't
They
heard
were
that.
tapping her phone, so Frau Merkel put it back in her pants. She was like, "Oh, my bad."
Just kidding.
We'll agree to disagree.
Just move on and go back to having dinner.
Nice day. You like your kraut?
Right. Number 6, how mourners depicted Michael Brown's death. Speakers at Brown's emotional funeral service sought to consecrate his death as another in the long history of the civil rights movement and implored black people to change their protest chants into legislation
It was
and
just
law.
slightly below the VMA awards. There,
Okay.
I mean, all the people that were there, the way that they the way they did it, it was I'm not.
I didn't
no
see
disrespect,
anything about it.
Like Spike Lee and all the other people that were in the audience, it looked like a VMA award
Because it's another crisis that needs a celebrity. Like
Yeah.
every disease, you need a celebrity, and this
And
takes
it's not Al Sharpton.
no. But you need a person in the middle.
I agree.
You need a person in the middle, and you need these people to say that being pulled over by the cops is a different experience.
driving while black.
Driving,
Sure.
BMW, black man walking. Like there's something.
Well, here you have the same thing with
Mexicans.
Yeah.
or Hispanics.
Racial
however
profiling, and that they draw a gun, not a taser or rubber
Absolutely.
bullets, or that you go
Absolutely.
Because it
go to
takes too
force.
much time to get
and-
the taser out,
and
apparently.
We have a friend that has dealt with that.
Oh my God, Luisa
For
all the
sure.
time. Yeah,
Luisa
she's
Valdez.
several times.
Oh, really?
Luisa Valdez
Yes.
has several times commented that she's been
Yes.
pulled over for no reason.
I had not
And
heard
hassled.
that.
Driving while
and-
brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I did not know that about
Yeah,
it.
so that is the reason why it's turning into such a big event, is because it's time for everyone to wake up and realize that your version of the police and other people's version of the police are not the
Totally
same
different.
thing. And
We
when
see those lights,
and especially
and I think,
when
was I drinking?
like
Other people
Sure.
might.
like
just
Bill
saying maybe.
But Bill O'Reilly had that thing where I had to come back from vacation and address this because, the racial stirs are stirring this up. And then we have one asshole friend on Facebook that's like, if this was a black cop shooting a white unarmed kid, you never hear about it. And then he posted this story that didn't get any news, and I think it was in Denver.
Texas?
I think I want to say it was in Denver.
Okay.
But then you see it, and you don't see it from like conservative.com. You see it from the Washington Post or one of those papers. And you see that, yes, there is activism. There are protests. Right. But because it's white people protesting, the police in Denver didn't bring out the National Guard in tanks.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it did get attention.
Because they weren't afraid of them.
Right, exactly. So,
well, sure, because an angry black man is the scariest thing you can picture.
right, and so this asshole that I'm friends with on
and the
Facebook
pictures
was like,
that they take to portray.
his comment was to someone that was making a thing about racial profiling. He was like, "Well, this guy was 6'4", so of course it took 6 bullets to bring him down." And I was like,
Whoa.
You're a pig.
Yeah.
That's your thought is justifying how many shots it takes to bring down a 6
Well,
foot.
and
he's a
One
tall guy.
shot per guy.
This
One shot per
this
foot.
asshole is like 6'4", 6'5".
Oh.
So I'm like, so is that what you're expecting the next time you're jaywalking is for someone to take 6 shots to take
Mow
you down?
you down with
The
because you're
problem
big?
that I have with it even more than that is the fact that they said, and I can't do this with a straight face, because they said, well, he's like, basically he said mean things to him and put him down.
I say mean
Yeah,
shit to
capital.
people all
It's
the
a capital
time.
offense now. Now it's
What?
Now you're
I mean,
judge,
it was
jury, and
something like
executioner
that.
over.
He looked at him mean
Yeah.
and said mean things. Seriously?
Before we
She
before
was smoking a big fatty.
before
at
we
the time.
continue on with our things you should know for today, we'd like to welcome the Russian Federation in China listening right now.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
This is topical for you. Join us in the chat room if you can. Let us know what's up. Continue
Speaking
on.
of China, number 7, China courts documentaries but limits topics. Beijing wants serious content to replace reality shows on television, but the films
don't
need
we
to
all?
but the films need to comply with the Communist Party line or else they are confiscated.
There was a post just today that I saw that somebody said something about a Chinese.
Red is red.
No, don't. Well,
Wow.
a Chinese, no, it was a documentary person, whatever it was, filmed Beijing illegally, apparently with a drone, like flew over, and it's a gorgeous video, but it was an illegal filming of it, and I don't know if he got in trouble for it or what the deal was, but it's funny that you mentioned that about China and films.
Sure.
But I just saw that today.
Organically, that just came out of my brain.
Yeah.
That's how we do a lot of this show, organically.
Al likes things to
And,
be
a lot,
organic.
and some of it's
From the first show.
spiritually.
By spirits.
From the first show, he's asked that we come up with things to be organic.
Hopefully there's a crossover. I'm empty.
No.
Number 8, the
I'll get
Bay
you one.
Area quake causes $1 billion in damage, according to the official estimate.
Talk about
all that
people
wine.
whining about stuff. Holy shit.
Why did the value of your bottle from Napa just go up
No
a little
kidding.
bit? But
real.
Jerry Brown, governor of California, wants to make sure that people know that it's just not rich, awful snobs that live up there, that there are working class and poor people. So please send help.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
There
think that just
are-
happened to like the little enclave
Yeah.
of whites up in Napa.
That own
The people that
wineries.
make the wine, not so wealthy.
Yeah, the great people that
We
actually.
didn't have to do that.
The,
Thank
the
you.
great people who stand in the vineyards and actually harvest the grapes, they have problems too.
But it was
The
it was
great stompers, poor.
I did enjoy that special plea from Jerry Brown that please have a little sympathy. There are some people that are not wealthy assholes in the Napa area.
Right.
And I already
Good
like
to
Jerry.
know.
I already
Lieutenant
like Jerry
Governor.
Brown so much, but it was just funny to have him just come on and be like, it was an SNL sketch.
Yeah.
Sketch.
That's cute. Sketch. Or
skit.
By the way, Kat, we,
However
we
you
usually don't, we
self-identify.
usually do a crossover from in hour 4. We just let it roll.
I don't know that I pay attention at that point.
We don't
I'm
either.
hoping you arrived at your destination at
By
this
then,
point.
right.
No, I'm really mad at my phone because it won't like pause where I stopped and keep up, so I have to like remember the
Remember where you were
timestamp
at?
and find
Yeah,
it.
that is hard.
I'm
That's
like,
frustrating.
okay, 2:23, go.
How long is this fucking show? Anyway, go ahead.
I'm enjoying the hour and a half format.
She said they I'm enjoying the 4-hour show.
Number 9, the first Superman comic book fetches a heroic bid.
Yes. it
A
did.
rare, nearly flawless copy of the Man of Steel's comic book debut nets $3.2 million in an online auction.
And it probably got bought for a nickel.
Yeah,
I think it said
Yeah.
10
Wow.
cents on the cover when I saw the picture of it. But yeah.
Wow.
crazy talking. Nerds making money.
Nerd. Hey,
Right.
that is okay. I'm
That is-
okay with that.
And number 10 for Buddy Early, Andy Murray advances at the U.S. Open. The 8th seed gritted his way through head-to-toe cramps to outlast Robin Haas 6-3, 7-6, 1-6, and 7-5 in the first round of presumably tennis.
Am I correct in assuming
And that's
Sports and other stuff.
And we got a lot of mileage out of the other stuff.
I have a couple of questions though, about a couple of things here. Now,
Please do.
in sports and other stuff that I heard this today, and I didn't realize this. I never knew this about this before. Today is the anniversary, the 200th anniversary of the day that the War of 1812, when the British embassy burned down the White House.
Would that be the War of 1814?
just kidding. No, it lasted for years.
That's for years.
I was kidding. It was like,
Right.
anyway.
So
It was funnier my way.
Right, but they.
She hears that a lot.
I didn't realize this.
All the time.
I never knew this.
All
The British
the
embassy was
fucking time.
basically in. They were trying to burn down and shut down all of Washington, and I didn't realize that because I paid no attention to old history apparently. But I also found out that they painted the white. What is now the White House? I don't know what it was called originally. If it was still the White House,
What color was it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But they painted it white to cover up
How
a lot
big
of
was it?
a lot of charred remains because they didn't burn the whole thing down.
Well, there's a place called the Chart House.
There was a rainstorm that came in, oddly, a multi-day crazy rainstorm that came in that put out most all of the fires that saved it. So they painted a lot of the stuff white to cover up charred and burned remains, which I thought was interesting. But the reason that was brought up was apparently, maybe it was last week that the actual celebration was, the British embassy in Washington that's still currently there. They posted apparently a picture on Twitter or some social media where they had a cake of the White House with sparklers on it with the caption that said, "This time only sparklers, no fire."
Well,
And somebody got in trouble a little for that because, well, that's really not cool.
I want you to appreciate the fact that I just tried to look for pictures of a fire in 1814.
Did you find any? Is the question.
No, it wasn't until I saw a painting that I realized the error
Was
of my ways.
there an artist rendering of said?
Several.
Atta girl.
Not an actual picture.
Nope, drawn in crayon.
Not even a Kodachrome.
That's my new favorite.
Wait, no, I got. Look, what are you looking at? I'm looking at Wikipedia. Look right
Drunky
there.
McPerkins here is trying to Google actual
fucking
pictures.
I'd like to show me a picture of Jesus.
Deal.
Polaroid.
Oh, God,
coming
I
out of
love
the
that.
rock.
In retaliation for the American attack on the city of York in Ontario, Canada. Now you know I'm a big fan of the War of 1812 because it was fought. A lot of it was fought in the
too.
Niagara Falls region.
Yes.
Like
Your family was part of
a lot
it?
of the Revolutionary War was fought there between Fort Niagara and Fort George, but
Shorter than I thought.
Polaroid of Jesus.
Shorter.
I just got to tell you, he's the right color in your Polaroid.
According to some.
He's a very believable color. So there's all kinds of interesting trivia if you do.
Depends on who you speak to.
Yeah.
Oh, Kat, that's good.
I love
And it is
Google
the
image
war that
search.
gave us our national anthem too.
Yes, that's true.
So it's a very important
That is
war.
that is very funny.
is.
Now the other question I have, and I know you Al, I feel that you will have some input on this.
I hope
That'd
so.
be weird.
I mentioned this just to my mom the other day.
Only just a bad opinion.
Weird.
Hey, at this point, I'm willing to take anything. Here's my question, and
That's a problem.
and I'm questioning whether is this an environmental impact that it could be, whatever it is. So we're all very, very well aware of the drought, not only in this state but hugely in California. There's an actual picture.
An action shot.
Action shot.
And isn't it hard to believe that after all these years, there is no movie that I know of about this day in history?
That's a good point. That is true.
Burning down the White House in costumes seems like a pretty good
It,
bet.
almost, it could be a musical.
That's our $1 million idea.
Good. Oh, that's the one that's gonna work. Got it. By the way, what is the hat? Kat, is that two in the
Mine?
pink, one in the stink? What is that?
Oh.
No. Subtle
all right.
difference.
Yeah.
Ready?
What is it?
Shocker. ASU pitchfork. The shocker.
Nice.
ASU pitchfork.
I didn't realize the
Oh, it's
subtlety.
good to know the difference.
Yeah.
It is good.
The danger of
shocker.
homonyms.
I don't get why it's shocking.
So the question I have, with all of the drought issues that there are, why is it that they don't? I realize there's an expense involved, Desalination of water.
I ask that all the time.
What in the fuck is? Why can't we just start
What's the
pumping?
holdup?
What's going on? Just start pumping shit in, desalinate it, and water. Fill all the reservoirs.
That is my constant question: is to like.
How come I don't have an answer
The
to that?
planet is what 3/4 water.
Oh yes.
Oh, probably because we keep throwing shit in it.
No,
Right,
but
I mean, we
keeps
put-
like
we can
dumping
put-
pollution
But we
all
can,
over the
we can
fucking place.
filter-
we have water treatment plants that treat
No,
water
I know,
and stuff
I'm
like
just
that.
saying,
But
it's
then
like
my question is
fucking
like, why are
crazy.
people dying of no water?
Right.
Surely someone can desalinate
All you have to
some
do
water.
is distill it. We're done.
Well, but let's.
Right?
You
Am I
would
wrong?
think, You would think.
But then
And
how
then
are we
it-
going to make all the moonshine?
and then
Ask Buddy.
pump it in and then irrigate it, or
Buddy
if
can
only
talk.
there was a canal system or something they could build to get water
I
to
mean,
these
I
people.
realize-
Yeah,
do-
but I think it's startling that nobody would. I mean, if there was a way.
I was in shock when I drove last December to Vegas for the Charlie's anniversary thing, and I drove that snow shit I drive back. I really was taken aback when you cross the new bridge that goes over or bypasses, Hoover Dam, and you come over the hill and you see the lake, and you realize that 100 foot of white rock that's there to the water line is where the water used to be, and you're like, holy shit! The lake is a postage stamp compared to what it used to be, and I remember just being like, wow, I never realized that. And then there have been pictures floating around on Facebook that show a couple different dams like 10 years ago as opposed to today, yada yada.
I agree, Tomo.
But I'm still like, why is it that it's so expensive to just
But why do the
distill-
rich people? I agree with Tomo on this. Why would he says it's expensive, and like everything, it comes down to money.
Right, and
so
if
you're talking about poor countries, why?
So do we need an ice challenge for fucking desalinating of water?
That's what I think the same
Probably.
thing. I've wondered that all along. Like why can't we like take this? Because the rain comes from the ocean and it rises up. It
Right, and
salt
drops on
stays
the-
down.
And
The water
falls
comes
mainly
up,
on the plains.
Right.
falls on the plains, makes it from the river and goes back to the ocean and gets salinated
Right.
again. Like it's a cycle. Interrupt it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like it makes no
We're
sense
interrupting.
to me.
It's like we can.
the rains in Spain.
And if you
mainly on the
I mean, the
and
rain's
if you
down
can
in
take
Africa.
Niagara Falls shitty contaminated water and turn that into drinkable,
passable,
yeah.
potable.
Yeah, but compared
water.
to what people don't have, it's
Yeah.
very drinkable.
I just don't get why maybe I should research that. I just don't understand why there's not a better, more economical, or just a simple process. And even if it does cost, what is the economic impact of California right now? Not just because of the earthquake, but because of all the things that water
And
affects.
it can't be. And my other thing is, it can't be. And of course, Americans don't sacrifice anymore for anything. Like we went to war for 10 years, and nobody gave up anything. There was none of that. Like no meat rations. The other
Right.
thing,
Like the 40s.
turn all the car plants into
Plane plants. Right.
and stuff like all that kind of stuff. If it was truly a drought, there would be no lawns. Not just a fine for people so that rich people can have them, but there would be no lawns. There would be no pools. You just wouldn't have those things.
Right.
They would just come around and tell you verboten and stop. Like,
Right.
not just a fine, you're going to
Your-
jail.
your water
you water
ration-
you water that lawn, you're going to jail. If it was truly a drought,
It is, but it is a drought. But you're right; it's not to the level that that gets enacted.
see, and he's saying that Dubai is desalinated, and it would have to be because Dubai sits in
I'm
a
sorry.
dry, barren. It's the high desert,
Yeah.
but they have water in this giant city. So clearly they're getting the water from somewhere, and there is no fresh water anywhere around. So they are using.
Because he has a lot of extra time on his hands. I mean, it seems like that I've seen a lot of things that he's posted in the past few years. Wow, you know what? Really, me sleeping in today has really helped my day. Because apparently I'm conscious for this whole show. It seems though.
So new.
It seems
is.
really it is.
He usually checks out about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, not even when you started entertainment.
Second story of entertainment.
His eyes glazed
Unless we're talking about,
over.
unless he brings up Ricky Martin or the Latino, VMAs, we're
I
good.
can't do Al Menudo.
Unless there's a hot brown guy.
When it was soccer,
Right.
And then it was
But it seems to me that Bill Gates posted something within about the past year. Something I know he posted something in regards to being able to keep refrigerated vaccines for days and days and days on end to get them to whatever the hell they had to go because of different diseases in like South America or excuse me South Africa,
yeah.
all that. But it seemed like he posted something in regards to something about the desalination of water. I should look that up, but I didn't take the time. But I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There's got to be some sort of a way that we can just lay a feeder into the goddamn ocean and start pumping that shit in, and let's move on.
But Bill Gates can't save the whole world either.
No, I
Right.
understand that.
Right,
But
and you have to have people actually interested in it.
Yeah, people
You
have to care.
Yeah, and this comes from somebody with a front lawn. So, and I don't
I
want
have
it.
front and
I've
back.
got a nice big lawn
But
and
somebody,
a nice big pool.
somebody
I
put
get
it in, and rock is too expensive. So it's either water that shit or pay
Right.
thousands of dollars for rock. And I'm not,
But you pay thousands
okay.
of dollars one time and you're done.
right. But I haven't gotten to that limit. I haven't gotten to that limit on water. And and it's the people saying like, oh, it's raining. There's not a drought. You need snow in the mountains. Like it's got to come from a river. It's got to
Right.
make it down. It's a certain
And that's where you get into climate
and climate change
everything.
and the fact. Yeah.
And people with the water piece in this ice bucket challenge and bringing all that back. I mean, we stand there. If you run the water while you're brushing your teeth, you're wasting upwards. You can waste upwards of 3 gallons of water.
That's why I
Yeah.
do all of
You
that
know?
in the shower.
No, and you've talked about that before. But
Yeah.
Not
there
because of
are
that, 'cause
many
it's
different
convenient.
ways. Today, Mom went to leave for work, and she had turned on the water out front to water the plants. And normally, like I set something, so it'll be like ding, so that I didn't realize she had gone out to do that. She goes to leave for work, and she's like, "Well, we might need a boat." And I thought, "Oh my god," because I do think about that stuff. You want to have the pretty plants, and you want to have the this and that, but oh my god, turn off the. I mean, what a huge
Yeah.
waste! What a
Yeah.
huge waste! And so, anyway, digress. The end.
No, but I mean that is the.
Tomo, I agree
So
with
many
you. I know
different
it's
ways we
I know it's
can.
all money. It doesn't cost you enough to not waste water. Well, that's a valid point, Tomo.
With solar powered water desalination, I'm totally looking this up now.
It just makes sense to me. I don't know
Yeah.
why you just
A hand drill is needed.
we're
Adult
gonna-
assistance is needed for the steps involving a hand drill. All items in the Science Buddies kit come pre-drilled, eliminating this safety issue. So this is all about like a kid's water desalination, solar powered water desalination. So
Yeah, we'll be here another hour if we start on solar. We
no,
should
no, I'm
We
just
can't.
saying.
We've only
Average
got- we got- we
six
got
to 10 days is
17
all
minutes.
it takes. Cost is average of $50 to $100 for this kit,
Oh.
I believe. But interesting that.
Well, we will continue
It's out
our
there.
desalination discussion another time. It is time for one of our favorite segments.
Oh, I think we covered it. I honestly think that would qualify as thoughtful vulgarity.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
Don't you have a good question?
I have a quick one. Go ahead.
Well, then we'll do this.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
They're in charge of themselves.
Okay, just a fun little question.
Okay.
Marnie Ryer.
Yes, thank you for my correct name. I'm surprised
Oh, I did get it right.
answered.
Oh, you
yeah,
did get it right.
I'm very surprised
Wow,
I answered.
I don't even know when it's the right name.
Margaret Rogers.
Margaret Rogers. Herr or Frau.
However, I may self-identify.
Assuming the dogs and the family are safe, blah, 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 blah. What would you run back and save in a fire?
Pictures
Okay.
from the Winx reunion 2004.
Chili cook-off.
Chili cook-off. But yeah, pictures easily.
Okay.
Assuming the people are okay.
Yeah, everybody. And the dogs or whatever creature you identify with.
How much time do I have?
One jump in.
One jump?
One jump.
How long is the jump? I would do the same thing. Like, how long much time to have?
I'm like, wait, do I have time to get the TV off the wall and get the laptop? Or
But see,
Yeah,
that's where
it's-
my pictures would be. So
it's completely electronics. I have a problem. And a lot of them are old now, but yeah.
Like the one you're using right there?
Like this dinosaur.
Is that
right
Windows
here.
95?
No. God, Windows 98.
Oh,
it was
God.
a major upgrade.
It's Pong.
give me an idea how much that costs.
Incidentally, I remember upgrading from 3.1 to 95 and going,
Amazing!
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, I think it would
That's
be
awesome.
like techie, stupid, first world stuff.
I love it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Mine would coincide with that a little bit, only because I have the pictures and everything on Drive. So I would grab
Save It Studios. those?
Oh, fuck that. No, that's insured.
Because that's all backed up
Fuck
and
that.
insured, right?
That's
right,
insured.
Right. Yeah.
I would
Yep.
grab my main PC that has the huge hard drive in it from all the pictures and all the audio from all these shows. I would grab all of that and my backpack because it always has my iPad and my and my laptop in it. So I would just grab that because there's really not a lot else in the house. Like all the pictures that I have that are in frames, I have a copy of on the PC.
Yeah,
So I've got that.
I did that recently too.
The only other thing there's really not. Everything else is. It's a receipt from '94. Who fucking cares? I have it now because I can, but if it goes away, it goes away.
Oh, you were really going to save a receipt from 1994?
I still
I
have
have,
them. I have
yeah.
every receipt of everything I've ever done to my trucks.
Oh, I thought there was some receipt you were going to run in and save, like from a
no,
memorable
no.
meal.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is, I have all of them now,
Ruben
but
Contreras and I went for dinner.
it wasn't dinner.
Ranatana
Oh,
winks.
see, look at.
There's a lock of his hair.
It was.
It's a lock of hair
He
from her
carries
chest.
that in his wallet. Are
Yeah.
you kidding?
That's in the backpack.
No, it's not. It's in the file cabinet. It's in the fireproof file cabinet.
Under masturbatory needs.
Nope.
Self-raping kit.
Self-raping kit. Not appropriate for children under 12.
$29.95.
Yeah.
Right. Off the top of my head, though,
Lube sold separately.
I can't think of anything. You dumbasses.
Why is that? Why can't it just come with lube?
Yeah.
Everyone needs lube. Why can't it just come
Popper's
with
optional.
Exactly.
It's an upgrade.
I'm just trying to find a way for them to make more money off their masturbatory kit.
I would have to get. I'd go with her because so much is saved electronically. I would have to go for a couple. I don't give it. I'll let the big screen go because it's going to get insured.
It's the nicest thing I've ever owned. Like,
well, no,
it really
I'm
is.
not saying. However, but I have found out from.
You have insurance on your house.
I have an unnamed friend who's been through this before, and things can get replaced with better.
Well, sure.
Better.
I worked for
True
insurance
story.
for a really long time.
Oh,
I get
okay,
that
yeah.
too.
So
Yeah.
you understand.
And after an entire evening of the new Samsung Ultra High Definition Curve TV, let me tell you, I want to give the robbers a key to my house.
Oh my God.
can
let me
we
tell you-
make a deal and I'll just make that my TV and you get a new one? Let's work on
That
that.
Ultra High Def
Sharon
Curve
almost
TV.
kicked me out the first time I saw that. I was in Best Buy for something stupid, and I like took a picture of it, sent it to her, and I called her. I'm like, "Hey, so we need a new TV after we just bought like ginormous television." Like, "Hey, so I think we need a new TV." She's like, "Pack your shit."
Yeah, I
Wow.
seriously just.
We're still paying for the one that's on the fucking wall.
I
Right,
sat
right.
down on the floor and was like this. I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful. And it was like the skyline of
Oh,
London.
I get really close to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be surrounded by it.
It was
I
the
love
skyline of like all these different cities at night, and they went city by city. I'm like, oh, I want to go there.
It's beautiful.
It's like a travel log. And sadly, mine would be because I just have no attachment to material things anymore because they get stolen all the
Sure.
time. So mine would be probably the computer just for the convenience of not having to download all that fucking music again.
Oh my God, yes. So
And that goddamn that DVD copy of Come Back to the Five and Time Jimmy Dean, because that was such a pain in the ass to get my hands on. I'm not going through that shit again.
Oh,
good stuff.
and I thought of you because
And if I ever got it back from Shane Henson, my Madonna Blonde Ambition tour, but even I'm not attached to that because the whole thing just showed up on YouTube last week.
oh,
So I was like, well, don't need that
there you go.
laser disc. Because how am I
Thanks.
ever going to play it? The laser disc is locked in the closet and I don't know what it hooks up to. Or I don't even
The
have the laser
laser
disc.
you wait, you
player.
still have a Laserdisc player?
And I only kept it because of Madonna Blonde Ambition tour was only released on Laserdisc.
I didn't know you had.
And Madonna doesn't.
And you make fun of me for antiquated technology.
for one disc.
I'm just impressed
But
with
I-
your language today.
But I want to tell you.
Oh, I have an-
desalination.
I have another story. Can I share another story
antiquated-
about
I would
that?
love it.
But
would love it.
hand to God, I don't actually
If you
know.
believe in God.
No, hand to God, I don't
Contrary
know.
to Al's belief.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a laser disc player anywhere in my house.
I have
But I
moved
know
you.
I have the laser disc.
player
I
is.
have
Do
moved you once that I remember,
I hope.
and I don't recall ever there being a Laserdisc player in any.
But I do have laser disc.
Well,
And,
that's fine.
But that was because of Jaws, and we've all heard that story.
Right.
That Jaws is a whole.
Right, it's different if you watch
Because
it.
Laserdisc was the first people that letterbox movies.
Letterboxed.
So
Yeah.
that's why I was a fan. And then of course, I bet on the wrong horse on that.
I remember renting the laser disc from Video
Oh yeah,
Palace or
Whatever
whatever
that was called,
Yeah.
right.
Video Paradise Video was
I
the
don't
one I
even
used to
know.
go to. That's
Well,
what it
any
was.
one of
Oh
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
They must have been a national thing because we were in Utah.
Yeah, video.
Or just on this end of the country.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Regional.
Oh, regional. A regional video distribution center.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can know. Well, she's gone now. I was going to tell my goddamn story about the word thing, but she doesn't care anymore. Apparently not.
She's gone. So
I
that, I mean,
care.
that's just it. It's so funny to read that about the fire and how like there just isn't anything. I just don't have sentiment. For some reason, I'm ice cold. Like I don't have sentimental attachments to stuff. Like as I go back to my sister's house, as she's cleaning out the house in hopes of one day getting rid of that house and moving,
Right.
and she's like, "Is there anything from that?" No.
See,
Do you want? No.
as
I'm
a
good.
career lesbian,
You want
Career.
everything.
no. Here's what happens. I've lost everything so many times. I also have no sentimental attachment. Honest to God. They fucking clean you out every time.
Yeah.
Seriously. You wind up back at your house with a mattress on the floor and a couch that you hated anyway. Like,
And 2 drink
Why
cards from
do-
the cash in.
Yeah.
And you're in.
cash in doesn't do drink.
Well,
cards.
whatever. I'm
Yeah.
just using an analogy.
Isn't that so? the truth, though?
Lesbians are cheap.
Seriously, as a career lesbian, like, there's no attachment to shit anymore. Like,
Career list.
I like that.
And I have to tell you that the next relationship I get into and it ends, I'll be like, anything you want, just take it. Like, no.
I'll just buy new. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sick of that couch.
Oh.
If you want to take the paint off the walls, I probably change the color.
care
So
about that either.
scrape it off.
We'll end this whole
But I
monstrosity
need
of
my
a show.
HBO account.
Yeah.
Well, that's
you can keep.
online.
It.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
That I can't lose in the divorce.
The word,
steal my
the
HBO.
word thing that
And I'm proud
you
of
bring
you.
up, we like Wednesday, Thursday last week, I had to ship something from here to San Diego.
You shipped your pants?
No.
Okay.
No, not those. But I went in and there was a guy that I've never seen at the Osborne and 7th Avenue post office. And I was like, he seems nice because there's a couple gals that are in there that I'm like, yeah, I don't really have time for you because she's always, do you need stamps? Is there anything hazardous? You ain't got any batteries in there.
my name is Helen.
But I could tell that this guy, he was kind of fun and upbeat and I liked him. And I happened to get him. And I put the package up on the counter and I said, he said, is this all you have? And I said, yep, I just need it to go to San Diego. And he put on the scale and he said something about, well, which way would you like it to go? And I said, well, I would like for you to propose to me the ways that it could go. And he goes, well, alrighty then. So he gave me whatever all the things were. And I said something and I said, well, I would like to see what other pricing structures would impact my purchase of this. And I don't know where it came from. I just was spitting out things and he just looked at me and he goes, well, aren't you the wordsmith? So,
Oh my God, that's fun.
so we went through the
Yeah.
entire transaction trying to one up each other on the entire words. So this past, what was it? I went again yesterday. I went to mail another letter to San Diego. All the shit's going to Matt. So I walk in, he sees me. He sees me in line. He points at me. And it just so happened I got to him again. And he goes, well, how glorious of a day are you having? So again, we went toe for toe on what words. It was
cute.
so much fun. It almost made going to the post office joyful.
Sure.
And
sure.
it's one of the, somebody got a thesaurus for Christmas.
It's a sad word when wordplay becomes foreplay.
Yeah.
No, that's
I'm
good.
in the- I'm
I
in
like
now.
it.
Yeah.
But it
I
was
like
just,
it.
it's just the only
like
reason
that.
it was fun to go to the post office because this guy was just, he was coming up with
Sure.
more colorful words than I was, and
Yeah.
I was trying to one up him for it.
That's always
That's
fun.
it was a good time.
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Oh my God, we've almost made it a 4. It's a 3.5 hour show tonight, Kat. You've been part of it. Thank you, Kat
Thank you.
Carlson.
So much
Well, thank you
fun.
for having
Very
me.
fun.
I
We
feel like I
are-
talked over everyone all night.
We are wrapping up.
Oh, we all have that feeling.
This
Yeah.
week's show.
And by that I mean me.
Sure.
I don't know what the hell you're all talking about. I'm still just trying to do an
You're my
outro.
hero.
Kat Carlson is here in place of Katie June this week. Thank you, Kat. I think we'll have Kat back. We should.
Yeah.
I think that we should. This has just
It's been a joy.
There's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of election shit happening.
There will
and
be. And she'll be gone, and we'll be here doing play-by-play. Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins, I'm Clayton McKee. Thanks for being with us. We are here every Tuesday, allegedly, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Phoenix time.
Dumbo.
Sometimes we go to 10:30. We'd like to thank you all for listening around the world, all the ships at sea. However you find us, let us know. Our hashtag is CUN Tuesday. Cunt Tuesday. Find us. We'll leave you with these parting words. We will see you next Tuesday.
And it is not right. It is not okay.
It's not okay.
It is
Listening to the show on Q Talk America.